tell me, what are you drawing?
I'm just writing down Capisco chairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
From
so don't forget.
Ergo Depot.
Oh.
Oh, that's me. How rude of me. ErgoDepot.com.
Oh.
Ergo Depot is the company that provided us with these. I fucking love these chairs. I'm not getting paid for this ad. This isn't even an ad. I just tell people if you have back issues, get a really good ergonomic chair. It makes a fucking giant difference. Because for me, I'm sitting in this thing when I do podcasts for 3 hours in a setting, and my back doesn't bother me. When I would use a regular office chair, I would sit in it for an hour, and I'd start getting knotted up. And when the podcast was over, I'd have to grab like a ball and rub my back out. Now with these, I think it's better for my back. I think it acts when you force yourself to sit in a good posture. I think it's like an exercise for your back.
Let's do it.
And the more you do it, like I'm super conscious of it now.
Yeah.
Like because I've always had super bad posture. I used to slump and then lean my head forward. Those are two terrible things that I would do.
That's
And
how
now
I
it's better.
sit during our show.
Yeah, you have bad posture.
I practically
I'm the
lay
posture
down.
champ. Yeah.
So bad to do.
It looks terrible too.
You know, I
Doesn't
would do
look
it when I
good.
would write too, and it would bind up in the top
right.
of my back. So if I'd write for a few hours, I'd be like, oh. But ever since I got these things, man, you know what
Straight
else is
up.
really good?
Okay.
A ball, just one of those blow-up balls. Those
To sit on those?
yeah, those workout balls.
Do you find that it carries over to, like, when you sit somewhere else now, you have better posture because
totally.
of this? Really?
Yeah, this is how I sit now. I try to at least, except when for whatever reason, I don't enjoy television like this.
You got to slouch, right?
Yeah, if I'm watching Narcos,
Yeah.
Oh,
I gotta
yeah.
have like feet up. I gotta be kicked back.
Do you love it? Isn't season
Fuck
2 so
yeah.
good?
God, it's so good.
There's rumors about the next 3 or 4 seasons. What
How are
they're
they
going
gonna
to
do that?
Because supposedly, as you would say,
Thank you.
they're supposed to do the rumor was that they're going to go do a Miami season because now the whole cartel battle goes to Miami
Oh, right.
and like Griselda Blanco and stuff.
She's
takes
my
over.
favorite.
And then season 4 or 5 would be how the Mexican cartels took over
Oh my God.
and like El Chapo and stuff.
oh, of course.
Yeah. My uncle.
Billy Corbin, my friend who's been on this podcast before, is a guy who
Oh, I
made
know
Cocaine.
Billy.
You know Billy.
Oh, yeah.
Cocaine Cowboys 1
Oh, I've
and
seen
2.
that.
If you haven't seen them, just stop what you're doing.
They're amazing.
You watch that documentary and you just go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's a Miami graduate, but he's a nice kid. Yeah.
Is this a Florida rivalry?
Of
Tom?
course.
Y'all guys got
Of course. You
Florida
want to talk
rivalries?
some shit? Yeah. He's lucky. They're good this year. We'll
I have
see.
no idea what you're
Wait,
talking
I know.
about.
Wait, is that the one with Griselda and her suitor
Yes,
and their
that's
love
number 2.
story?
Yes.
That was so cool.
Jamie Cosby or something like that. His name was Cosby.
Really?
Yeah. The guy that ends up like falling in, whatever, seeing her while she's locked up in Cocaine Cowboys 2. His last name is Cosby. I remember that.
Oh, that's right. He was the guy that was like her boyfriend
Yes.
outside, but she found out he was banging other chicks and she got real pissed.
And when he started seeing her, he was like, I just want to make money and I'm trying to move weight. And she was like, what do you want? And he's like, a kilo. And she like had someone drop off like 5 kilos to start it off. And he was like, oh my God. And then that dude was really trafficking.
It's a real
Drug.
love story.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Oh,
story.
look at
There-
that.
yeah, there they
Her
are.
and him.
There it is, Bill
He must be
Cosby's son.
slinging
Charles
that,
Cosby.
Charles Cosby. There you
slinging
go.
that good dick.
Yep.
How much to bang Griselda?
He must listen for that guy. That's the goddamn lottery.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
it was. It was.
Yeah.
You get hard for her. You'll figure out a way. This is all pre-Viagra too, and they're doing
Yeah,
coke.
look at
them
that.
making out there. Ooh, good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Griselda was so fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude.
So,
She's bad.
Look
I
how
never
many
heard that
pictures there
story until
There's so many pictures.
Cocaine Cowboys. I had never heard of this.
Never heard it either.
So good. It's such
She
a good
got-
documentary.
She got killed just a couple of years after she got out. She went back to Colombia. Got killed.
She went back and they had pictures of her out on the street.
That's perfect, right?
J-Lo's going to play her. Yeah, she looks
Yeah.
exactly like her. What? J-Lo has a perfect face.
Yes.
Like, look at that face.
She really does.
No wonder why she's so needy.
Yeah.
She's carrying around the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Yep.
Like, you better listen, bitch. Look at this face. Look at this ass. It's kind of crazy, like, to have that much power. Like, that
Yeah.
girl has like she's
Oh,
she's
why am
like
I
a
cranking my-
hypnotist.
Yeah.
If she stares at you, you'll be like, I mean, me and my wife aren't getting along that good. she just
She's
gets
all right.
dudes to leave.
Yeah.
She's so hot.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, and she's been doing it for a minute too.
She's like 50 years old.
Yeah.
No, J-Lo?
Yeah,
She's in her
gotta
late
be.
40s.
Gotta be.
Wow.
And she's a dime piece.
You know, I just remembered about Griselda from that documentary is that she named her son Michael Corleone.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a really good name for a kid.
Yeah.
We were thinking of naming our next child Carl's Jr.
Yeah, that'd be kind of a good name.
I don't know if this is true or if it's just a rumor, but the rumor was that J-Lo's boyfriend, who's this 28-year-old handsome dancer fella,
Yeah.
he wanted to go to the UFC. And she told him that he had to come with her to some charity thing in New York. And he said, no, I'm going to the fights. And she broke up with him.
Whoa.
Whoa.
She tells you what to do.
Yeah.
She tells you where to go. You got to go with her.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you have to go with her. These are
Especially
the
if you're
rules.
your little dance. That's her little,
Yeah, exactly.
lapdog.
Background
Yeah.
dancer. He's
You're
only
here
28.
to fuck me,
Yeah.
look good,
Yeah.
and you come to charity events.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
Those relationships get super weird in the 60s. Like, once you get to Griselda's age,
Yeah.
that's when those relationships get real.
You mean as
When
the
there's
hot
that-
woman?
or just-
when the woman no longer is hot.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think your life falls apart. If that's all you've banked on your
Yeah.
whole life, you don't,
Yeah. If someone's
And then
20,
you
30
lose
years
it.
younger than you.
Well, it's not just that, right? I mean, if your entire thing is based on what you look like,
Yeah.
if that's all you've really paid attention to and that's what you really rock, is just that. Not your personality, not your enjoyment,
Accomplishments,
No
anything.
life,
achievements, yeah.
or your hobbies or anything like that. You not only does it it's taken away from you, but you've had it your whole life, so you're accustomed to people approaching you and communicating you with like extreme like niceness and kindness and desire,
Yeah.
and men are just tripping over themselves to be with you. Like you have a magic potion
Yeah.
that you put on.
Yeah.
Not only does that go away, but you become repulsive.
Right. Yeah, as it all starts
It gets
to,
weird.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you can't buy into it, if you want to extend your ears, then you start getting your face cut open.
Yeah.
You start getting weird shit done. You start getting your lips done. You have a mouth that goes ear to ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they keep pulling their face back until their mouth
Yeah.
keeps growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
The
there's a
eyes-
certain something
the
to
eyes
surrendering to
go-
your age, right? Like
It's a
you've
far
got to
better
surrender.
alternative.
Yeah.
A far better alternative to be the dignified older woman who hasn't had her face fucked up.
Yeah, a handsome
than-
older woman.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be.
Handsome.
It's just a thing that we haven't like. Even if you've been, I guess they've probably been doing surgery on people's faces for like 20 years or 30 years, right? How long ago do you think they started?
I think probably in the between 30 and 40 years.
Yeah, what, the
something
80s?
like that.
You're still an early adopter.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, you see, like now the move is if you're going to do that, it's the mild, right?
Yeah.
It's the type of the facelift or the nose job where you go, oh, something looks different, but you can't tell. That's a
Yeah.
primo job.
Yeah.
But when you see somebody and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my God! Look at this.
that was a few,
Wow.
Egypt, 3000 BC. So you're close.
few years
Oh.
before we get it.
70s, whatever. I don't trust like
insane.
Botox and shit. I know they're like, it's fine. You can inject botulism into your face with no repercussions.
How
I
could it
just
be fine?
don't. It's not. It can't be fine.
It can't be
No.
fine. It's got to be toxic.
It's going to melt your face off. We're going to have a bunch of women with melted faces in a few years.
There's
Well,
a bunch
that
of
whole
doctors
thing-
right now that are mad at us because we don't know what we're talking about.
Of course.
But I gotta assume that if you're paralyzing your fucking face,
Right.
that shit
That's
ain't good.
weird too. You talk to people who can't do that. You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
it's
go-
all the time.
and you're
You
like,
know
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
They're-
yeah, I don't like
They're a
it.
little too shiny. You
Yeah.
ever notice
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Something happens there. It's like,
Waxy. They look
everything
waxy.
gets too shiny. Like, why is
Yeah.
your head so shiny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't move and it's shiny.
It's not.
Plus, there's a time and a season to be the hot chick. Like I love Pamela Anderson. We all do, but I know there was a time where she didn't surrender. Like you're the hot chick for a minute, and
Yeah.
then you're just not.
It's got to be tough to give
You
up,
know?
though. It's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Well, it's
The-
like you-
psychologically, that rush you get from all that attention,
Oh yeah.
as that you don't get that feeling anymore. That's got to be really hard to deal with. You know?
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, how could you? I don't think. I mean, there's probably very few things in life that are like that. Where
Yeah.
you
just
have-
don't get back.
You know what it's probably similar to? An aging rocker, where you play out. You know, you're playing stadiums, and people are like, you get that
Yeah.
adoration of everyone coming to your shows, and it's like, maybe you don't move the tickets anymore, or you just stop touring. Like, there's gonna be an adjustment. It's not just stadiums to okay, I just don't do that anymore because it's too much of a rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Probably
sure.
Pick up heroin and
But
stuff,
see,
right?
some aging rock
Yeah.
stars, for some reason or another, they still pull it off. Like Mick Jagger can still pull it off.
Yeah.
But I think it's not just that he can't, like, he, first of all, goes out and still does it and
Yeah.
puts on the great show. But I think the reason that he does is because you don't want to give up that rush, that feeling of playing the stadiums. You know?
Probably. And it's also probably fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Right? How is it not fun to be Mick Jagger? Busting your lips.
Yeah.
Apparently, he works out like twice a day.
Really.
Apparently, he's a freak. He's super disciplined. He does yoga and push-ups and sit-ups and all kinds of crazy shit and
Wow.
runs.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, he's
70 something.
He's old as fuck.
Yeah.
As apparently, he's super dedicated to exercise.
Does you think Keith has the same workout regimen? Or not?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just he's probably not doing heroin anymore.
Probably not.
Right?
They don't live that long
Yeah.
if they
Heroin
do,
people?
right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Let's
get
see.
that good heroin.
Oh, there he
you go.
goes.
So here he's doing sit-ups.
Wow.
And apparently, like, look at all his dance moves. I mean, what fucking
crazy.
7-year-olds can dance like that are
Yeah.
men? Look at him.
I know.
There's also, like, a flexibility to his spine that you rarely see. Like, how old is Mick Jagger? Let's guess.
I'm guessing 74.
I'm gonna guess 73.
68.
He's
I'm gonna
my
go with
dad's
68.
age.
Think so?
Yeah.
Button your lips, baby. Button your coat. 73. Who
Wow.
nailed it? Somebody
She
nailed
did.
it.
I did.
You nailed
She
it.
did.
Beautiful.
Bam.
You used my guess to.
Whatever.
How many 73-year-olds move like that?
No, my
Oh,
dad
my God,
doesn't.
no.
Come on, man. When you're 73, that shit is done.
Yeah.
And he's like slinky.
Yeah.
You know, like he's got like a, he's still got like a little thing to
His
him.
James
little
Brown
Harlem
was
Shuffle.
moving real
yeah.
crazy. Old, like
That was
yeah.
from drugs, though,
doing-
right?
But I mean, he was doing shit. You're
That
like,
wasn't yoga, baby.
Somebody 25 can't pull off half of this shit, you know?
Well, he was a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak.
And he probably just did it. He probably tore his hips apart.
Well, so did Prince.
Prince did,
Prince
yeah.
tore,
Really?
and he was
Is
still
that
doing
what
his.
was?
Yeah.
Those,
Oh, yeah,
little,
that's
those
why.
little toes were moving around still all the time.
Well, Prince used to do like crazy dance stuff where he would spin around and do the splits. Is this James Brown?
Come on,
Oh
man.
shit!
James Brown gives you dancing. Are you playing
Look
this?
at this guy.
What?
Okay, there's no volume, so we'll just
Holy
watch him
shit.
dance.
What, dude?
Christ.
Oh, well, he had some crazy moves, too.
Yeah.
But this is a different style of dance that existed in, like, 1960s Black
I
America.
mean-
and he was the fucking
the man, dude.
Do you ever see him in Africa when he played the concert in Zaire before Muhammad Ali fought Joe Foreman? Or George Foreman? Dude.
Really?
Yeah. It's him in Zaire. James Brown's one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time.
Without
For
a doubt.
sure.
Just a freak of freaks.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
out of his mind.
People are just basically, you know, all soul R&B artists are just trying to do a version of what he did. For
There was
sure.
nobody before him like that. Like you have to put it into context. You know, when he would come out with those capes on and shit like that. Yeah, this is in Zaire,
Whoa.
1974.
What was happening?
Yeah, look at
That
this. Yeah,
Does it say sex on here? Because I've seen one of those.
look at the size of his ass. I didn't
Yeah.
know he had such an ass.
What's
Get the
it say
fuck
on
outta
You
here.
gotta
his?
Is
think
that
he's
what he said?
probably. This is 76. How old do you think he was back then? He's probably 40.
Man.
He was a bad motherfucker. Look, at that
his
mustache.
Look at his gear, dude.
Look at his hair. Everything.
They have
glorious.
At the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they have
her.
a basically the same outfit he has on there, but the bedazzled word is just sex. And he used to wear that. That's what he used to say on his
What
stomach.
is it? Something says on his stomach right now.
I think it says GFOS.
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Is that George Foreman?
No.
George Foreman
Grill?
original.
George Foreman Grill, the
No.
original?
He's probably the first one. Like like a lot of black guys love acronyms like that.
Yeah.
You know,
You think it's a black?
yeah. I've heard like people do like that are like really into like positive thinking.
Uh-huh.
They do
Yes.
like fame. You know,
Right.
Right.
forgive anyone mentioning Everglades. You know, there's always like some ridiculous one that they come up
GFOS.
with.
What is GFOS? Does anybody
Godfather
speak?
of Soul.
Oh,
Oh,
I knew
Godfather
it.
Soul.
There it
Fear,
is.
false evidence
That was
appearing
good.
real.
Right.
Right. Right?
Yeah.
That's all those weirdos on Instagram that post the inspirational
That's my
/
mantra, man.
aggressive shit.
Keep pushing.
Yeah.
It's important. Stay positive.
From the training to the rapping, I keep
I
pushing.
appreciate the sentiment, but it is
Yeah.
corny. But, you know, has a really funny bit about that is Chris D'Elia. He got a really funny bit
About
about those hashtag motivation people. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It's a good bit, man.
I gotta see it. I haven't seen it.
It's a funny bit, but it's a double-edged sword. Because on one hand, I appreciate people that are exercising, taking care of themselves. I appreciate people that are motivating people, but it's fucking still cheesy. It's
Dude.
still silly.
Yeah.
I had this lady one time come to a show that I did in Cleveland, and she was in a wheelchair, and she started to. I was selling like CDs. This is like 7 years ago, and she'd be like, "Let me get 10." And I was like, "You want 10?" And I was like, "All right." And I sold them to her, and then the next day she comes and she buys 10 more, and I go, "All right, I can't let you keep buying this. Like, I'll just give them to you." No, I want to support you. And then she would start to write, like she did that to open up the like email exchange, and then started to email me, like ask me questions, and then download about just everything that was bothering her and things that are bad in her life, and then I'm gonna have this procedure done.
Oh yeah, I remember
that?
this chick.
And I was like, I'd be like, all right, I'd communicate with her, and then I go back, and she comes again to the first show, and I go, well, I'm glad that you look like you're all right, and the other thing I like about you is you're not into all those like inspirational quotes. I just told her that, and she goes, I love inspirational quotes. And I was like, oh.
Why did you bring that up?
I don't know. I think because I hate it, and I was just thinking about like she doesn't do like keep your head up stuff. Like she didn't do that.
Right.
I was like, you're positive without having to remind everybody about it. And she's like, no, I love that stuff. And I was like,
Ooh.
oh. Well,
Was that it?
no, she was like, I'm getting my leg removed next week. And I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus. And then she's like, I have one of my kidneys they already took out, and my son is in Afghanistan. He got shot. I'm like, all right, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you want a CD?
I was talking to a dude this weekend who was a doctor. And he was telling us about a surgery that they had to perform on this woman. She had to get her leg removed. So they had to cut through bone and meat and hack this woman's leg off for some medical reason. I don't know what the reason was. So they're in the middle of doing this procedure. They remove her leg, and he turns around, and the doctor that he's with has the leg over his head, and he goes like this.
Whoa.
Like he's doing like some crazy caveman joke.
Yeah.
In the operating room.
Oh, my
when
God.
They just removed this lady's leg.
Oh, my
He's got it over
God.
his head. He's going, like he's gonna eat her or something. Like it's hilarious, but
Yeah.
super disturbing.
Super disturbing.
Super.
Yeah.
But I guess, you're just over it when you do it enough.
Look,
got it.
him
You don't
joking around
care.
about it is not gonna make her leg
No.
Yeah.
not grow back or
No.
something. I mean, she's already
You ever
in dire
witness?
straits.
You ever
Yeah.
witness surgery? You ever go in and observe surgery?
I saw my own surgery. I
What?
watched my own surgery when
Really?
I had my knee done. My first knee operation. I wanted to watch it. And so they gave me an epidural, and I watched it.
What do you think?
It's interesting.
Gnarly though, right?
Well, it's interesting to look at your body like the joints. They seem like when you're getting operated on, they're fixing something. The joints seem like a hinge instead of like a part of your body. Like you see it as you see what a joint actually is when you see the tissue in there, because it was a complicated procedure. It's called a patella tendon graft. They open up your knee like a fish, and then they take a chunk of your patella tendon, which is your big thick, this one that's in the front. It's pretty thick, and you don't need all of that. So they take like a third of it, and then they open you up, and then they screw it into the bone on the top and screw it into the bone on the bottom, and then they stitch it all up. And it was so weird to watch them do that.
And it was so much better after that surgery. Like
Oh
doing it?
yeah, well, it was fucked before the surgery.
Really?
It was wobbly.
Wait a minute. So but you're watching and they're cutting into you, and you have
Yeah.
no feelings
And
of.
it's going.
Because when I was birthing our son, she's like, "Do you want a mirror to see his head?" I was like, "No, let's keep going." No, fuck no. So, that's pretty amazed that you were able to look at, your own body.
I wanted to see it. Yeah, I was hoping I was never going to do this again. I'm like, well, if I'm going to do this, I want to watch it.
I observed a full day of surgery. Like an entire day. Like I saw 8 operations when I was a freshman in high school. I had the illusion that I would be a doctor.
Really?
I want to be a doctor. And then
What kind of doctor would you be?
My uncle was a doctor. He set me up at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville. And so I meet this guy, and I was a pretty big kid, so they're like, what college do you go to? And I was like, no, I'm in high school. And they're like, okay, you ready to see this? Like, they thought I was a little more. And the first one we see is a woman who's spread eagle. She's 80, and they're removing a cyst from her vagina. And here's the thing. He goes, so he comes over, he comes over to me, and I'm with my dad, and he goes, hey, don't make any, like, jokes while you're in here. And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, she's awake. So if you're like, oh, look at her old pussy, she's going to hear it. And I'm like,
Jesus.
And I'm like, okay. And I go,
Look at
all
that
right.
old pussy.
No, but the best is they go in,
Gnarly.
they fucking open up. The cyst is the size of a softball.
Oh my God.
And so the guy's like, this is the biggest cyst we've ever seen.
Oh my God.
Has another nurse go get a camera, starts documenting. He's like, this is going to be in a journal.
Nasty.
This is incredible. Then they rupture it, and it's just shooting pus out of there.
Have you ever gone to drpimplepopper.com?
No.
Oh boy.
No, bro.
Headphones, please.
Oh, no.
Headphones?
We're going to introduce you to the world of Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh, my
She's a lady
God.
on Instagram, and I'm obsessed with her page.
Oh,
and
shit.
she's got like millions of followers too. 'Cause
Really?
All she does is her YouTube videos and her Instagram videos are all just her popping cysts. And it is strangely
No,
fast.
I don't know.
Here
I
we
don't
go.
know. I don't know.
So she cut
No.
Dr. Sandra Lee. Hello, Sandra. Millions of views on Instagram, millions
Oh,
of
I'm gonna
views on
barf.
YouTube. Oh no, not yet. Wait till you see it. You're not gonna barf yet. So right now she's cutting into this woman's back, who has what looks like a small frog growing in her back. So she's like cutting the top of it off, cutting a chunk of the meat
She's
off.
really good at not cutting it yet, right? The cyst.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, because she wants to remove it in one chunk. Like sometimes she can get them in one chunk. Like she's opening it up right now with these scissors. This is not the most satisfying because this right now we're just looking at surgery. You okay, Christina?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Why are you so freaking out?
Because it just.
So she's snipping.
Well, why you gotta be so nasty, Joe?
I have seen so many people get cut and knocked unconscious and beat up. I'm not averse to looking
I don't
at
like it.
cysts. Now look how nasty this is once she
Oh,
starts
man.
squirting. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Here we
Oh,
go.
here we go.
Here we
I
go.
don't know. I
Come
don't
on.
know.
Come on.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh God.
What in the fuck?
Fuck is
that's rough.
happening?
Yeah,
That's
that's a
fucking
sea anemone coming out of that person's
Oh,
body.
I'm gonna vomit.
Now, think that's a
mommy.
back? Is that a back cyst? What is that? It's hard to tell.
What
Did
is
you
a
say back?
then? What is a cyst? It's just nasty.
I don't know. It's just nasty shit. I don't know what a cyst
Ugh.
is.
that was, huh?
I think it's dead skin. I read about one of these recently because I was watching a.
Well, why don't you just Google it?
I did. Well, I can't while we're watching it.
Oh. Well, we'll find out. We did so much speculation. We did a podcast this weekend without Jamie on the computer, and we were asking questions, and no one ever answered the questions. We just said it was like 100% misinformation. I heard it was like this. Do you want to look? I'm
Hey,
too
Jamie, I
fucking
think we're
lazy.
all good.
We're
that was
good, I
great.
got it.
Thanks.
Oh, he's gonna get to the end of it.
You really?
Some of them are fucking unbelievable. Look, there's more in there. She's pushing.
I don't know.
Like, that's like trash. It's
I
like,
don't know.
It's
Yeah,
like
it
you have
is.
trash in your body.
Yeah.
5 minutes left on this video.
I'm gonna
Yes.
throw
It's gonna
up,
get
man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
just
doesn't do a
I don't
damn
like
thing to
it.
me. You just had a baby.
Yeah,
You should be like durable now.
I am, but
Look at
this
that
is
hole.
like.
Look at the hole.
Yeah.
It's crazy how big that hole is. Like that's a goddamn gaping hole.
See, that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't like the stuff coming out.
Yeah, that's the gnarly
I
part. for
wonder
sure.
why she had to do it that way. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I'm not criticizing her technique, but I wonder why you have to take a chunk out of the skin instead of like making like a little hatch. Like
Yeah.
you remember those, like old school
That's a good
pajamas.
sized gape, dude.
Yeah,
That's-
Yeah.
That's a small fish.
yeah.
Oh, for the love of mommy.
You gotta get that last part out, that sack that it's all holding in, and then that hole
Right.
is just what's left over after you. Get
I heard that
everything.
they don't actually know what causes cysts.
Oh, how comforting.
Yeah.
They don't know anything.
Oh, you're just growing a golf ball sized bag of pus on your head.
Nobody knows
What's
anything.
this from? No, we don't know.
And people grow 'em in weird spots too. They don't even know why.
Yeah.
You grow weird spots like on the top of your head and shit.
Yeah.
It's just cells, right? Like they overgrow and they're not cancerous.
Let's find
hopefully.
out.
Let's
Here
do
we
it.
go. Membranous. In the body, a membranous sac or cavity of abnormal character containing fluid, a tough protective capsule enclosing the larva of a parasitic worm.
No.
So yeah, I guess it's a cavity containing fluid, and they use the word fluid super loosely.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You know, it's
Some
not like a
thick
Snapple.
fluid. Yeah.
It's fucking
yeah.
pus.
God
It's
damn.
not fluid. It's like a whipped cream, like pussy nastiness.
My God. Yeah. That's
Not good.
nah, no bueno.
And on your vagina too. That's I imagine.
This lady's, I still remember it. It was
where on
massive.
her vag? On the outer part so everybody could see, or inside?
It was inside, but then they had her in some way where they could push back and you could see it coming out of the side. You know, coming like on
Out of
the
the
wall,
side.
in her wall.
On her wall.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like a speculum, like they opened her up.
Wow, that's gnarly.
Yeah. And I
wonder if
now
she-
it really had fluid though. I do remember that. It wasn't like this.
Right.
It really was like a stream coming out.
I hate
Yeah.
to be disrespectful, but do you think it made her pussy tighter?
I think so.
Seems like it would.
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
I don't see how it could
Interesting.
not.
It must
I mean,
have.
if you had it in your mouth, it'd be sure
Yeah.
tough to swallow.
Oh,
right? So
yeah.
imagine if you got it in your box. It would
I think that's how they said
snug it up.
they
They're like-
discovered it because her husband was like, it's just extra tight.
He's like, oh,
Oh,
shit,
shit.
baby. Get up. Get on up.
You're 85 and
Get on
this
up.
pussy just got tight.
Do you guys remember when James Brown went on that shooting spree because someone used his toilet? Someone took a shit in his personal bathroom?
No.
You don't remember this? He got in a shootout with the cops. He drove off with a shotgun. He threatened someone with a gun in the office for shitting in his toilet. And then he got in a car, a high-speed chase with the cops. The cops shot his tire out, and he kept driving. Did you ever
Really?
see his
He is the
mugshot?
best.
His
No.
mugshot.
I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's what it
His
was
last
from.
mugshot.
How many times have you been arrested?
I
you
think he got arrested a few times. His last one, he's like, and Mike, do you remember Mike?
What's that guy? Give me the face again.
Mike Epps has the joke. You remember that?
No.
It was the year after, the year that happened, Mike Epps put out a special. He was like, James Brown looked like a Thundercat. That's the best description
Hilarious.
of that. Because he did. He had like this straight and he had that ridiculous smile in that. I remember, do you remember the James Brown super coked out interview he did?
Yes, I was just thinking about that one.
What was that interview on?
It was on CNN.
Is this
long.
it?
This looks like it.
The
Yeah.
day
Yeah,
after
after
shooting
the
at
shooting.
police on
Damn.
PCP, it says.
Dude,
PC. Oh,
here
don't
it
you
is.
miss?
Oh yes,
Look at
I
it.
do remember this. He had the crazy glasses on.
The nose.
Give us some volume, Jamie.
His jaw is going crazy. He's like,
I miss PCP.
Yeah, he was just singing "Living in America."
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong at all. You're not in any difficulty, but you're out on bond.
No, I'm not.
Have all the charges been dropped?
Yeah, I'm out on love.
I'm not on love.
Are you out on love or out of love? Which is it?
Out on love. Alone from night to night, you find me.
Now, James, this isn't the first time you and your wife have had a problem. Are the two of you going to be able to work this out?
Let's talk about some music.
You want to talk about music and you don't want to talk about what happened.
No, it's all over.
Well, let's talk about your tour. When are you leaving?
We're leaving tomorrow.
And where are you going?
Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Now, your fans will have read all about this, James. Aren't you concerned about that?
No, not this one. I'm concerned because there's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to
Look
your
at his jaw.
fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say I
Grinding.
feel good. Papa's got a brand new bag. It's a man's world.
Oh my
That's the
God!
second time we've heard that in 2 days. That's very interesting. Now, don't leave us, James. You stay right there.
I'm
We
not
have
gonna
more
leave.
that
I'm
we
gonna
have
do
to
something.
talk about. Well, tell us a little bit about
Oh, you
what
gotta.
you're
If you
doing
listen
on
to
this
this,
tour.
you have to see this.
Oh, it's crazy.
What are you going to be doing on this tour?
I'm going to be
Where
doing
you-
Papa's got a brand new bag, living in America. Sex machine, get up off of that thing. I feel good. Yeah.
You know what this is like?
Now, I understand
Do you ever hear those when the radio shows would call someone up and they would
Wait,
use
he's
like,
got Sorry,
More?
go ahead.
Go ahead. More?
Oh, yeah, because he tells her that he smells good and he makes love good.
You want to mingle.
Yeah.
Now, the women love you
Yeah.
when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because
How
I
do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell good. I
Yeah.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. Now, you're involved in publishing a gospel magazine. Tell us a little bit about that.
Gospel
Second
magazine.
coming. It's
Crazy.
out of Augusta, Georgia, the anchor. Joseph P. Young is the editor, and James Brown is one of the advisors. And we're doing a fantastic job. The second coming. It features, on this week, I think we have the Pope and I believe the Williams.
He's
the Williams
lit, dude.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen. He looks like Michael Jackson when he turned into a werewolf in Thriller.
Yeah.
Right, dude.
Look at his eyes.
You nailed it.
Look at those
That's
glasses.
totally it, bro.
That's
yeah.
what he looks like.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Did you ever see that
That's
that
good.
short movie, like that short film I made a few years ago about him?
No, you made a film about James Brown.
Well, I made a film with Ryan Sickler, a comedian, about a real story about him. That it's called 9 Inches, and it's on my YouTube page. And what it's about is that there's a real story about 2 guys who shot each other in an argument over James Brown's height.
What?
Yeah. So we made a short about it. This is all about James Brown.
How did I not know about this?
I don't know, but it happened in Alabama, and
Oh, here it is.
yeah, he just pulled it up. But
Oh,
it's
there's
based on
that.
a real story. 2 guys got in an argument about how tall he is, and basically one guy was like, James Brown's 5'5" or whatever, and that dude's like, he's 6 feet, motherfucker. And they got so heated they shot each other over his height.
So that's why it's called 5 or
It's
9
called 9
inches?
because of the discrepancy.
Right.
In
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. But it's a real story that these guys were friends, like good friends.
People get mad about nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People get mad about shit that doesn't make any sense and wind up killing each other because nobody wants to back down. Then it escalates.
Yeah.
And then
You
get
got to
mad
be
at
right.
them.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about PCP. Where did it go? Because remember, there was a lot of cool stuff in the 80s that happened because of angel dust and PCP.
Well, wasn't that what they
like people
tried?
lifted cars and
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
and then it just went away. But where's the PCP?
My old boxing coach had his finger bitten off when he was on PCP.
Really?
Yeah.
See, where's that
See,
cool shit
all
now?
the fun
Yeah.
stuff.
He had his
stopped
finger
happening.
bitten off on PCP, and he had it replaced with his toe. He had his not his big toe, but his next to biggest toe.
Yeah?
put in
Jesus Christ.
on
No.
his right hand.
Are you being? This
No, I'm
is a
totally,
joke.
no, I'm 100% serious. Joe Lake, love that guy to death. He's my boxing coach. When I was a kid, he had his finger permanently bent so he could throw right hooks. He was a southpaw.
Yeah.
Had a very good right hook. He didn't want to give it up. So when you would shake his hand,
Shake it like that?
He has like a little hook.
Oh, like a baby finger.
Yeah, it's
Baby
like
toe.
constantly turned.
That was a toe,
That was a toe. It's a toe, but now it's his index finger.
and he had his toe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they took
What?
it off of
So
his
one,
foot.
yeah, his
then.
foot. Yeah,
Okay.
his foot only has 4 toes. It has a toe, a big toe, and then 3 hanglers
Which I
and
guess
then-
you don't
And
need all of
somebody
them.
bit it off
in
on
a street
PCP.
fight. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me.
See,
That reminds me
it's so much fun.
that I was with Diaz for 3 days,
Yes.
and we're.
Why does that remind you of that?
I'll tell you why. Because this is so perfect. So I'm with Diaz. We're leaving the Shoreline Amphitheater. We did the Oddball tour. So we're leaving the Shoreline Amphitheater. He massacred. It was like close to 10,000 people. We get in the shuttle because there's intermission, and Joey and I were before intermission. So we tell the driver we want to go back to the hotel. There's still another half of the show to go. So it's just Joey, myself, and the driver. And we get in the car. There's no music on. We're just talking. And we just hit one of those moments, when you're on a highway at night and you kind of hit that thing where it's like everyone stops talking for a minute and you're looking out the window and you can feel like, and you're just kind of staring off. No one's talking. And then after like 15 seconds of silence, Joey goes, "Did I ever tell you about the time I saw a guy cut open at the Tenderloin? in 1979, his stomach split wide open. And I was like, what? And I just see the driver's eyes like widen. And I was like, no. He goes, yeah, his blood was brown because he had been bleeding for so long. People just stepped over him. And I saw two guys stab each other in the fucking street, 1980, just over nothing. They just stab each other. I almost shit my pants, but then I got used to it. And then you just see the drivers like, just
So crazy.
I got used to it.
just look over like, who's this guy sitting next to me? Which is all you saw from like, he's such a like a rocket ship of a personality that you get used to like all the people on this tour, because I did all the dates, and then you should see like the first night he came out, I'd see the oddball staff like turning and like, what the fuck is going on? Because he's just so out of left field, you know. Like,
Yeah.
you can't prepare for it. And he's just like,
He's got not a fuck in his tank.
Zero.
No.
There's nothing.
Dude,
There's
he
nothing.
just calls people cocksuckers. Like the audience
Yeah.
at the comedy store, like, "What's up, cocksuckers?" They're like, "Who the fuck?"
he did it to
It's
8,000 people
Yeah.
last
Oh,
night.
it's so great.
What's up, you fucking cocksuckers? Yeah. Yeah.
It's endearing.
Yeah.
Once you see him live.
Yeah, he even has like some reference to it. Like he knew because he would throw people off, right? You could tell that some people they'd be like, "Oh my god," and then he goes, "Yeah, I say some fucked up shit," and then he goes, "But I'm your Uncle Joey, you know. Everyone's got an Uncle Joey like me. It's a little uncomfortable at first, like a finger in your ass, and then they just like laughing again right away." He gets how he hits people, you know.
Yeah, he's something odd. There's
Yeah.
I've never been anybody like him before. It's a force of nature. It's like a rare occurrence. in
Really
life.
owns his farts in public, by the way.
Really, his
Yeah.
fart game
He
is
dropped-
strong.
He was just like, I gotta tell you something else. Like at a bar, and like I was like so loud, and it smelled so sour.
Really?
And he goes, "Wait till it hits that motherfucker right there." He points at the guy. Yeah, I mean, he's crazy, man.
It's so crazy. He's married.
He farted once on a plane that was so bad that I had headphones on, and I smelled. I was in the middle of writing, and I smelled it, and I just go, "Ugh," and I start to make this face, and then I go and I put my shirt over
Yeah,
my nose.
it was terrible.
And then it hits the woman behind us. And with the headphones on, listening to music, I hear, "Oh my god!" so I'm hearing, "Oh my god!" And he's like, "Ah!" And he's getting his hands rested on his belly.
gut, yeah. He's a
He
maniac.
takes credit for it too, huh?
Definitely, yeah.
Because I do it on planes, but I keep it private.
under
I don't
wraps.
take credit, and no one assumes I would.
Right.
So I like to. Plus, the sound, it's so much on the plane that you can fart. You can just let it rip. No one's going to hear it.
Yeah,
It's good quality.
yeah. He also says things that don't add up for that. I'm like, come on. He goes, "You know me, dog." I'm like, all right. It's like my favorite thing about his periscopes.
What?
His periscopes, he'll smoke. You know, he
Yeah.
smoked crazy amounts of weed. He's like, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I've already like rolled 2 joints, smoked them. Fuck are you doing with your life? And I'm like, hold on. I go, you're implying that that's the accomplishment. like I'm doing something. What are you doing?
He's always
It's
up.
that I got high.
When I have to do shit early in the morning, I always call him because he's always awake.
He's always awake.
Yeah. He's a maniac.
He told me that 4:30. Sometimes he's like, it just hits me like a thought. I just get up. I'm like, fucking
Wait, what?
4:30.
Just
He's-
wants to get up sometimes.
Yeah. He just
Is he not a sleeper?
not really. It's crazy, right? You'd think that he would just be passed out, but no. He's
Some
up.
people don't need to sleep.
If I get up to pee and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, the problem is sometimes I'll have an idea.
Yeah.
And if I have an idea, I've gone back to sleep. I'm like, oh, I'll remember it. And I never remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now if I have any kind of an idea or I think like it might be an idea, I have to sit down.
Yeah.
And then I have to write something out.
Yeah,
Or
that's a good way
talking
to
to
do
my
it.
phone. I'm
Yeah.
talking to my phone a little bit just to try to capture it.
You got to
good
write
idea.
it down. That's key.
If I don't, I'm fucked. Because if
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not getting any sleep. Because then I'll be sitting there thinking like, oh, I should have just got up.
It's always that thing where you go. It could be like when you're about to fall asleep or about to wake up, and you go, "Oh, I got that though. That'll come to me."
You know what I find? Like, I had to do this thing for ESPN today, so I had to get up early and I had to drive on the highway in traffic and all that shit. But when I got up early, woke up, had a cup of coffee, I'm out the door, in the hustle and bustle, and there's something about like getting up early, like forcing yourself to get up and then having like a cup of coffee and going out and do something. It gives you like you got like a little momentum going.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I'm up early. I'm like, there's something to
I
getting
know.
up early.
And
right?
I used
Yes.
to really resent people that would brag about it, like, well, I've been up since 5:30. Well, la-di-da, fuckwad, good for you.
It's
But
a little
now
self-congratulatory.
Thank you. I agree. Like, look how disciplined I am.
But
Oh,
now
fuck off! I go to bed late.
we're early. We're up early.
But
every
now
day.
the kid's up at the crack of dawn, so we got to be up too. And now I'm used to it. Now I'm one of those people
You adjust.
sending emails
do
at
adjust.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
to my
And I
agents.
do like it more. I actually do like it more.
It doesn't make any sense, but I feel like when I force myself to wake up in the morning, I get a better feeling about the day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like I'm starting off in a good way. Like, all right, we're up.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I can't just yawn. What I got here, 11. Let me just jerk off.
Yeah, no.
Wake up at 12:30. I can
Yeah.
be at the gym by 3. That'll be fine.
One thing I don't like though, I don't like morning workouts.
No,
I like afternoon workouts. Yeah.
I like to work out first thing.
You do?
Yep. Yeah. I like to do something with no food. I like to do one workout in the morning, like something. Chin ups, body weight squats, something like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I hit the bag. No food.
Wow.
I like to do that several times a week. But I always feel stronger and I have more energy if I work out late in the afternoon.
I like the late afternoon. Yeah.
Now, do you overeat though after you work out on an empty stomach? Afterwards?
No. I mean, I'm gonna be hungry, but I'm always
Yeah.
hungry after I work out. I don't eat like much more.
I see what you eat on Instagram.
I put my food on Instagram.
Lots of meats.
One of those annoying fucks. I have a lot of meat. You guys want some meat? I got some elk
Yeah.
Okay.
for you. I'll give you some elk. Show you
I'll take it.
how to cook it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super good for you.
Yeah.
It's yummy.
Because you do a lot of veggies and meat, I noticed. No
Yeah.
carbs.
I very little carbs.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of avocados.
That's
I
good.
eat a lot of coconut
You do
oil, a
that
lot
too,
of
yeah.
fat.
That's what I'm
That's
eating.
what he's doing right now.
You doing that?
Yeah. High fat,
Yeah.
low carb. Yeah.
You know what you need to get a hold of, dude? You got to
Yeah.
get a hold of some ketones. Do we have them here? Hold on.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody.
Yeah, if you're on a ketogenic diet,
Yeah.
just try a few of these and tell me what you think.
What is this?
It's called Ketogenics. This
Yeah.
is the stuff that I use, but this is made by this guy, Dom DiAugustino, who's he's a research scientist from some university in Florida, by the way. He's in Florida.
All right.
Hey, look
Hey.
at that. And he's one of the foremost specialists on ketogenic diets.
Yeah.
And the benefits of ketogenic diets.
I've been reading a lot about it.
He's super scientific, though, and the best resource, if you want to listen to this, is the Tim Ferriss Show. Tim Ferriss's podcast. He had
Yeah.
3 different podcasts with Dom DiAugustino, and the first one was one of the things that got me super excited about trying to go on a fat-based diet.
Yeah.
Just listen to all the benefits this guy was talking about, like all the there's a whole series of benefits, that and intermittent fasting, like getting your body into a state where it's just burning fat.
Yeah.
The big one, though, the real big one, though, is the hunger thing. There's 2 big ones. Like, one, I have energy all throughout the day. I know people right now are listening to this going, oh, my God, he's talking about a ketogenic diet again. Jesus fucking Christ. Because I talk about it too much.
Really?
But just for you guys.
Yeah.
You don't have as much hunger. Like, in between meals, you don't have that feeling.
I'm a month into it, and
Really?
yeah, I'm down almost 18 pounds.
That's incredible.
I basically have felt that way where I'm not just like feeling that satisfaction more. I'm also eating overall less food. You know what I mean? Like I used to eat just a higher volume of food.
Right.
You know, like every meal was much bigger than it was because that fat satisfies you
Yeah.
much quicker. You know.
Well, it definitely satisfies you longer, too.
Yeah.
And it's just like the craving for carbs. Like I got off of it when I went on this trip. I went on a trip and I was with these guys camping for 6 days, and there's no way. I mean, there was just so much food that
Yeah.
wasn't ketogenic.
Yeah.
And that's all we had was that food.
Sure.
So I got off it. And the first thing I noticed is like how hungry I would get in between meals.
Those sugar spikes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you get like, God damn it, I gotta eat. And I realized like, wow, I don't get that when I'm on the fat-based diet. And as soon as I got on the fat-based diet again, it went away.
You know what my second day of cutting the sugar and stuff was when we did that live podcast. and I was snapping at everybody.
Oh yeah, you were so grumpy.
Oh, did you get like heroin like
I was,
Yeah.
dude. I didn't realize how much sugar I was consuming regularly.
Yeah.
But the first 48 to 72 hours, I was about to be on the first 48. Like I was fucking, I was really snapping at people.
So
Really?
mean,
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I couldn't control it. I also had a really hard time focusing, for those first couple days.
Yeah, they call it the keto flu.
Really?
Yeah, you feel like you have the flu. I had a buddy of mine, my friend Brendan tried it. Not Brendan Schaub, another Brendan. When he tried it, he sent me a text message. He's like, "Do you feel shitty? Like, do you feel like tired when you're first doing this? Like, some people it hits them like really bad."
I was just really irritable. Yeah, really irritable.
You were jonesing.
Yeah, I wanted it bad, man. Bad. Yeah.
How bad?
So bad.
Tell me.
And you forget all the stuff that has sugar in it. That's the real,
Everything.
Everything does.
Actually, the other cool part about it, besides the health benefits, I mean, from what I've read, a lot of all their cholesterol goes down, all that stuff goes down. It's a good exercise in discipline and in being focused and mindful in something. That's the cool part. If you're not I'm not a super disciplined person about a lot of things. I'm disciplined about work, but I don't find myself to be super disciplined. And all of a sudden you're going, all right, I have to look at what's in this, and then you're starting to catch things. It makes you more focused overall because you're focused on trying to do this one. I want to eliminate sugar, which is secretly in everything.
Well, I think a lot of addictions, they're all it's almost the same thing. It's the same pattern. And that pattern is you're just doing something and you can't even believe you're doing it while you're doing it. And I'm betting all on black.
Yeah.
Ah! Like whether it's gambling or whether it's sex or whether it's drugs or whether it's, people are addicted to a bunch of different weird shit.
Yeah.
And food is a big one, man.
It's a big one, man.
It's kind of the same thing. They're just caught up in it. And then after you're done, you're like, what the fuck did I do? What did I do?
Yeah, before I had a baby, I had so much free time, and I didn't realize how much of that time I just spent eating. Like, really, just snacking on shit that I did not. And now that I don't have the time to, you lose the baby weight gradually. It wasn't an effort because I don't have fucking time.
Right.
I used to graze out of boredom or depression or on the road or whatever, and then, you don't need to eat half the shit. I didn't need to eat half the shit I was eating.
It's simple mouth pleasure. And that's what you got to look at it. There's two different things going on at the same time. One, there's a simple mouth pleasure that like when you eat lasagna or something like that. Like, God,
It's so funny you brought that up. I couldn't even do it last week. It was too many carbs. I felt like it was so heavy.
I know. I miss pasta.
It's so good.
Pasta's
You know what
good.
I broke on for a day, and I just had a little bit. I love a really the properly made way rice, like a rice that's made, not like quick rice, but like boiled and someone makes rice perfect.
Yeah, our Guatemalan nanny did it.
Yeah,
She's great.
Yeah, I had to. I was like, I gotta have.
I had a cheesesteak in Philly on Saturday night.
Get your life. How was that?
It was awesome.
Where'd you go? Are you gonna give them a plug?
I think it was Jim's steak.
Yeah.
It's good.
Me and Tony found the place that had the most authentic reviews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's from my Instagram with them cooking it in front of you. Look at that. Come on, son. They put Cheese Whiz on it, which in retrospect was a mistake.
Really?
I should have gone with provolone.
I go provolone.
Yeah, and the guy was like, "Do you want to try Whiz?" I go, "What is that?" He goes, "Cheese Whiz." I go, "Really?" He goes, "That's how we do it."
That's how
That's
some
the
of the
original.
OG moves. Yeah, I always thought that was disgusting.
I like processed cheese. I'm real white trash though. I like all that stuff.
I like the
shaky
provolone.
cheese.
It just doesn't taste as good. Provolone tastes better.
Way better.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Chopped onions. You do onions.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
peppers,
Peppers,
for sure.
mushrooms.
What kind of
Yeah.
peanut
Hot
butter?
pepper, too.
You like Jif over Skippy or
I like
what are you eating?
that no sugar peanut butter that you have
Yeah.
to stick the knife in and make
Oh.
a mess on your countertop
Yeah.
because you got to stir the oil.
Like
in.
Justin's?
You got to do it
Yes.
yourself. I like that stuff.
If you
What
had to
about-
go,
yeah.
if you had to go Skippy or Jif,
Yeah.
this is kind of a battle for us. Who would you go with?
Be honest, okay?
Skippy.
Yes.
You've
I
never
go
been a
with
friend.
Skippy. I
Yes.
think I go with Skippy.
I
but
love
Jif is a little
this.
more peanutier.
Yeah.
See, Jiffy is like a little bit more sugary, but Jif is more peanutty. Mm-hmm. Maybe I got those reversed.
But Skippy does taste more processed, but I like the taste.
Yeah, it does taste more right? Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Jif
so Jif
tastes-
is more
Yes.
peanut.
Yes, that's right. So now you're correcting yourself. I got it. So you're Team Jif.
He said
I think I
Skippy.
still would go
Really?
Skippy,
He
yeah, because
said
it's
it.
like candy. I'm eating
Yeah,
candy.
it's so
I
good.
know I'm not really eating peanut butter.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I am eating peanut butter, but it's
Right.
like peanut butter cups.
Yes.
Like,
those are the best.
It's like
I love
Reese's.
those.
Yeah.
Reese cups,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
God damn.
Yeah.
And
Those
for
are my
like
faves.
20 years, we never knew basically that's not really what peanut butter tastes like, you know?
Right.
Yeah, you're just like having it and you're like, this is candy. And you're like, yeah, like peanut butter is candy. It's like, no, it's not. It's
And
supposed
then
to taste
you
like
get it
that.
as a kid in your lunch, and it was just sugar layer and
Yeah.
then a sugar layer of,
of
jelly.
jelly. Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, my
Jeez.
parents
With bread.
made me eat healthy.
Yeah.
My parents were hippies when I was a kid, and they made me eat healthy. And so,
Really?
yeah. My stepdad was a total hippie. Like, he had hair down to his ass.
Oh,
And my mom was a hippie too. We lived in San Francisco, the whole deal. And we ate wheat bread with that fucking nasty peanut butter that you had to stir with a knife.
Really?
And when you're a little kid, you're so bummed out because
Oh,
everybody else
no.
has white bread.
Yeah.
And they have
Yeah.
where the jelly goes into
Yeah.
the bread and like it turns like, it's like, you ever see like a nice smoked meat where it gets that layer on the outside
Yeah.
of darkness and it's like a ring, like a smoke wing?
Yeah.
I like
Right.
that.
A peanut butter and jelly sandwich on like Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
The jelly starts to leak into the bread. And you
'Cause
see like
it's
a,
so shitty.
a fine
Yeah.
crust.
Yeah.
But they would melt in your mouth. You would
Yes.
eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on Jif with
Dude,
a with
it was
a
dessert
or with on
Yeah.
for
yes.
lunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Wonder Bread rather and with a glass of milk.
yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, she had like Cold War lunches from her dad. Tell them what you had for
So
lunch.
my parents my parents split. I lived with my dad for a few years, and like he would make me lunch. It was a cut piece of bread off of like a loaf, some Eastern European rye with no seed, and then butter, and then salami on butter, which is just grease on grease. Like my
that's
stomach
just-
would hurt.
for a kid to go to lunch. It's gonna be like you just have these cold like this
It's
fatty
terrible.
meat with butter.
with butter.
Yeah.
It's so
But
it's
he
fucked up. Or
eats
jelly
like
and
that.
butter.
He
Daily.
just
Yeah,
says you
but
should eat the way he eats.
Yes.
And he's like he looks great.
He looks great.
He has kolbas,
again.
like basically
Sausage.
super fatty sausage, and then like he's like
Beer.
eggs, onions, beer.
Where does he get his bread? These loaves of bread.
Well, there's a place here in Woodland Hills. It's called German Cold Cuts. It's on Topanga Canyon. I grew up going there. It's a tiny little German place, and it's
There's-
rye with no seeds.
Then there's another one,
Otto's in Burbank. It's
yeah.
another German/Hungarian. They got all the treats. And my dad we have cockroach DNA. Like we're Eastern blockers. I have relatives who, one guy drives a cab, 80 years old, never exercised, drinks a liter of vodka every day, smokes. Like it's
True.
just our family.
I do think
You
it
know?
is because she never gets sick. Either.
Never,
It's like so
never.
Weird. I'll get like a
I'm-
fucking flu. I'm
Yes.
like, I gotta go to the hospital, and she's like sniffs for a couple of days. She's like, I beat it.
Your
Yeah.
people survived
Yeah.
plagues.
Yeah.
Strong like bull,
Yeah. Those,
resilient.
think about like Eastern Bloc people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the hardiest people. Well, if you think like hardy white folks.
Just the most tender,
Yes.
the sweetest, and the most kind and affectionate people.
But that's the thing I don't like, though, is that my parents are just so cold. Like, my stepmom used to get offended when waiters would come to the table at a restaurant and be like, "What's up, folks?" She's like, "What is folks? Fuck you, folks." Like,
Really
they don't.
snappy.
They think that it's weakness to be friendly.
And
if you're like,
smile.
"Hi, how are you?" They just think you're dumb.
Yeah.
Wow, they went through
weird.
too many wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their people went through too much chaos.
Too much trauma.
Had to be hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
A lot of
Like
just like
iron.
Yeah.
cold stares. You know?
Yeah, it's my ex stepmom. He didn't like her.
Let me ask you this: you think that's why? Do you think Russians admire Putin because?
Yes.
But do you think they
Sorry.
admire him because they're scared? Or
No.
do you think they admire him because they actually admire that hard ass
That's a
bad
cultural.
motherfucker?
It's a cultural thing. He'd be seen as a pussy if he were to be, like our Obama. Hey, how's it go? Like that stuff is
Ooh.
considered like, what are you fucking
But a bunch
queer?
are scared too.
You think so?
Oh yeah, come on.
But he like jacks.
I don't know.
He jacks
Yeah.
these guys that are billionaires. Like he takes over
Yeah.
their companies and puts them in jail.
There's
Yeah.
good reason to be scared.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But
not
I feel like that they've been scared for so many leaders. I mean, look, they've been through communism and
Oh, did you guys see?
Just years.
I got to remember this. Did you guys see the assassination attempt on him recently?
no.
no.
No? Oh my God. It's crazy.
On Putin?
Somebody did a suicide assassination attempt on Putin. And the way they did it is they were driving on the opposite side of the highway and they drove head on into his car.
Wow.
Like this. He's on one side, they're on the other side, and they had a median. And this guy drives in the center of the median, like before Putin's car comes. And when he sees Putin's car, he turns right into it. So he knew it was that car.
Yeah.
And Putin wasn't in the car, but his driver was. His driver was, and his driver was killed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And is there a video of this? Or
Yes.
No? Wow.
There's a couple videos from a couple different angles. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Those dashboard cameras they have over there?
No. This is like a street camera. So you can see the cars. You can see the cars.
Oh my
Holy
God.
moly.
And they see them slam into each other. I mean, they're going like 80 miles an hour, both sides.
And is Putin's
Everyone's
vehicle, but is his vehicle like led and trailed by escort, by security or no?
That's a good question. I don't know. Because Putin wasn't in the car.
Oh, right. So
I don't
maybe
know.
makes
Maybe
sense
they
not.
thought he was in the car. Maybe they had a heads up and they knew something was going on. I mean, who the fuck knows? I don't know.
Jesus.
Maybe they put him in a bunch of different, had a bunch of different cars. But you can see it here.
God.
Here, roll it back and watch this. Boom. That guy did that on purpose. Roll it back again, Jamie. Why does that thing keep shutting off? Something wrong with the connector?
Yeah.
Boom. See that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. So there's a couple different angles of it, but the guy literally just drove right into the other lane.
So
And
that
was
dude
how
knew for sure that was obviously to target that. Wow.
knew for sure to target it and knew for sure he was going to die. Watch this.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
Yeah. They're both dead. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
I mean, also just the precision of knowing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I mean,
the timing on
coordinated.
that. You got to really get your timing right.
How did they know? I mean, there must have been other people involved. What am I, CSI? Yeah.
Wow.
Scary.
Yeah, it's fucked
Yeah.
up.
He's
I don't know.
he's a fascinating figure. It's that when those people exist in this day and age, like Kim Jong Un,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like when that guy exists in 2016, it makes you really
So
stop and think, like, wow, he's a dictator of a whole country.
Yeah.
They're all terrified of him. Did you see when North Korea accidentally let all of its websites become available for a
No.
brief moment of time? They have 28 websites. There's only
That's it?
28 websites in the internet in North Korea. Yeah. So the people that live in North Korea, they think that's the internet.
Wow.
It's got to be, they're all state-run websites, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a list of them, but they made a list of the websites that they're
Are they like King Jong-un is handsome.com, King Jong-un is superfastrunner.com?
I thought you meant that it became free for a minute, and I was like, oh, I wonder how much porn was downloaded, like immediately within 20. Could you imagine?
Oh,
I think
it would be.
You're
yeah,
like,
it would be insane. I think it was they just fucked up and let the rest of the world look at it.
Wow.
Wow. I saw that documentary where
Find it?
like this big thing is that these South Koreans will put films on flash drives.
Films?
Yeah, movies on flash drives.
Oh, okay.
And then sneak flash drives.
Oh, over in North Korea?
And so that they can see like other countries, like landscapes, movies, like just wow. And it just blows their minds.
I want to see what the websites were. Did you find what the websites were?
This wasn't a great list on here. I was going to
No?
switch websites to
Oh, okay.
find a better one.
Yeah, they have 28 websites, man.
Wow.
That's bananas. It is all Kim
there
Jong
was
Un.
a was a cooking one
Yeah.
that showed off, and then Korean films. Wow.
It's really strange.
Kim Jong Un's superlongdick.com.
Rudimentary.
Wow.
Rudimentary web design skills that are a hallmark of North Korea's online presence.
Yeah.
In fact, many of the websites appeared to have stopped functioning at all by Wednesday morning. Wow. What an insane world
I wish
I
those
could see
people
them.
live in.
It really is the
I'd love
most.
to
It's
see
so
it.
sad when you think about that. That's someone's whole existence
Mm-hmm.
to live there.
Well, did you see when Kim Jong-il died?
How fucking crazy that was. Yeah.
They would go to jail. You would be sentenced to jail if you didn't cry enough.
Yeah.
For months.
Wow.
Yeah, if they felt like you weren't crying enough, they would throw you in jail. So it was.
That is
see if you can find
bananas.
the morning. It's insane. People
See-
falling down the streets.
What is
Yeah.
so amazing about North Korea is how they contain it like that. Because my father grew up in communism in Hungary, but they could still hear like the Beatles and shit. You know, they still had
Nothing
access.
makes its way in here.
Wow.
Look at this is so crazy. Watching
Yeah.
all these people lined up crying. and they have to cry for like long periods of time. Like if
Yeah.
you stop crying too early, they'll put you in jail.
People were arrested at these events for not crying enough.
God damn it, man!
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
scary.
that guy's gonna get arrested on the end there.
for crying.
I didn't
Can't
see
blow
him
your nose
cry
on the
enough.
Flag.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Guy's blowing his nose on the flag.
Yeah, that's.
Show a little emotion.
Come
bro.
on, guys.
Yeah.
No, that's a
there
good
you
one.
go.
That's
Do
an
it.
exemplary.
Yeah.
It's like a Pentecostal guy.
Yeah.
He's in tongues. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, North Korea has allegedly, this might all be U.S. propaganda. No, they allegedly have these prison camps where people are born prisoners.
Yeah.
They're born into it. And this one guy got free and gave all this testimony, explained like what it was like in those camps. And then he turned his own mother in for something that she had done. And they showed like how different jobs are given to different people depending on what level of decrepitness there is. That a word? No.
Sure. Decrepitude?
Decrepit. Yeah. Decrepit.
Decrepitness? Sure.
I'm going to let you take the lead on that one.
Fucked upness.
That's a word.
How much you've, decayed.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like not, starving people out, and then they would feed them to dogs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and this guy was like showing the levels. Like he drew pictures of like what people looked like when they would do certain jobs, and once you couldn't do physical labor anymore, they would just fucking feed you to animals.
It's really not. They also do this thing
Kinda
where,
bizarre.
like, if you fuck up, or let's say you escape, you were a North Korean citizen, you escape, they would go round up your family
And put them in jail.
And they have a 2-generation policy there, so that your kids and their kids will live in the labor camps.
Jesus. Well, during communism, my dad said that they would encourage the children at school to rat out their parents. If they heard, if you hear your parents saying anything against the government, you're supposed to rat your parents out. And that kids would end up doing that.
Sure.
And then they come to your door and take you away.
I think that thing is called like Escape from Camp 19 or Escape from Camp 14.
That documentary?
Yeah.
Didn't we see that? And then that
Yeah.
guy got free, and then he was still living as though he was in North Korea.
Well, he preferred sleeping on the floor because he slept on the
Yeah.
floor for like 25
so
years.
sad.
You know?
And he couldn't adapt. He
Yeah,
just couldn't
there it is.
adapt.
Yeah.
Escape from Camp
Yeah,
14.
we saw that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a good one.
Now, something came out about him later that he had made up some things. Not that his whole story was made up, but he fabricated something.
I would imagine that if you lived in a prison camp your whole life, you have some serious mental illness.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
yeah.
idea that we could think that this guy's going to be sane,
Yeah.
that we hold him up to some sort of standard. Well, you can't even buy what he said. Don't you know he lied? He's such a liar.
Right, right.
Such a liar.
I think he
Yeah.
said, you know what he said his biggest fantasy was in that? Meat. Eating meat.
Whoa.
Like, that's what he would dream about, going to get a steak.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Man. 2016. They're still doing that to people right now.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah. Well, I had George Perez on. You know George Perez?
The
stand-up?
comic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
George did some time in jail.
He did?
Yeah. And
Like a long time ago?
Yeah, a few years back, early 2000s, for a fight at a basketball game.
Wow.
Some street basketball game, beat some dude up. And then years later, he was on MTV, and the dude saw him on TV.
Oh, I heard about
Yeah.
that.
What?
Yeah.
And that's how he got arrested.
Yeah, that's how he got arrested.
And then he did prison time?
Yeah, he did 3 years.
Holy shit.
He's fucking hilarious, by the way, and his stories are hilarious. He's just a funny dude. But when he was talking about prison, it got me thinking. Like, he was talking about how much people make, and he was talking like 38 cents an hour or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't that one of the things that he said? Something ridiculously low. And then I'm like, okay, how is that not slavery? Like, how are you like? You not only are you putting someone in jail where they can't go anywhere,
Yeah.
but you are forcing them to work at this insanely low rate that no one would ever work for.
That's true.
Like, when you look at the definition of slavery, if you say, well, slavery ended in 1865, how is slavery done in 1865 when you have men literally in chain gangs breaking? Well, we wrote it down on paper, so well, this guy robbed a purse, or whatever reason you put those people in.
Yeah.
I mean, either kill them,
Yeah.
or like you can't like force someone to break rocks,
Yeah.
right? You can't force them to work for 13
Chain
cents an
gang is
hour or
brutal.
whatever
Do they
it is.
do that still in places?
Some places.
There
Yeah.
was, I think that one of the last places that still, or I don't know if they still do, was in Louisiana. What's that Louisiana prison that's really famous? They had chain gangs.
Is that
Or
the
they
one where
did.
they made the inmates wear pink and stuff?
No, that's in Arizona.
That's a fun
Joe,
one.
Yeah.
That's Joe Arpaio, right?
Yeah.
I like
That
that.
guy's crazy.
Sheriff
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
That's where Mike Tyson had to go.
He went
Really?
there.
Mike Tyson had to wear pink. Yeah, he got
What?
caught with the cocaine.
Was it Coke?
Yeah.
He wore
apparently.
pink.
Yeah, he wore pink. He only had to do a couple of days, but it was, one of those prove a point type things.
Wow.
That even Mike Tyson has to wear the pink.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now this is stupid, but their commissary's cheaper, right? Like maybe it's all adjusted for prison inflation.
That's
I don't
a
think
really
it
good-
works like that. America's only female what? Chain gang. The women who pull weeds and bury unclaimed bodies in air. What? Bury unclaimed bodies?
Oh shit!
How often does that come up? That's number 2. Pull weeds, number 1. Bury unclaimed bodies, number
Number
2.
two.
Number 3, pick up cans.
Wow.
Sucks so bad.
In the Arizona desert to avoid 23 hours of lockdown in country's toughest jail. Wow, they're all chained up, man.
Damn.
You gotta wonder, like at what point is it slavery?
I wonder which one of these girls would be my prison girlfriend.
Look at that. They're
What do you
burying
think,
a
Tom?
fucking body.
That's
They're burying
nuts,
an unclaimed
dude.
body.
I
So
think
this is
her
probably
with
like-
the glasses.
I'd hook up with that chick's normal.
Oh, yeah.
looking.
This is probably like people that are border crossing and then wind up,
Oh, right. In the
dehydrating
desert.
and dying out
Sure.
there.
That's got to be so brutal. Oh my God.
Through Arizona in the
Ugh.
summer. You ever go to Phoenix in the summer?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You don't live
140
here.
degrees.
140.
Wow.
Oh.
That's like the Middle East, dude.
140 degrees. And they're working outside,
Yeah.
hacking weeds. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's
Get
brutal.
your life.
Do you think you can get sunblock? Can you request that, you think, in jail? Like at that?
Yeah.
I think for
sure.
some people, like if you were an Irish guy with red hair,
I mean,
they'd
I'm
probably
really
give you-
fair. I'll burn. I would be
Yeah.
like,
You
think
excuse
they
me,
give a
Sheriff.
They would catch you talking Spanish though, and they'd go, "Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy."
He knows
Yeah.
how to get tan." He just,
There's
he
a
just-
blonde chick.
because
There's
you
my
speak
girlfriend.
fluent Spanish. Yeah, I've seen people talk shit in Spanish around Tommy.
I
And
know.
then Tommy will say something in Spanish to them, and they'll go, "Oh, the white guy knows
It's the
Spanish."
best trick.
I'm doing a Spanish talk show on Monday.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing Noches con Platanito on Monday.
See that when he starts doing it in
I
like
know.
real Spanish,
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, this is legit Spanish."
It's scary
Yeah.
a little, right? It's a little alarming. You're like,
It's the host is a clown. You know, it's like a guy in full clown makeup.
Are you gonna go on as your rapper?
I don't know. I thought about it. I don't know.
What is the rapper's name again?
DJ Dadmouth?
And if
Yeah.
you haven't seen it, folks, DJ Dadmouth is how Tom gets to everybody. There's one thing that everybody hates. Not everybody, but most comics do not like doing morning TV shows.
Yeah.
They're probably the most watered down. It's like pretending that a glass that's 1/4 low-fat milk and 3/4 water, that it tastes good.
That's a good way of
that's
putting
really good. Yeah.
I know. It's
It's
really.
like you could drink it. It's not going to give you any pain, but
Yeah.
it's not
No.
good. You're
It's
not
not
enjoying
good.
it.
It's the
No.
worst. I don't know. It's a hard gig to have. I
Yeah.
imagine.
Nachos con
There you are.
platanito.
That'll be
What?
Monday.
Noches con. What does that mean, Tommy?
Con platanito.
Yeah. Nights with.
Nights of the Plantains?
No, well, that's his name. Platanito is like little banana.
Oh.
So nights with little banana.
Man, I wanted you to go on Sábado Domingo, that show.
You want
Which
What's
one's
it called?
that?
No, Sábado Gigante.
That's my
yeah.
jam.
yeah.
What's Sábado
Giant
Gigante?
Saturday. yeah.
It's been on for like,
like
30
40
years.
or something.
And
yeah.
it's the show, the Latin show. And we were in Florida once in Miami in a hotel room. He was sick, and we were watching just hours of it because it'll have
I
everything.
think it ended. I think it
It's
ended.
like
that guy.
paternity
Yeah.
testing.
And that guy's
Ay,
been
that's
the host.
him. That's
Yeah,
him.
That guy's been the
Ay,
host
ay,
forever.
ay.
It's comedy sketches. They have paternity testing. They have just see,
Oh, yeah.
sluts. They've got
Yeah.
everything on the show.
Did you? I think you just slut shamed.
How dare you?
You just
slut
slut
shaming.
shamed.
Oh.
Isn't that funny that that's a real expression now?
And fat
Slut
shaming and slut shaming. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sigh.
And pronoun shaming.
Pronoun.
What's your pronoun, Joe?
Hey, be like,
I
hey,
prefer
hey.
Z. I like
Z.
Z, H, and 2 E's. That's my pronoun.
I like
You
that.
saw. I'm
What's
sure
your gender?
you saw the His Majesty thing, right? You saw that. Huh? So, oh, you haven't seen this? Yes. So, University of Michigan, like a lot of universities,
Yes.
is now doing this. Like you sign up for class, your professor sends out an email to the entire class. I'm Professor Joe Rogan. My preferred pronouns are he, him. And then this one kid was able to, because you can voluntarily choose your pronoun. He was like, mine is His Majesty.
I love it.
I
Good-
like-
what
Yeah.
a good kid.
Work the
And
system.
yeah, his whole thing was to point out the absurdity of it. But then people are like, "You're a fucking asshole!" Like they're all mad at him now.
His
for
name is
being-
Grant Strobel, chairman of the Young Americans Foundation. Used the new policy to update his preferred pronoun to His Majesty.
I love it.
How could they be mad at him? That is no
That-
more ridiculous than HIR.
Of course.
Of course.
There's like 18 different gender pronouns now that have been
Well-
identified.
And we also know there's astral gendered, if you're feeling like you're part of the cosmos.
Aren't you poly?
I'm poly and bi. Yeah. Yeah.
you put it on your he put it on his podcast or his Twitter page.
Yeah.
Like it was like Bi Awareness Day, and then some guy, a real professor, was tweeting,
Yeah.
and he retweeted it. Something that was so close to parody. What the fuck did he say?
He was just like it was the wording of it was too absurd to even recall, but it was like, remember when you're today on Bi Awareness Day, your gender and your to be bi is not to be gender specific, but your specificity of your gender can also dictate what your sexuality might be. Like what? Like something like that. Something I don't know. Confusing, yeah. And then it was like happy Bi Awareness.
You know, I finally used an all gender restroom in Portland. And it was at a gay bar, and I didn't enjoy it. And it's not because of the whole pronoun thing. It's because you've got like dudes taking gnarly shits next to you. And
That's
I
an
don't
issue.
need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it. Zims or zays.
I'm poly and bi, and I'm also fluid gender. My favorite thing is to be fluid gender because you can go however you're feeling in the moment.
But
know?
but people have to know what to call you, so you have to update
my
them on your
favorite.
pronouns constantly.
We saw this video of this guy who was like, he was like, you should really respect people's pronouns, which I'm like, okay. And then he goes, and if you see somebody and you're not sure, just ask them. Be like, hey, what's your pronoun? To which I say, no, you fucking don't.
No.
Like, you're not going to just see somebody and be like, hey, I'm just wondering. What's your pronoun? I think the onus should be on the person.
Yeah.
if they want to.
Steven Crowder has a fucking hilarious video where he actually does this. And
Really?
he goes out and asks people what their preferred gender pronouns are, and they just the looks they give him, like he goes to like grown adults and goes up to them on the street and just talks to them and just wonders what their preferred
What's
gender
your pronoun?
pronoun is. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. It's
No.
preposterous.
I can't
It's-
wait for the backlash.
Wait,
just
will
from
you?
this.
Will you? What's that video of that guy Dustin?
Dakota?
Dakota.
Yeah.
We have to show Joe that one.
Dakota's amazing. Did you
They sent you the thing, yeah.
Dakota's incredible.
You got to see this Zimzer.
Zimzer?
Zimzer Zay.
Oh, for the different gender pronouns?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so hard? Why can't you just do what they ask?
My pronouns are not preferred.
See, and the thing is, like, I feel like there's enough people going, okay, really, that it's kind of a legitimate thing to not be 100% on board with this, you know? Because I feel a little like, oh, am I on the wrong end of history?
There's
Pronouns
Dakota.
are not preferred.
Ask a gender terrorist. There he is.
Hey y'all,
Whoa.
it's Dakota, and this is the newest video on my Ask a Gender Terrorist playlist on my channel. I'm
Are we
updating
allowed to
all
play
the
this
playlists
without-
because I haven't been posting.
Huh?
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, you can't just play it?
Well, we're not showing it on YouTube, are we?
I have it like picture in picture, but I'll take it off.
Yeah, take it off. I don't. It's this dude's
This is not
stuff.
a dude.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, it's not. That's
It's got a beard.
No.
It doesn't have a preferred gender pronoun.
Well, that's what we're going to get to.
So that's the thing now, right? You can kind of be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, which is fine, I guess. I just think it's funny that some people are saying that you should see this individual and lead with, like it's almost like it's rude for you to assume, which I think is absurd. That it's rude to assume. Like if you're gonna dictate a different pronoun, I think that should be on you.
It should be on a status. Like, you should just show people.
Yeah, or
Right.
Some people do have these little stickers that they put on. My preferred gender pronoun is.
That's cool.
Well, there's a Radio Lab, and this is one of my all-time favorite ones. There's a Radio Lab podcast, and they take it so seriously because it's Radio Lab. And there's a guy on it who's clearly out of his fucking mind, and he goes back and forth between male and female. He
During the
switches,
podcast?
switches while he's talking to you.
Oh, my
He goes, I
goodness.
just switched. I'm the man now. And you're like, well, okay,
Well-
when do you get to be a dragon? When do you get to read
Right.
minds? When
Is
do you
this
get to
supposed
tell the
be-
future?
Then we're supposed to
Right.
respect this?
You have to, because it has to do with gender. So if this guy was telling you about his past lives, as a Roman gladiator, or if he was telling you about the future when the starships land, you would think that he's a crazy person, right?
Right.
But
I think it right now.
But when
Yeah.
you talk about gender,
Yeah.
as soon as you start talking about gender, you're supposed to like give people the benefit of all doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you think you're switching gender back and forth as you're talking, like the idea that your gender is like some sort of a seesaw. You're on the
Right.
precipice, and you can just go left or right and left or right, and
It
you
is,
just
you
decide.
close-minded asshole.
You just decide.
Yeah, you don't understand, Joe.
But here's the thing: aren't we different a lot of the time?
Yes.
And why
Yeah.
can't
I
that
agree.
difference be expressed in gender? Like you the other day when you were cranky because you didn't get your sugar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like what?
Then
That's
you'd
like
be
you
like a
decide,
bitch.
Yeah.
right? You have a different personality trait. You fell into this bitchy sort
But
of thing,
doesn't
right?
doesn't like that feeling that the going
Wait a minute,
back
that's
like
sexist
I
and
think I need to fire a joint up.
gender
Yeah.
phobic.
Getting nervous.
well I'm looking forward to ignoring so many emails that are going to come into my inbox about this conversation. But
Me too.
but
People get mad.
oh, I know. They're going to get so mad. My point is like we've talked about this, like if you're feeling particularly lovey-dovey, right? You're petting kittens and you're putting your daughter's hair in ponytails. It's a more feminine feeling. So, did you switch genders at that moment? Or
No,
are you still
specifically, this guy wanted to go back and forth to being recognized as a man and then recognized
In the
as a
middle of the
woman.
conversation.
And then as he goes back and forth, he becomes a totally different person.
Huh.
Like he's not going to tolerate any bullshit. I think he was like in the military too. It was like there was a lot of weirdness to the story. if I
And he's
remember
under
right.
the care of a psychiatrist, though, right?
No,
During
no,
this?
no. He's out wandering around getting government grants and
Great.
Oh
I don't know.
wow.
I have no idea. I have no idea what he's doing. But I just you never go like if someone goes back and forth and pretends to be Hungarian. Like I'm Hungarian now. I'm not. No, now I'm from Ireland.
Right,
right.
No, but I feel today I'm Hungarian again.
Yeah.
Right, I'm
Like-
identifying that way. But that's fine. Like, here's the thing. If you want to identify throughout the day, sometimes I am more masculine when I'm at the Comedy Store performing. I am very alpha male. It's macho. But do I have to demand that people know what to call me at every given moment? That's a little unrealistic.
Well, it's a new thing.
It's
too.
new, yeah.
It's
How
really
dare
new.
I mean, it's so presumptuous and narcissistic that you should know what to call me all
Yeah,
the
does
time.
this
How dare
person
you?
at least say, like right now, address me as her and
Like
she?
right
Yeah,
now
he has
I'm a
like two
she.
different names. He like
And he just snaps in and out of them.
depending
Okay.
on who. I might be misgendering or not, depending on how he or she hears this
And
at the moment.
When
Like-
you,
Good point.
if you're
You
in a
don't wanna be
conversation
insensitive.
with that person,
Yeah,
would you like you feel like that's a respect, like something that you'd be like, oh, okay, I'll respect your wishes.
I'm not changing your gender. You got to pick one.
Yeah.
If you say girl, I'll go, okay, you're a
Yeah,
girl. I'm
yeah.
cool with that. I don't have any problem with that. But
Sure.
you can't go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, or I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
It's too much work.
It is a lot of
That's
work,
the point.
yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's too much fucking work. And if you're an adult that's got a full life, how the fuck you have
Right.
room in your head for the Zimzers every second changing?
Well, not only that, that's somebody else's issue, right? What about yourself?
Yeah.
You know, I don't have any room to communicate
Yeah.
with you because you're concentrating on yourself so much. You want people to change how they address you. How
Yeah.
about can you just change how you feel occasionally and not have a new fucking name
Yeah,
that
why-
pops up
That's
on
right.
3:00 in the afternoon? Now
Why-
I'm Bob. you
Right.
know?
Why do we have to label at every moment of every?
Well, it's
Because-
a super self-indulgent thing, and that's what you're getting out of this, and that's what like the people that are, they're being labeled as insensitive. Like that's kind of
Yes.
the point. The point is like, yeah, you're supposed to be insensitive of nonsense.
Yes, this deserves a fair amount of
Yeah.
mockery.
Yeah.
It really does.
I
A
agree.
fair amount.
Yeah.
A
But
fair
we're
amount.
afraid to, in part,
Yeah.
because we're going to get shamed on Twitter. People are going to call us phobic of this and that, even if you say something remotely
Your gender
unpolitically
phobic.
correct or whatever.
Yeah.
Look, there's a bunch of people out there that are just not happy. And they might
Yeah.
not be happy with their gender. They might not be happy with the way they look. They might not be happy with how old they are. They might not be happy with a bunch of different things. But we have like rules as far as like what you can change and what you can't change. And we're allowing people now, this is like a really recent thing, to just decide to change your gender, which doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
I want people to have freedom.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me. But what is this?
She there's an addendum to the Radiolab story. She made them edit out the references to her actually changing her identity. I guess she stopped
What?
switching.
What?
Huh?
After all this?
It says right here, she no longer flips.
She no longer flips.
Was a
Interesting.
queer trans woman.
She now
felt betrayed.
remains comfortable as a queer trans woman. What
Okay.
does that mean? What's
A gay-
queer? It's not queer. Is not gay though.
It's not?
No.
Oh, I thought it meant that.
Queer is like weird. Like you can do both.
Oh.
Right? Isn't it? What is queer?
Then
How do you?
No, I thought
might
queer
be
was
butchering
gay.
this. No, gay is gay. Queer is not gay. Queer is like non-defined,
Okay. So a non-defined trans.
non-binary.
What?
That's Tom's domain. Tom,
Yeah.
can you explain this?
Yeah, I mean, basically,
Break it down for us, please.
Well, you fall on the binary spectrum.
We're cisgendered privileged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Strange.
She had a queer
All right.
feeling. Nope, that's not it. A homosexual. Nope. No. See, they're using it different now. See, it used to be homosexual, but it's not just homosexual anymore. Okay, terms and definitions, LBGT, right there. Click on that one.
LGBTQ now.
Oh, no,
Right.
there's an I and an A in there, too.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. See? Look at that.
Yeah.
Make that larger so
Lesbian,
my fucking
gay,
shitty eyes can read it.
Bisexual, transgender,
Spread it.
queer.
Yeah, look at above. Go
Go
above to the top. Look, LGBTQA.
QA.
What is TBLG?
Queer or asexual is
Or
the key.
questioning.
Oh my
Or
God.
questioning. And asexual or out.
But there's intersexual too. There's I. Some people choose I.
Wait, what does that
I
mean?
don't know. Let's get to Q. Queer. Intersex, says Jamie. An umbrella term used by LGBTQA people to refer to
So
the
much.
entire LGBT community. An alternative that some people use to queer is the idea that labels and categories such as lesbian, gay, bisexual, etc., similar to the concept of genderqueer. Oh, okay. Genderqueer is different. What's genderqueer?
I think that'd be like me, like non-binary, where I don't
Okay.
fall under the spectrum of male or female.
Genderqueer is a term which refers to individuals or groups who are queer or problematize what? You're making up fake words. Hegemonic notions of sex,
What?
gender, and desire in a given society. Genderqueer people possess identities which fall outside of the widely accepted sexual binary.
You're not binary, are you?
You're
Yep.
genderqueer, bro.
Yeah.
You're genderqueer. I knew
Genderqueer
it.
may also refer to people who identify as both transgendered and queer, i.e., individuals who. Oh, this is
a lot of work, man. It's a lot of
Who
work.
has this much time? This is what you
Yeah.
do when you don't chop firewood.
Yeah.
This is what you do. And it's too fucking easy to get water.
Yeah.
It's too
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Just get
life
bottled
is,
water.
It's too
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Society, we have to invent all these things now.
What happened to just being
God
yourself?
damn it.
Why
Yeah.
does everybody have to be defined?
I don't know. Why do we have to check each other to make sure that everyone's on the same fucking agenda? Do you know how much I'm dreading our son, going to
No, yeah.
school? Do you know that there are schools that don't have grades, first grade, second grade, third grade, so that the kids don't feel bad? There's no hierarchy. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, shit like that.
These soft people are trying to eliminate all forms of
Yes.
competition and scrutiny, and they're
Yeah.
calling any criticism of you at all bullying.
Right.
Anything is
Bullying.
bullying. It's all bullying.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Oy
like
vey.
Pee Wee leagues with no score,
Yeah.
no
I
winner.
know, it's crazy. It's weird.
That is really weird.
It's weird.
I think losses really help you as a kid.
I think shame
100%.
helps you. Loss, anxiety, fear. Those were all my primary motivations as a young woman, and it carried me very far. I'm not a fucking loser
And
because
even-
of these things.
I'm sure, like, the people that do it, that do mean shit or say mean shit to kids, they realize after they do it how shitty it feels.
Right.
Like, it's a learning experience even for them. Like, they should absolutely be corrected.
Yeah.
Right.
But this idea that somehow or another you're going to wipe all that stuff out, that's a
That's
part
the
of being a
problem.
person.
Right.
It's a weird part of being a person. Like, people like the fact that they can affect people by saying shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the idea that we're going to sanitize out everything so that your kids will never have to feel a bad feeling ever again. Everything's going to be perfect,
And we're
right?
going to make a whole new bathroom.
Right.
We're going to make a whole, an asexual bathroom because some people they're not sure.
Some people.
People are just gonna start shitting outside. You know? They're just gonna.
I can't wait for that.
Oh, what is this one? A half a skirt? Is this
In
new?
the forum, someone just posted.
Oh my God, is that new? Is that real? That's at college. That's
high
where your
school,
tax dollars are going. It's a high school somewhere?
That's what it says, yeah.
Come on, man. How many people? How big of an issue is this? You know,
I
because
guess.
there's people that have all sorts of very strange identity disorders.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
There's a guy in England that thinks he's a 6-year-old girl, and he identifies as a 6-year-old girl, and he wears pigtails, the whole deal. And he sits down with his kids and his own parents.
His kids?
Yeah, he has kids.
Wow.
But he identifies as being a 6-year-old girl. And hey, we have to accept this. As long as you change gender, there you are. He's with his family. As long as you change gender, everybody's cool with it.
Meet the 52-year-old father.
Yeah.
Jesus.
See, if he thought he was 13, he tried fucking 13-year-olds. But I'm 13 too, you know.
Right. Is that
I
the
will
whole maybe?
say-
Everybody go, no, you're out of your mind, dude.
She is gorgeous.
Look at this. He's living as a 6-year-old girl.
Abandons wife and kid.
Yeah.
Good.
that's
But let's
good.
be thankful
Oh, and
for that.
7 kids. He has 7.
Oh, jeez.
She has
Yeah, but do you want
7
this?
kids.
Do you want her to be a daddy?
Well, it's too late.
Yeah.
You know,
I know,
he's
but
already a daddy.
Better those kids are. The kids are
Oh,
better
there
off
you go.
without her.
Jesus.
So he was
Oh,
living as
Jesus
an adult. He has, you know, a family, the whole deal, and then
Yeah.
just decides that he's not just a woman, but he's a young 6-year-old girl.
Yeah.
There's something else going on.
Again, psychiatrists need to get involved.
Here, let's give us a
Mental
little
illness.
volume on this young Jamie.
Project web series and as well the TV show Am I a Boy or a Girl?
Am I a boy or a
Why
girl?
did you decide to go so public with your story?
I paid a pretty heavy price for transitioning, and so at a certain point,
He has to act like
I
it's
thought-
normal.
I've already lost everything and everything has happened. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to show other people that it's okay to be.
It's
She
not,
looks like most
for a guy.
middle-aged women in
So
Wisconsin.
by coming
I feel like
out of the closet, it just liberated me.
like
to the
my
point
friends'
where-
moms when I was a kid. That in Milwaukee, they all look like that.
They're all transgendered 6-year-olds.
See, I'm torn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Because I don't give a shit if he wants to be a woman.
No.
Right.
But I just can't. There's a line that's being pushed by these fucks. They keep going further and further, and they keep taking advantage
Yes.
of your acceptance.
Yes.
And they want nonsense to get through.
Yes.
This is fucking nonsense.
It's nonsense.
This is a person who just wants nonsense. The world didn't work out for them.
Yeah.
The regular world of having a short haircut and wearing T-shirts. They're like, no, I'm going to wear little girls' dresses. I'm going to be a 6-year-old. Hey, how about fuck you?
Yeah.
How about fuck you, man?
Well,
Enough.
Now here's the
Right.
thing. Don't you feel
Conformity
like
is not so
20
bad.
years ago, maybe even less, the answer to like I'm a 6-year-old, everyone would be like, "Hey, go fuck yourself."
Because all these shut-ins
You know?
are all online, and they're all
Yeah.
ganging up.
Yeah.
They're ganging up and attacking universities
Right.
and attacking anybody who sees anything any differently. This is not acceptance,
No.
folks. Acceptance is 100% fine. You should be able to do whatever you want. But you want to pretend that's not crazy,
Right.
we got a problem.
Yeah.
If
Right.
you're a 52-year-old man, you pretend to be a 6-year-old boy, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? If you're a 52-year-old man, you want to be a 6-year-old girl, you're still out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
You've been alive for 52 years. We're supposed to pretend that your life experiences is nothing
You're right.
because you enjoy that stage of life.
Correct.
You're given so much credibility to this idea. I feel
Yeah.
like this is because of the gender
That's
switch.
right. You
100%.
can't say
100%.
shit
You're right.
unless
Because you're especially if you're like me. If you're
Yeah.
a man and a meathead like
Yeah.
me,
Right.
you're like,
You're
oh,
gonna
this
be judged.
fucking asshole,
Right.
insensitive asshole.
Yeah.
But this is nonsense.
But for the record, I'm a woman, and I think this is complete horseshit too.
it's 100% horseshit.
And and also there's something good about the conformity of the 1950s and before, because I feel like I'm serious.
We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Of course, no, I'm telling you, that's that was a time when you couldn't. He's got fucking 7 kids, bro.
Telling
7
you-
kids. Don't you think that outweighs your duty to your family? Outweighs your need to be a 6-year-old girl?
It's
Sorry.
why you're drawn
Sorry.
to. I'm drawn to it too. The people that are really direct, like no
Yes, old
bullshit,
school.
Yeah.
like
Me
Dan
too.
Pena.
Yeah.
Like you know
military
Dan Pena,
dudes.
the business coach.
Oh, the $50 billion man.
No.
Holy fuck!
You would love this guy.
Really?
Dude. Yeah,
you
yeah,
love
yeah.
him.
I thought you were gonna say Joey Diaz.
Well, like that,
Similar.
but I'm
He's a
saying
no-nonsense,
that
yeah.
if you look up Dan Pena, this is why you're poor,
You're gonna
Oh
love
Jesus!
and
this
you
guy.
and you scroll
fucking best.
scroll to a minute 40.
That guy?
Yes.
he
Just
is,
fucking do
So-
what he says.
dude. He's so
God.
direct and it's so funny. He doesn't give a shit though.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
you're.
he's almost dead.
Well,
Yes.
yeah,
Look at
but
him. Donald Trump's gonna rock the planet. He's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, he's out of his mind.
yeah, I think so. But
But they're friends, I think.
yeah, he knows him. Go to.
Well, I don't think we could play his stuff without getting sued, Jamie.
Can
Really?
you?
Yeah,
Can
don't
you hear
put
his
it-
audio?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
I highly doubt he'll let you play his stuff without you. He'll yank you offline.
We
I
played
would
him a
imagine.
bunch.
Yeah, they're gonna find you.
Think so?
Yeah,
Don't
it's
say
a matter
that.
of time.
Oh shit.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just think this is his property, like his lectures and all his stuff.
I don't.
This is where fair use argument comes
Yeah,
into
this is
Yeah,
play.
fair
especially
use.
if you play like
yeah,
a
but that fair
clip of-
use argument is not. It's a weird argument. We play shit all the time and talk about it, and it gets jacked. Well, did you see the video today? The guy who got attacked by a grizzly bear.
Yeah, we were
Yes.
just talking about that.
Holy shit!
Hunting
Yeah.
elk.
No,
right?
he wasn't even hunting.
He was looking
scouting.
for elk, scouting elk.
He was scouting for an upcoming client, and he came across a mama bear and her cubs.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and he even sprayed it with bear spray.
He said dead on 25 yards.
Yeah.
Like unloaded, and the bear just ran right through
Ran
that
right
shit.
through it.
Well, she had her babies.
Yeah.
That's what the
Well,
mama bear does.
You don't know what they're going to do until they do it. That bear spray might work sometimes,
Yeah.
but it didn't work this time. And
He
that
got
guy
attacked
got
twice.
mauled.
Twice.
Yeah.
His face got fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's hard to tell here, but his skin is hanging off of his head above his ear. And the bear bit through his arm, too. His name's Todd Orr.
Well, he's lucky he got
Yeah.
away.
On my face and protected the back of my neck.
Oh my God.
She got
Yeah.
my head good. I don't know what's under my hat.
That's not
My
good.
ear, my arm.
His arm's broken. Look at that.
Pieces of stuff hanging out. I don't know what's going
Asshole
on
just
in there.
twitched.
You can
And my
imagine
shoulder.
a fucking bear,
My arm's
a
broke.
female grizzly
Legs are
bear.
Protecting her cubs.
Look how tough this guy is. Hold on, back that up there for a second there. Back it up. Look at it. Listen to this.
Legs are good. Internal organs are good. Eyes are good. I just walked out 3 miles and I gotta go to the hospital. So
Yeah. But he
Be
stopped to
safe
make
out
a
there.
video.
So listen to
Spray
that
doesn't always
pragmatic way
Yeah.
of looking at
Yeah.
it. Legs are good.
Yeah.
Eyes
Organs.
are good.
Yeah.
Internal organs are
Yeah.
good. Like that is the fear. Like that guy just came in contact with a real live monster.
Yeah.
A fucking grizzly bear
Twice.
twice in a day. A real live
Then
monster.
after that 3-mile hike, got in his truck and drove 20 miles to a hospital. So then he
Jesus
just drove.
Christ.
Probably so happy just he's alive. I mean,
Did you
it's-
see
did you
that?
see the photos?
The scar? Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, the
He's
photos
crazy.
are
That head
massive.
scar?
Yeah.
That's really, really big, man.
Yeah. I wonder if that was a claw. It's probably a claw.
Now, sorry, he's scouting for
Yeah.
elk. So this is like a public. What is it? I don't know where do people hunt? Some kind of a hunting area.
Yeah, he's probably
Designated.
on. He could be on private land, but most likely he's on public land. And they have. They don't. I don't believe Montana has a grizzly bear season. But they do have grizzly bears.
So he
They
just
have
came
lot of
over a
grizzly
ridge,
bears.
right? Wasn't
Yeah.
he just walked over and then?
Yeah, I think the only place
Sees
you can
one.
hunt grizzly bears in North America is Alaska. I think. I think
Damn.
there's grizzly bears in Alaska, and then I don't think you even hunt grizzly bears in Canada.
Can you imagine the diarrhea?
Oh no,
that
you do
hits
hunt them in Canada. They hunt them in British Columbia. What am I talking about?
Like
Yeah.
when you
Oh
walk
my
over
God,
and then
dude.
80 yards there's a bear
Oh
that just
my
sees
God,
you and is like,
dude.
and you're like, oh God, and then he got his spray. Like, he knows if you're around bear, like you can't book it. You're not gonna run.
What are you supposed to do? I mean, he sprayed it. We know that.
Christ.
Yeah, that's one photo of his arm. But check out the other ones, Jamie.
head
There's one of his
photo.
head.
It's hard pulling them up because I'm not logged into Facebook.
Oh,
yet, so-
okay. Just see if you can find it outside of. But
Oh my God.
Oof.
yeah.
Poor guy.
So my buddy Adam Greentree, who was on the podcast last week, he's a bow hunter. There it is. Look at his head. Look at the giant scar that goes from his temple all the way. First of all, if you wanted a scar on the back of your head, that's the spot.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't rip his ear off. It doesn't, he's got a nice line on his head, but it seems like it'll stitch back together. As long as he doesn't have an infection from the bear bite. Fucking A, man.
Guy's got a good story too for a while now.
Fuck yeah.
sorry. One bite on my forearm went through to the bone, and I heard a crunch.
Man.
You just think you're dead, right? You're like, this is it.
This guy's really good about social media. He's like, hey, everyone, I got to tell you this.
I
He did
know.
a video. He did a couple
Yeah,
of
already
posts.
Facebook this shit?
Yeah.
Well, this guy's a hunting guide. Do you know how like in tune with the wilderness this guy must be? In a
Shit
Montana.
just happened.
Oh, man.
Montana is the that's the
beautiful.
woods, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful, but I mean, it is a wild state.
Yeah.
They have a lot of grizzly bears there, man.
A lot of like free roaming animals everywhere, right? 'Cause
We
they
went
have
there this
buffalo
summer.
And
We went to Bozeman and we drove down this road and we pulled over. We saw 100 elk just sitting in this field, like right off the side of the road. We're like, this is crazy.
Wow.
Like you just get out of the car and look at them.
you
just
did
So beautiful.
a hunting trip or
no, with my
just
family. We went
okay.
we did the Yellowstone thing. But just looking out and looking at all these animals, like whoa! And apparently, well, we saw grizzlies there, but we saw them in a grizzly sanctuary. But apparently, people just run into them all the time.
Yeah.
You could fuck up like this guy and just accidentally be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the female has her cubs.
I remember going there once and having a guide tell us, if you run into a bear and like do these things, and the whole time your brain's like, you're just gonna die.
Yeah.
Like he's like, cover your ears and crouch, but like play limp, don't fight back, don't run.
Oh my
You're like-
God. How
And
do
this
you
guy
do
actually
that?
did it, which is the crazy part.
Yeah,
That
he really
actually
did
did
it.
it, and he
He actually
played
did
dead
it.
on that second one. He said,
Yeah,
he just went limp.
it's the only way.
Yeah.
God, imagine going limp while that thing's biting you. Oh my God.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
so scary.
They're so big. It's such a terrifying. It's crazy that it's a real thing.
Yeah.
That there's a real
Yeah.
animal that's 11 feet tall
So crazy.
and it weighs 1,000 pounds. So my friend Adam, he went on an elk hunt by himself in Montana. He was in Montana, shot an elk, and he has to pack it off the mountain. He's like 14 miles in, so he's got to pack this 1,000-pound animal. He's going to do it in 150, 200-pound chunks. So he's going to, and each one of them is going to take a day. So he's doing it essentially 4 days of just packing out meat. So the first day when he goes back, a grizzly was sleeping on the carcass. A giant grizzly bear, an 11-foot grizzly bear, sleeping on the dead elk.
You
He has
keep
to
that.
chase it off and scare it.
No.
He has to yell at it to try to
No.
get it out of there. He has a
No.
pistol with him.
No. I wouldn't
By
fuck
himself.
with that bear.
I don't think I would have taken that
No.
route.
By himself.
Yeah, no, that's
No.
nuts.
No. He can have the elk, dude.
Yeah.
The bear ran off.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Is that the approach you would have done without knowing this? Or you've been like,
Fuck, man, I don't know. I mean,
I think
they
I'd be
say
like,
you're
that's your shit
supposed to
now.
do that.
Yeah.
They
Really?
say you're supposed to yell. I mean, if you
Oh,
want
right.
it to leave, but you might want to just give it the meat.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
Just get the fuck out of there.
That's not your elk
But
anymore, dude.
He didn't want to do that because he worked hard for that elk and he shot
Right,
it.
right.
It's a tough
Wow.
fucking call.
Yeah, that's-
I wouldn't want to be the one to make it.
no, of course not.
No.
See, as on one hand, you would say, well, look, the bad news is I don't get the meat. The good news is the grizzly bear gets to eat because I really like bears. 'Cause I had a teddy bear when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's my friend Cameron
Whoa.
Haynes. That's one that he killed in Alaska.
Whoa.
Wait, is he
With
the
a bow and
guy
arrow.
that also does those crazy marathon
Yeah.
runs?
He ran 200 miles this summer,
in a day.
78 hours. He ran
Wow.
for 3 days, slept 3 hours in 3 days.
How does your
do you
system
do
keep going? Like on
Well,
something
you have
like
to
that?
build up to it. He was running a half a marathon a day. Every day he was running 13 miles.
That's insane.
And then he ran 100 miles in like June to prepare for the 205 miles in August.
Wow.
It's insane.
That is insane.
I mean,
And-
there's the mental part, which is its own thing,
Mm-hmm.
but then physically, doesn't that just?
he looks tired there.
Yeah, he
does look tired.
Well, he didn't just do it. He's kind of crazy. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a good friend of mine. I love him to death, but he's crazy. And this is one of the things he did. He lost a ton of weight. He went from 180 pounds down to below 160 just by starving himself. So he just had his body eat itself. So because he was already lean. Like
Right.
he didn't have any fat to lose. So the only way for him to lose weight is burn 3,000 calories, eat 2,000. So he did that for months till his body like shriveled away down to I think he got under 160 before
So
the
that
race.
he could do this?
Mm-hmm. Like the other day, he put a picture on his Instagram. He weighed 158. When I met him, he weighed 180, and he was built like he
Damn.
lift weights.
Yeah.
But he did one of these at 180, and it was too hard.
Yeah.
So he decided to lose the weight. So that's how he like. You know
But-
what kind of discipline you have to have
Oh.
to just make your body eat itself? Like you don't
But
even have any fat.
No.
Even at sub 160, to run that much,
Oh, yeah.
like to your knees, your joints, everything. That's got to be brutal, right?
It's not good. Well,
Yeah.
that's what
It's
he
not
said.
good.
He said it was really like you could do performance enhancing drugs, but it's really not necessarily going to help you.
Yeah.
Or really help. They're not going to help you not feel pain or be able
Right.
to be tough.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of it is just being tough.
Yeah, he's a tough son of a
Yeah,
bitch, man.
he likes the suffering.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's a maniac. He's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
But he's also
Yeah.
like one of the most successful bow hunters ever.
Really?
Look at
He
this
hasn't.
guy, dude.
Bow hunting is the hardest thing in the world to do when it comes to acquisition of meat. Like, there's no harder way to
What state does he live in?
Oregon. There's no harder way to get an animal than with a bow and arrow because
yeah.
you have to
Bet.
get within a certain distance. You have to practice every day. You have to, and he hasn't had an unsuccessful bow hunt since 2009. And he goes every year and he kills like multiple elk every year. That's like unheard of. Nobody does that. Like everybody has dud trips.
Yeah, he
like you go and
gets
you
something
struck
every time.
out. You
Yeah.
just don't see the right animals. You don't get. He's just. I mean, that's what he's designed for. That's what he
Yeah.
does, and he just excels at it.
And if he doesn't find something, he just like runs 100 miles to the next spot. And then she's well, there.
I've hunted with him, and the thing that's crazy is how he doesn't get tired. Like, I'm in pretty good shape,
It's like
but
your
I
sister.
follow him up the hills. And I'm like, fuck.
Some people are wired. Like his sister Maria is a similar level of lunacy.
Does she
Yeah.
do marathons and shit?
Yeah.
She does
Yes.
like she's done like half triathlons, and she did 5.8 miles the day before she gave birth.
Whoa.
To one of her kids.
And not
Kid's
only
probably
that,
loopy,
Yeah.
bouncing around there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and her uterus was falling out of her vagina from
Sounds
doing
good.
all that. And the doctor said, you got to stop.
Doctor said you need a nice cyst in there to tighten
Yeah.
things up.
Tighten it up.
A nice watermelon-sized cyst.
Softball size
Hey.
cyst.
A nice little cyst in
No,
there.
but she's one of those
clamp it
people
up
that
tight.
is always like, what do you want to do?
Always
What do you wanna
going.
do?
Wow.
What do you want to do? And you're like,
She's
Jesus.
really athletic.
Oh,
She was in
great.
the Navy and she beat out all the guys doing push-ups, right?
She did the whole.
Yeah.
They have a PT test.
Yeah.
She beat all the women and all but one guy.
Jesus
in this-
Christ.
She's an
Yeah,
animal.
Animal. Just like her
Wow.
brother. Yeah, we're just hardcore guy.
Just like her brother.
Yep.
Does she do those tough mudders? Those are the weirdest
She's
ones. You
done
get
it.
what
mouthfuls
is
of
that?
mud.
Yeah.
People get sick as fuck. They get horrible diarrhea. Because for real.
I don't.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't know what this
Tough
is.
Mudders,
mudders.
yeah.
They're these crazy races where you have to go through. You're literally running a lot of it
It's
through mud. You're
set up
climbing through
through
things.
mud.
They're-
Yeah.
The
What's
people that
wrong
get
with
out of them,
people?
they're totally covered with mud. But the problem with that is mud is water, and still water is super bad
Yeah.
to ingest.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these people get that mud in their mouth, and they get the pathogens
Sure.
from that mud, and they just get a broken fire hydrant for an asshole.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
where your body's like, we're just
Get
gonna
rid of this.
clean
Yeah.
this whole machinery out. It's like
Yeah.
spring cleaning with a carpet cleaner.
Yeah.
It does look fun. Like I think the running and, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, this is the mud stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, these people are
Has
fucking maniacs.
nobody told them this diarrhea?
Well, they learn. They
Yeah.
learn. I mean, some people are just really into it and they keep their mouth shut. They know how
Yeah.
to do it, or keep their mouth closed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they don't breathe it in. But when you see them running through it, it's like they have all the, what do you?
yeah.
This is just people waiting, dude.
But yeah.
I don't think this
Nasty
is an
as a swamp.
actual. This is just people walking. There's some where you see them running and doing all this stuff. This is just a bunch of
Yeah.
people walking through a swamp.
Get your life.
But if you do that crawl, like sometimes you have to crawl under stuff too, I guess.
Oof.
That's when you can get it in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
that's the kind of things people do when it's
so-
too easy to get food.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. Go
It's
to
the same,
Africa.
It's the
There's
same
no-
exact
yeah.
thing as the Z, zer,
Yeah.
he,
Yep.
her,
Yep.
him, her.
Yeah.
18 gender
Yeah.
pronouns.
They're not doing this in Somalia. I
Yeah.
guarantee. There's
You
no
guys are
fucking
so
mud races.
Gender phobic.
Yep. Look at this.
There it
See how
is.
they're
See?
climbing
Oh,
out
I've
of
seen
this?
this. Yes. Yeah.
Fucking
so dumb.
maniacs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wading
Well,
through
how
this
far-
shit.
How far are most of these? Do you know that? Do you
That's a
know?
good question.
A couple miles?
Yeah, it's like some of them are about a mile in between some of these obstacles, so it's like 6-7 miles.
6-7 miles.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at it. They're literally, they made mud for them to play in like they're
Yeah.
3.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
going to
they're
challenge
3-year-olds.
myself.
But this is a setup. Like they make all
Right.
this.
Right.
This is so goofy. Sorry, folks, if you're listening. Bro, I was a fan. Yeah. Until you came and shit on tough mudders. Yeah, why don't you try it, pussy?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Oh, right.
maybe I don't want fucking pathogens. Huh? I'm
Yeah.
not into Giardia. I'm not into taking that muskrat shit in my mouth.
This is
you
a
fucking
real.
asshole.
This is a real hate mail episode.
We always bring the hate,
Yeah.
though. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of gender stuff this time. You know what,
Not
though?
real gender stuff, though.
No.
No.
The fake stuff.
No, not the legit people that
Yeah.
are like, dude, I'm a man
Yeah.
trapped in a woman's body. That's
Yeah.
that I do believe, obviously.
Right. But Just keep it to yourself.
Keep your weird shit to yourself.
Dude,
Keep it to
suppress
yourself,
that
cocksucker.
shit. Suppress it.
Oh, exactly.
Suppression's good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the 1950s, not all bad.
No,
Yeah.
but there was
keep on the right track.
transgender people
Fucking poor.
in the turn of the century, the turn of the 20th century.
sure.
Really?
There's a lot of photos
sure.
of transgender people from back then. It's always been a thing.
I used to
Of
see them
course.
more in Hollywood when I lived there about 15 years ago.
I just don't buy the going back and forth. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't think most people do. I think it's an attention seeking. Something else is going on there.
I think not all your feelings should be acknowledged.
I agree.
That's important,
Yeah.
right?
I agree.
Yeah.
That's important. You like this? The guy who wants to be the 6-year-old girl. I mean, they have all these specials on him. And he's 57 years old.
I can't.
They don't have.
I can't.
They don't have specials on him because
I'm a
it's an
girl.
extraordinary story. They have specials on him because you know it's ridiculous and you're
Yeah.
gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah. You can't go back in time, right? You lived a long time. You have to be responsible.
They have a special on him the same reason they have a special on a lady who doesn't cut her toenails. You know, it's like she's like, these are my special nails.
That's so true.
I don't
want
wear
you to
shoes
acknowledge-
and I can't get a job.
Right, and they
Yeah.
can never get a job. That's
Yeah.
the
That's-
downer.
None
Jeez.
of these people are employable.
Yeah.
That is the one common denominator. What do you do for a living? Not anymore.
Wait, and that's discrimination, by the way. You're discriminating against her, guys.
Yeah. Well, I've heard people discuss the merits of the sacred argument where you're not allowed to cut your hair because of your religion.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, well, listen, at the end of the day, it's just your fucking hair. And if your religion is about cutting your hair or not cutting your hair, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but it might be bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
You can't, so if you can't like just say, hey, my hair's getting in the way, I'm just going to cut it.
yeah. No.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
you know.
Who says that? Who says you can't?
I know what you're talking about too.
Your
The,
Dolly Swami
yes,
guy?
yes.
Yeah.
They had
Who
two
tells
guys.
Who tells you can't do it? Is it written somewhere? What's happening here? You can't just cut your hair and be the same guy? No,
I
man.
know.
No, this is sacred.
Right, God's going to punish you if you eat meat on
the
Friday.
older
right?
you get, the more absurd the like religious, customs and
Yarmulke, say it.
all those
Say it.
all the principles.
Take the fucking head off. You're inside.
The meat eating, and the
The
I
rituals.
wash stuff over here.
the
Like, all that
kosher.
shit,
We
you're
have a
like,
kosher
Jesus.
kitchen
Do you?
in our rental house, not
Nice.
our
Yeah,
not
because
our
we
forever
bought it
house.
from a couple of Jews.
Oh!
But yeah, it's all.
But I like the kosher kitchen. It's fine.
So, but
It's
here's the thing.
fine,
I
but-
support fully that if you don't want to ever cut your hair again, you should be able to not cut your hair again. If you want to grow your hair crazy long and grow your beard crazy long,
Yeah.
my problem is if you think a deity wants you to do that. If you
Right.
think that there's some mystical
No,
guy,
no.
if you just say, you know what, dude, I just like it getting crazy. I
Yeah.
like a crazy
Yeah.
beard. I want crazy asshole hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like being hairy, man. I like
Yeah.
the feeling. Like,
Yeah.
okay, it's
Let it go.
100%. Nobody fucks with Rick Rubin, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Rick Rubin just lets it
Hairy
all
as fuck.
go. Lets it all go. The hair on top all fucked up. The beard's all fucked up.
Fur
Driving around in a
jackets.
Rolls Royce.
That's
He's
the
a genius.
move. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the
He's a
move.
genius.
The
Love that
crazier
guy.
you look, and then you have like a
Yeah, look at
fucking
him.
Yeah.
$300,000
Son.
car. Yeah.
This guy's rad.
And he's a handsome fella underneath all that shit.
I bet.
I mean,
Yeah.
he just decides like that's his look. Just fucking full
Tom,
on crazy hair.
You're not so far. I feel like
Thank
you're
you.
almost there.
You could let that go.
Yeah.
Why don't you see if I think though as a comic you're better off without that kind of like
I think so.
'Cause
presence.
Then you're married to that look, right?
Well, what's that
Yeah,
guy's
it's
name?
like Carrot
He's
Top.
at the store though. Sometimes he has quite a look. You know what I'm talking about? He's like he was a cab driver. He holds his coat over his arm. And he
Arcus?
has, no, and he's got all the notes.
Sam Tripoli?
Jay London.
Jay London.
Oh,
yes,
Jay.
Jay's got a look. That's a look.
That's a
That's
look.
just Jay though.
I know.
That's who he is.
That is who he
Yeah.
is. But I'm saying like
See if you
that's-
can get a
that's
picture
look.
of Rick Rubin in a Rolls Royce because I've seen several.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just funny about a guy who looks like a homeless guy or like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
crazy LA street guy.
That's
sure.
my favorite, and they're just gazillionaires, and you never know it.
Yeah, and in
I love
LA,
that.
anybody that walks into a store, restaurant that looks fucking homeless,
Yeah.
could be
Got
worth
the
like
money.
$500 million.
Yeah.
I think like Sikhs aren't allowed to cut
That's
their
the
hair.
right.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what they're
right.
called.
But here's
yes.
the thing: remarkably cool people.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of them, especially in Toronto. There's a big
Yeah.
Sikh population in
Yeah,
Toronto.
sure.
Some of the
Yeah.
nicest, coolest people, but they just have that thing. That's
Yeah.
So here,
Yeah.
one of two things. You could say, well, yeah, I mean, he believes that a deity wants him to do. But another thing, you would say, well, maybe it identifies you with this group of people, and you feel like outsiders, and you feel like if you grow your hair and wear it wrapped up like that, Like you feel like you fit in with
Yeah.
that group.
with your group.
I
That makes
mean,
sense.
I grew up in LA with a bunch of Sikh kids, and
Yeah.
we just made fun of them. You know, you would just call them onion heads or whatever, and
Yeah.
it was fucked up for them, is what I'm saying. Because then you get singled out and fucked with.
By your
And
white
I'm sure
privilege?
God doesn't want you to, get teased relentlessly.
That's your point?
That's my point. You
This
think God
is-
wants you to be bullied?
Look
That's
at that
not a
article.
loving God.
The white and Jewish men that run rap.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. They won major record companies.
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. But he's dressed like a dude who lives
Oh,
in
there he is
Seattle.
with Jay-Z. I like them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a rad dude.
What's in his hand?
It looks like what is that
Like a
called?
prayer
The prayer.
rope?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm. Like a Buddhist one.
Okay.
There you go.
He's meditating.
Get
boy.
weird, bro.
That's a very weird look. Those prayer beads in front of a private jet with Jay-Z.
Right.
Jay-Z's got a $25,000 suit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, all right. Who is that with him?
Seal.
Seal. What happened to that dude?
Well, funny you should ask. Remember when he sang recently in public for the first time in like a million years, and it was really bad.
Oh no!
He
No,
was
it wasn't
like-
the first time in a million
Yeah.
years. No, it
He was,
wasn't.
I'm never gonna survive.
No, I know, but it
Remember?
wasn't the first time in a million
in like
years.
a zillion years.
No, it was not. He just sang. He sang on the Super Bowl pregame show.
That's
wasn't
what
good?
it was.
It
No,
was
it's terrible.
horrific. But
really?
he's
Yeah.
been he never like
He-
went
I
away.
thought he left the
No,
game.
Not at all. Not at all.
Game.
He's banging what's her name? Heidi Klum.
Not,
they're
they're
gone.
divorced. They're
Over,
divorced.
baby. I don't even know.
All your facts on this are not right.
So the guy, I know
Yeah,
I don't know shit
okay.
about celebrities.
no.
Come on, but it was a terrible performance.
Do you
That
know
was
how
bad.
like certain
That was bad.
songs or certain musicians like bring you back to a time in your life because something's
course.
going on? With Seal, it was the first time I ever bought a stereo.
Oh, really?
I
My
missed
first stereo I had to buy, and I was dating this girl who was like really into music, and she told me you have to get this Seal album. I'm like, really?
And you're
She's
like,
like,
"Kiss
seriously?
from a rose."
Yeah. And I had it set up. I bought an actual stereo for the first time in my life, and I had one big speaker to the I had speakers that were on stands that got off the
Yeah,
floor. Those
yeah.
big
Oh,
things.
those are great.
I didn't even have a couch yet, and I had this this stereo that
Yeah.
sounded really good, and I played the CD. I set it all up myself. I put the wires in the right holes and
Yeah.
pinched them down to little things.
Yeah.
And then I played that CD, and where you have like one big speaker over here and one
Yeah.
over there, and you could hear the sound like moving around back and forth. And I really appreciated like what he was doing. Like I'd never heard it before in anything but like shitty car stereos with like blown speakers.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude's a talented dude for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
and when we were talking about Seal earlier, you made a good point about that song. We're never gonna survive. Is that like dads like that song?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everyone likes that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little crazy. These dads, even with their fat gut, when they're driving their electric golf course over to
Yeah.
the ninth
Right.
hole, they want to pretend they're still artists.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get a little crazy.
Right,
I get crazy
Yeah.
with my whole family, with everybody. I'm just
You know, world
crazy.
full of
Crazy.
people.
They all know.
Summer.
They all know.
They all know.
If it gets
Isn't that
crazy,
crazy?
Mike can just go to this place. I have a switch. That switch goes, and I don't even know. You know, you have to wake me up after it's over. You know, I just I'm free.
I
get
feel like
crazy.
my dad definitely probably just had that on a loop, you know?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
song.
of course your dad liked it.
Yeah.
My dad liked Prodigy a lot. Like he would get ripped and just play that through the house. Like, I'm a fire starter. It was so horrible.
Whoa.
Yeah, I hated it.
That is,
Do you remember that
My dad
one
drank too much.
crazy song that was like a big one too that everybody would crank in their car?
was it a Seal one?
No. It was
Chumbawamba?
For Prodigy?
no.
It's just like
was,
an official dad song, you mean?
No, it was like how the fuck did it go?
A dad song. There are dad songs.
Remember when I lost my mind?
Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah.
that song?
Yeah. Hold on.
No,
Something
sing it.
about that special time. How's that go?
trying to think.
I don't know.
Does
Is it
that
in
make me crazy?
Oh, CeeLo. CeeLo.
CeeLo.
Yeah.
It was CeeLo before the ecstasy
Gnarls
charge.
Barkley.
That's a good song
Gnarls
too.
Barkley.
Oh,
Gnarls-
that's right.
oh,
Gnarls Barkley.
sorry.
CeeLo is fuck you.
Yeah, yeah,
CeeLo
yeah.
is in Gnarls Barkley with it's with Danger Mouse. It's like a
All right, so CeeLo is
he's
yeah.
the singer.
Oh, he's in it. I thought
Yeah.
Gnarls Barkley was a dude.
That is a universally loved song too.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't
one,
hate that
Yeah,
one.
Oh,
well,
right.
people love to think they're
And
crazy.
then-
I'm just crazy.
The Andre 3000
What's
song.
gonna happen?
What was that?
Oh, hey ya.
Hey ya.
That's a jam.
yeah.
Melodically,
Yeah.
dads can get into it, you know? It's
Yeah.
not just for the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like Outkast, that's
Yeah.
for the kids. But that song,
Yeah.
dad's
Right.
going to listen to it.
Real
too.
dads only.
Yeah.
It's like jazz.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, I like black kids' music. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah.
Kids are listening to.
Yeah. I was listening to this rap song where they were talking. This guy was trying to romance this girl. He was talking about playing chess with her and eating organic food.
Oh.
And listening to jazz.
In the song?
Yeah. Yeah. In
Really?
a rap song. Yeah. Trying to romance this girl.
Organic vegan. You know what song
It's a
I
new
was
day,
listening
assholes.
to?
Yeah.
I was watching an episode of Glee. I don't know why. I know. I'm becoming horribly lame. And they played that song, the thong song.
What's that?
Right. She had dumps like a truck.
Yeah.
Guys like, well, she took dumps like a truck?
No.
What
She
does
had
that mean?
Dumps like a truck. Like her ass is like a
dump
big,
truck. Like
she has
a
a good
beep.
dumper.
She had dumps like a truck. Yeah, I know that, but her dumps are her.
Yeah.
They're just trying to
Ass?
make things rhyme.
Yeah.
The more you look into it, they'll fuck you up.
Cisco.
Cisco.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah, we can't go
Oh,
down the
here it
rabbit
is.
hole.
There's the thong song.
Yeah.
Cisco. How long ago was this made?
That's gotta
This
be
is in the
2000.
60s, right? This is right when James Brown was a baby.
Yeah.
Cisco had a gang of buses. What's
Wow.
he doing now?
This
He's
guy
still
was,
doing his
this
thing,
song
man.
was huge.
Yeah, this song was
Yeah,
This
but I
song
mean,
was
he
huge.
had. Look at he's got all these buses. He's had 5 buses pull up. They say Cisco on them.
I want everything white.
That
jeans
dong,
from
da
now
dong,
on.
dong, dong.
Let me see your booty go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, he's still. There you go.
There you go.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy. There you
Yeah,
go.
well,
Dun, dun, dun,
Tommy,
dun.
you fucking got me onto Gucci Mane, you son of a bitch.
I did?
Yeah, you son of a bitch. I was listening to Gucci Mane, some new Gucci Mane thing the other night. I'm like, he wrote that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He wrote that on cough syrup 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Straight out the Fed, man. First day out the Feds. He's got a new album.
Yeah.
Like,
What's his
lot-
big
yeah.
song, Jeans?
He lost a lot of weight in prison. You notice that?
Yeah, he's got a 6-pack now.
I mean, he really
Right?
lost a lot. Yeah.
He has an ice cream cone on his face.
Burr.
tattooed that says burr.
Yeah.
With a lightning bolt.
Gucci. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Gucci doesn't play, man.
Young Thug and Gucci Mane.
His
Yeah.
young protege, Young Thug, he's a little bit of, I don't know, I wouldn't call him fluid gender. I'm not going to say that, but he's like fashion designer. He wears
First of
skirts
all,
and stuff.
it's gender fluid. God. You are not going to misgender,
You're so sensitive.
misgender ID on my show.
Young Thug.
His jeans were a little whack, Tommy.
He likes standing
See?
out.
Let's
not
like
shame
denim.
him.
You
Let's
know
not
what-
shame
Let's
him.
not denim shame.
You know what song
Yeah.
you would like though from Gucci before he got locked up? The Lemonade song.
Oh, I've heard that song.
Are you like, yeah, that's a catchy song.
How does it go?
yeah.
I mean, dads can listen to it.
How'd
you
it
know?
go?
Like,
Sing it up.
how does it go?
What's that?
We're being invaded.
Oh shit.
The
It's,
aliens.
Wow.
Neighbor's
Oh
alarm.
yeah.
How does it go?
Huh?
It goes.
Gucci.
Next door neighbor's alarm's going off.
Oh,
is it?
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's real.
What's it called? The Purge is happening.
Yes. The Purge. I have a samurai sword.
I'm scared.
Wait, how does that song go? Sing your
Yeah, Lemonade song?
Sing your
Yeah.
Lemonade.
Yellow everything,
Lemonade.
man. Yellow birds, yellow diamonds in my ear. Yellow.
That's good.
There you go. That's how it starts.
I think maybe he makes things.
Dun, 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 dun. Come on. You like it?
Negative. No.
All right, I'll play it for you in the car.
Somebody likes
No.
it though.
No,
That's
I
what's
know.
that
important.
song's
Lots
good.
of people.
That
Yeah.
song's catchy, actually.
I'm the minority here.
I cut it from YouTube.
Yeah, it's cutting it off of YouTube, so we won't get
Okay.
pulled from
Yeah.
YouTube, so people can hear this on
So yellow,
Yeah.
It's all
everything,
about
man.
that yellow.
like gold, right?
I like
First
gold.
place.
I like money.
For a while. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's the melody, right?
It's a good. Yeah, it sounds good though.
It seems like he's having a good time.
Look how
but-
big he is there.
Yeah, he definitely had more body fat.
Yeah.
Probably did a lot of push-ups in the house.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mhm. You got
Started
to.
eating right, got focused.
Hell yeah.
Probably wrote some good shit. And this is
Yeah.
all pre-tattoo too,
Yeah, well, he had a few then, though.
but not on the face.
Not on the
I don't
face. He
know
had a
if he has
baby
the
face
first.
there.
He's got my
Yeah.
favorite all-time saying to a judge. They
That's
said,
not real.
Mr. Maine, are you guilty? He goes, bitch, I might be.
That's like, that's a meme, right? He didn't actually really
he
say
said that.
No.
Really?
No, he said that.
I thought that was
No,
definitely
the
not
judge-
real.
That's funny.
Gucci Mane did not. What do you-
Bitch, I might be.
it's hoax?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why did you ruin it for me?
That
You should've
sucks.
kept me in the
man.
dark.
Damn, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, Jamie, you keep me in the dark. Keep me in the dark on things that are too good.
Bitch, I might be. It's pretty
That's the
bold.
greatest thing ever. To say that to a judge.
Cisgender. Motherfucker. Sorry, I was talking to Jamie.
So privileged.
Jamie, you are so privileged. It's
How do
super
you
important
plead?
to
Are you
acknowledge
guilty?
your privilege.
Bitch, I might be.
Yeah, come on. Be one of the greatest things that anybody could say ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disrespect, guys. 1950s.
There's some great videos, by the way, if you're ever bored. I don't know if you ever looked up on YouTube. Judges handling people acting out of line at like sentencing things.
Really?
It's incredible. Yeah.
Who
Have you ever
does
seen the
that?
one
I
where the
mean,
girl
damn.
is like, she says something in Spanish to this Cuban judge in Miami. He has a really heavy accent.
Oh, I remember this.
You ever seen that?
No.
It's unbelievable. This is it. That's it
Oh,
right there.
shit.
It's unbelievable, man.
She flips the bird to the judge.
And then she says something in Spanish, like to be cheeky to him.
Right.
And then he's like, "Come back here. What did you say?" And she's like, "I said like buenos dias." And he gives her like an extra 30 days. And then she's like, flicks him off. He's like, "Come back again." And he gives her like an extra 90 days.
Whoa.
She thinks she cute. That's
Yeah.
why. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
She is pretty. She's
she-
messing with her hair.
She thinks she too cute.
Yeah, she's like laughing and
yeah,
stuff.
she thinks she cute.
Yeah. He fucking crushes her.
Isn't that interesting that it's the judge's discretion?
Yeah.
That he can do that?
Yeah.
How weird is that? That
Very.
shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
No, it
Like-
shouldn't be.
Like you're punishing her because she's being disrespectful to you or to the court itself?
To both. I think that you have to respect the court. Did you see what they did to that Alabama judge?
No.
There was.
Can
Oh yeah. Here he's.
I hear
think
some of
she's
this?
high,
Or
though.
will we get yanked?
I don't think so.
You'll get.
Let me hear what he has to say to her. It has no sound?
Oh really?
Oh. Oh, it was probably like the courtroom camera.
Yeah. See,
The actual
come back.
courtroom camera.
Come back.
Tom will do the voices.
Come back here.
She's laughing and smiling. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Ding dong.
Isn't it funny how people, when they're in a position like that, where you're caught, like you're in court and they have all the power, you want to pretend like you don't give a fuck? You know?
I'd give a lot of fuck if I were her.
my God.
If I were in front of a judge, I'd be very, very respectful and scared.
Yeah.
I don't
And
fuck
she
with the
just-
law.
She just flipped him off.
Yeah.
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 Crazy.
Now he's angry.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing that he can just do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing because that's almost too much power. Like, I understand that you're violating the court, but should it really be up to the judge to arbitrarily decide to give you 30 more days or 90 more days or whatever they give you? Should it really be up to him? I mean, maybe there's a rule, like if you say the F word or if you give someone the finger, you get an automatic, like, whatever.
Oh, but then they just
Maybe
being able
that's
to pick.
the rule.
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe
you think
he's-
it is?
Maybe.
I think
That's
it's-
contempt of court, isn't it? Guys, I went to law
Yeah.
school for 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
It's,
We
it's
didn't learn that.
contempt of court to be disrespectful, right?
Yeah, for
yes,
sure.
you're not supposed to flip off a judge.
Right.
You're supposed to
No.
dress a certain way. I mean, obviously the jumpsuit thing is its own thing, but like, yeah, you're supposed to respect the court,
Yeah.
the judge.
Well, she had to wear the jumpsuit because she
Right,
was arrested.
right.
But do you think that the judge can just decide how many days he gives you?
I'm
I mean, there's
sure
got to
it's
be
in
a
the-
limit to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you can't be sentenced
Life.
to for
No.
contempt.
Piece
But
of shit.
he,
Right.
look at that. Curse's judge gets like a year.
Wow.
Oh,
Cursed
wow.
judge gets 364 days in jail for contempt.
Ooh.
Well, he's a
I don't
domestic
know.
violence asshole.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the rules are, like what a judge can do and
I
what
don't know
they
either.
can't.
I don't know either.
Like
But
for
that-
sentencing's a weird thing. They have minimums for certain things like murder and armed robbery and
Yeah.
violent crimes.
There's got to be parameters for.
But that's why
contempt.
they're always like, oh, this judge particularly is lenient on this and that matter. Like you almost want to choose your judge and you choose your jurors. The attorneys do based on. Okay, so I did really go to law school for 2 weeks, and we did learn about jury selection. And the key is you do want to get, and this is horrible, but usually like the dumbest people. Like you want to
Yeah.
have people that are really, easily persuaded to whatever your cause is.
But is this-
clearly
right, but
and a
is
judge
this-
too that is favorable. They're liberal if they're whatever. You know, you wanna
That's
get it
true,
put
right? You could guess based
Yeah.
on their
on their
past.
the precedents. Yeah,
Yeah. Man.
yeah.
That-
It's very fluid.
Yeah.
Jeez, Tom.
Jeez, you doing all right?
I mean,
freaking us out by
I
drinking
know.
that so quick.
It's like, oh,
I drink a lot of water. Sorry.
no, you don't. That's the
Sorry.
first time you've cracked it open.
What?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Are you guys fighting?
Well,
No,
I
this is
weird.
hydrate a lot more than he does.
Oh, is this an issue?
It is,
Yeah.
but it's not close.
You hydrate more than her?
Of course.
Absolutely
Wow.
not. I've been hydrating this whole time.
Interesting. But he has that drink too. That's.
Oh, I have
that
this drink
counts
too?
as-
This is
yours
also hydration.
Much smaller.
Well, I'm a
Yeah.
smaller being. I weigh
Yeah.
like a fraction of what he weighs. I'm
Fraction.
very tiny and petite.
Geez, look at my moniker.
Dad mouth.
But look
the
at
water
the
champion.
Damn you.
It does say the water champion. Is that what you tell people that
Yeah,
you're
I
the water
told them.
That's
champion?
so
Water
wrong.
champion, Yeah.
I'm clearly the water champion. We've decided this.
I got
Uh-huh.
to do a full news show. A lot of times, they go, you're doing like 8 minutes.
Right.
I did the entire broadcast. I did the weather and everything, all as DJ Dadmouth. Everything.
What city was this in?
In Des Moines.
Really?
Yeah. I
They're
did
probably
the full
so
news.
happy you were there.
They were just
Oh
like,
my god.
What are you doing in Des Moines?
I was there. I did 2 nights just at the Funny Bone.
Is it fun?
Yeah, I had a really good time. Really good time.
Did you come up with this DJ Dadmouth thing? Just like, was it a specific like a plan, or did you do it like for fun?
For fun. Totally for fun. Just
But
a
did you do
goof.
it one day? Like,
Yeah, and then we just did. I did
No,
more.
what happened was, tell Joe the whole story. I
Well-
was 8 months pregnant, and he's like, I'm gonna buy like a ton of DJing equipment. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? Like, he's like, I'm gonna buy like $10,000 worth of shit in our house. And I was like, all right, this is I clearly knew this is his last hurrah as a free person. So I try not to give him too much static. And then sure enough, all this DJing stuff shows up.
Not 10 grand.
Yo,
and stuff.
you've got decks and fucking lights and lasers in
hanging
the
around with
garage.
Russell?
Yeah,
No.
yes, that's what I said. Yes.
Russell Peters got
Yes.
you.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got a lot.
Well, he's a real DJ.
He can
does
DJ.
he goes to clubs.
Yeah, he can do it.
What do you say? He doesn't?
No, he does, yes.
You're making a face.
He does,
She was-
yes.
What's that face?
She was
But-
making a face because I was like, I'll get good enough at this to do after parties after my shows.
Were you
And
serious?
I was half serious, yeah, because I was like, you know what? Because I love hip hop. I've always grown up, and I've always wanted to do it. So I got introduction. I'm not 10,000, not even 5,000, like not even close to that. I just bought turntables and got
Fur jackets, gold chains.
no, but come on, that shit was just silly to get. You know?
If you were a DJ today and you were trying to spin turntables, don't you think people would be asking to take selfies in the middle of it and it would fuck up your flow?
Oh.
If I was DJing,
Yeah, if you were like doing an after party, people
Yeah.
would try to take selfies with you. Like,
I
can you just take a
guess.
selfie? You're like, I'm in the middle of spinning.
I'd be up there.
They
though.
don't spin anymore.
But on my Facebook.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
For sure they would.
Yeah.
Actually,
Fuck up your whole routine.
I have to be honest. Who really gave me the idea where I was like, oh, like this is actually possible, was Hannibal, because I was in Cleveland earlier this year, and I saw him tweet that he was in Cleveland doing a pop-up show. Right? He just tweeted out, I'm doing like a rock club pop-up show. No advance notice. So I texted him. I was like, I'm over at Hilarities, that great club in Cleveland. When is your show? And he said like 9. I go, mine's at 8. You want to do a guest spot? And he goes, yeah. So then afterwards, he had an after party at the and that's me basically geeking out on the decks.
Look how excited Tom is.
Yeah. So and then Tony Trim, which is the DJ that travels with him, was like, oh, dude, you can just get this and like you can just buy this stuff and that's what really got me to do it. Was,
Scroll one up. Let's look at that white guy dance move. Look at that. Look at that move you're
Yeah,
doing there.
dude, he's doing it.
You're doing this.
Oh, okay, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You're just listening
But
to your
that's
seal.
what really geeked me out. Was
But
that.
I'm never gonna survive. And but the name DJ Dadmouth came because he was becoming a father at the time, and I was
That's
like,
true.
"You're like way lame, bro. You're me a dad."
Yeah.
And then it kind of morphed into DJ Dad.
That's true.
Or DJ
All that's true. But
Dadmouth.
taking it onto morning news was like
That's
a
a whole
one-time
level
goof.
funny.
That was like so fun that I was like, oh, I
So
just do this
funny.
all the time. You know?
So when you went on as a one-time goof, did you have a plan or did you just
Not really.
What'd you do?
I was just like, the fun thing was to go, because the thing that I hate the most is when you do they're like, what can audiences expect this weekend? They always say that.
Oh, I hate that.
And I'm like, a
Yeah.
fucking show?
Jokes.
Yeah.
What do you talk about?
Yeah.
What's bothering you right now, Tom?
Yeah, that's the setup. Tell what's going on in your life, and they think you're just they're like, and then they go, just do whatever you want, like just have fun with it. So when they do that, I was just like, it's not really. I don't really give a fuck about comedy. And then they were like, what? I'm like, it's about the after party. You know, I'm gonna be DJing when I'm here, just to goof
so
on them. Like,
stupid.
yeah,
It's so funny.
because it was fun to have them
Right.
be like, all right.
Right.
But you are at the Funny Bone, right? I'm like, I mean, for a minute, but like I don't even really
So
care about the
great.
Funny Bone.
And
And
he-
then you have the Funny Bone sitting right there off camera, like, what are you doing?
panicking,
Like,
yeah.
Right.
I'm like, who cares? Like,
The best part is when he sets up like the really cheesy anchors to ask him stupid questions.
yeah.
Like, you had someone do the bird is fat thing.
That was the best one because
Yeah.
you know if you ever sometimes when you go, hey, you know, ask me about farts or something.
Right.
They'll be like, so they know not to. They check themselves on asking something provocative
Right.
or that's not 100% PG. So I didn't know how it would go, but I go, oh, ask me why Bert's so fat. And the lady goes, okay. And then so we just are in the middle of this interview. And she goes, why is Bert so fat? And I was like, that's a good question. Like, I just rolled with it, you know?
And then it grew, and then a hot dog eating champion, a guy that was in the
Oh, my
Nathan's
God.
challenge, he placed, didn't he place?
Yeah, he's like he was like a super competitive eater.
Like a Kobayashi dude?
Yes.
This guy.
Oh my
This
God.
guy.
Look at the size
Can you
of him.
play the audio on this?
Been on a giant
It's incredible.
diet and life-changing stuff. I've dropped about 100 pounds in 8 months.
He dropped
So we're gonna
100
consider this
pounds?
my cheat day for the year. But you
Wow.
know, prepping just
This is
gallons
amazing.
of water.
Richard
You know, I have two giant inspirations. First, my wife. It's our second anniversary today, so I want to say hi to her. And there's a comedian I love. He's a big, giant, fat guy, just like me, Bert Chrysler. And, you know, if he can do it, I can do it. He's still way bigger than I am, but you know what? Maybe I can inspire him.
There you go.
Now, for people who, why is this funny? This is why it's funny. Tom and Bert have been doing this thing for a fucking year now, where Tom will write hashtag Bert is fat, and then Bert will write Tom is fat, and then they'll argue. They make videos with their shirts off, arguing who's fatter.
Yeah, it was fun. It's actually, you know, it's died down a lot, but like the fact that guy,
it's
he did
still-
it on his own,
Dude,
which is
when
incredible.
I put a picture of you up,
Yeah.
I see hashtag Bert is fat.
Yeah,
if
I
I
know.
talk about
It's
you,
crazy.
if I tweet about you, hashtag Bert is fat.
Oh yeah,
It really took off.
Yeah, it did.
That's a meme that we didn't like. We talked about on your mom's house, but we never thought we do all kinds of silly stuff. But this one really resonated with the audience.
People really
Why did that one really resonate?
You know what? There was great theories about this, and I think it was this. I think Matt Fultron pointed out to me, the Full Charge, said you gave them the formula. You gave audiences a joke formula. Here's a person. It's a fat joke. Go ahead. And I think that was what was fun for people was to say like
fat shame
you know,
somebody.
just to jump in on
Yeah.
something that it's all like the formula is there.
And you
I
were
think
asking them to pick a side.
and
Yes.
that's the competitive nature of it. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and they know that you guys really are good friends.
Some did. Some did not. I would say most people did. Most people did.
Did some people get mad?
Oh yeah. Some people were like really harsh and really like fuck. I've always fucking hated Bert. He's a piece of shit. Like you're like whoa, like shit like that. But it wasn't the majority. Some people were like that though. Yeah. Same thing to me. Some people were like, you know.
It's one of my theories about this Trump thing. I think people just pick a fucking side, and
Yeah.
that side represents the battle.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to make any sense. And
Right.
if you like,
And whatever
post,
fact you bring about, they're
exactly.
like, I don't care.
Like
Yeah.
one of the things that like if I post something about Hillary, like
Yeah.
I get so many people that get so fucking upset. I'm like, look, it doesn't take away from. Like one guy was saying that there's a bunch of different ones, but there was one recently, a WikiLeaks one that came out today, where WikiLeaks is saying that she said she asked about Julian Assange whether they could just drone this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, which is kind of funny. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I get it.
you know, she's saying he's thumbing his nose up in America. Can't we
Yeah.
just drone this guy? Who knows whether she really said it or not?
Right.
Right.
But the problem is, if somebody tweets it, the people that support Hillary don't go, "Whoa, that's kind of interesting." They go, "Oh, you think that she really
Right.
mean that? Where's your proof?" Like all of a sudden they're defending their side. They're
Yeah.
defending that person. Like they're
Yeah.
so emotionally invested in her winning over Trump that instead of going, "Whoa, did she really say that?"
Right. Let's check the story
Right.
out.
And as a human being, just going,
Yeah.
what do you think she meant? Do you think it's a joke, or is
Right.
she crazy, or
Yeah.
is this,
Right.
do you think that's what they really do? And then you start thinking about some of the things that have taken place, like that fucking kid who leaked the emails to the DNC and wound up getting shot at 4:00 in the morning in the back in front of his house. You know that story, right?
I don't know that story.
No.
No.
No, this is a kid at 4:00 in the morning. This is a guy who leaked the emails that showed that they collaborated to get Hillary elected over Bernie Sanders, to make sure that she got the nomination.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally distorted democracy. Like the Democratic National Campaign was working to try to get Hillary elected over him, because Bernie Sanders is not really a Democrat. He's like more of an independent. you know, and he doesn't play like party line games, and they had decided pretty early on that they were going to support her. So it's not like the Democratic National Committee is just being completely objective and just doing their best.
He was murdered?
WikiLeaks Assange hints murdered DC staffer was email leaker, offers $20,000 reward for info. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is a crazy story. It's a crazy story. I mean, if that is what happened and they decided to have someone kill that kid.
So that kid is the one that leaked that.
Exactly. But here's the thing. It worked. Not only is it he's dead, but no one's talking about it anymore. It's just one of those things that just kind of went away. I don't know what happened. I mean, he might have just been killed in some random act of violence because he was in a bad place at the wrong time. Or somebody might have fucking killed him.
Yeah.
That might have happened too.
Deliberate. Yeah.
If he really did leak those emails, that is nuts.
Yeah.
I'm scary.
That's a movie.
Yeah, that is a movie.
It sure is.
And in this crazy, chaotic election, nobody has any time for that. There's too many other things you have to be thinking about. There's a million different things going on at the same time.
Yeah, it really makes you, those picking sides things, too, always makes you realize, I think, that elections are never decided by either side. It really is decided by that person that can be swayed. It's such a small...
That's the weird thing.
You know, you're never going to sway
the
the far left or the far right.
But
it's all about the person who's like,
But who is the undecided? Are you really... Those are two polar, in my opinion, opposite people, Trump and Hillary. It's not... how are you on the fence? I don't understand the way they're thinking.
They're so polar, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost like
some
good
people
and evil and
they have to be
male
able
and
to
feminine.
ignore the noise of all the news stuff and the conversations. You really got to be like, what's the policy on this? And then I guess some people are actually caught up, thinking about
an actual, and then not the drama of it all.
Yeah,
and the
you have to ignore the
personality.
drama,
Right?
If you're one of those people that's actually going back and forth, right? You have to.
Well, just neither are ideal, and anybody that pretends that either are ideal is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So I get you want to stop Trump because you think he represents everything that's wrong in the world. Well, to some people, Hillary represents everything that's wrong in politics.
Right.
And some people have a problem with that too.
Right.
It's just the whole thing it's a weird sort of a social study as much as it is an election. You're watching this team thing play out in a very strange way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I
don't know either.
I don't know either. Who do you think's going to win?
That's the thing. See, that's the thing. It's like, who do you think's going to win? I don't know. I'm thinking. I think people will fucking pick a side. They'll pick a side, whether it's Democrat or Republican. They'll pick a side at some point in their life, and then they just start accepting stuff to stay on the team.
Yeah.
Right.
They start going with stuff that goes that way.
Yeah.
And, there's some ridiculous, super ultra sensitive left wing stuff that I think is preposterous. And then there's some ridiculous right-wing, super conservative, ultra-religious stuff that I think is preposterous. And you can only be one or the other. If you're a Republican, you have to believe in God, and you have to be conservative, and you have to,
have to... Now, what the party is now is completely different than what it was in the 80s when Reagan was chilling and everyone was happy.
Well, in the 80s is when they courted the religious right. That's how they made it the religious right. The 80s, those religious people are a big part of the reason why Reagan got elected in the first place. Because they organized. Those church people organized.
Right.
They all supported him because, he was supporting Christian values. I mean, there was much more of a separation of church and state in the earlier years of the government.
Yeah, I feel like this year's election is, in our lifetime or my lifetime, is the most, that the votes are based on the hatred of the other candidate more so than supporting the candidate.
In some ways, but some people love Trump. They fucking love him, man. They love the idea that this guy's going to come in and just shake it up.
Shake it up. Shake it up with all kinds of stupid. That's what I'm going to do. That is the dumbest fucking guy. It's absurd.
That debate the other night was insane.
Yeah.
I saw people that I like who said that he won the debate.
That's so...
What?
Yeah.
No.
Dave Rubin said it.
No, boo-boo.
Yeah, Dave Rubin said he thinks that overall Trump won. I'm like, maybe the beginning was just brutal. I missed the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you see the beginning?
No, I did not either.
Yeah, I only saw the end when he was just stumbling. He said he has a winning temperament. And she just clowned him. She's clowned him.
Well, the winning temperament thing was such a childish temper tantrum.
Well, it's so weird because he turns it around. Like,
Yeah.
the question was, did you say that Hillary doesn't have the right look to be president? And he goes, the look, the stamina. She doesn't have the stamina. And she doesn't have a winning temperament. I have a winning temperament. And he turns it around on himself.
Yeah.
It's
because he knows that the
constantly.
big knock. So he's getting defensive. That was bait that he couldn't ignore, because the big knock had been, well, one of the big knocks was like, well, you don't have the temperament, because he's very thin-skinned, right? Like anybody tweets something at him, he fights. He does all the insults. It's because his temperament doesn't seem presidential.
But he has a winning temperament.
That's the spin. That's a neat spin.
That's the scary part.
But it just shows how much he absorbed all that stuff and was defensive about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's very defensive.
So
He also
it's totally presidential.
Yeah, he gets very doesn't really get away, but it's one of those things that his supporters ignore. Was how often he just goes like wrong, like he was wrong. That's never said that, and it's all stuff that he did say.
Yeah,
and they just go like, well, who cares? Like he just.
And didn't some part of the tax thing came out that how much money did
$915 something million in losses.
So he didn't have to pay taxes
for a long time.
18 years, yeah.
18 years, no taxes.
Yeah.
Really?
They said that he basically, it's legal what they're saying, but it might be the reason why he hasn't wanted to release his tax returns. Is that level of loss would allow him to not pay taxes on essentially $50 million in income, no federal taxes for about 20 years.
Jeez,
So, but they're saying, that's why the reluctance to probably, because once that's out there, even though he didn't break a law, that's,
Well, it also crushes the illusion that he's a successful businessman.
Of course.
Yeah. That you don't lose $950 million or whatever it was.
Yeah.
If you're doing great.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
He's filed bankruptcy. I mean, not personal bankruptcy, but
a couple times.
A few times, yeah.
But it was weird when he was talking on the debate and Hillary brought that up and he goes, it's because I'm smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm smart. I don't pay taxes because I'm smart. You're running for fucking president.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain, like, people who have paid taxes who only make like $40,000 a year, they're not going to want to hear that.
Right. President Camacho, man. We might get him.
We're getting him. The prophecy of idiocracy.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
What do you think is going to happen next? Because this is what's fascinating to me. It's like once we get through him, okay, and whether or not I don't think he can win at this point, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
People now, Trump fans are getting mad. You don't think he's going to win? I'm going to piss on your grave. When he wins, you kill yourself when you move to Canada.
Again, this is the hate mail episode.
Yep.
This is the hate mail episode. Let's say if he wins, it's going to be very fascinating.
Yeah.
For us, it's going to
Holy
be
shit,
a windfall.
man.
Yeah.
It's just going to be matter. You know what it's going to be like? It's like, have you ever done like a when I was living in New York, there was an inside joke with comedians that, like, if you were all a bunch of starters, you just started out, and there was a black comic, that comic would always want to go on last. Like, no, man, I was told I was supposed to headline.
Right,
like
right.
But
Right.
if it was a black guy with two other black guys, he always wanted to go on first.
Oh, right,
So they
right.
could do all the, man, I hadn't seen this many white people since my trial.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
there's
right.
a bunch of hacky shit. Like,
Yeah.
when
auction jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Trump becomes president, we will all be that hacky urban comic.
Right.
We just
Right.
there'll be so much
4
to
years of bad jokes.
choose. You want to go on stage early because you don't want to
Right.
go on after everybody beats the Trump material into
Yeah.
the ground.
You know what, though?
That's so true.
That is so true.
You
But
hair stuff, your hair jokes,
Oh,
and your
and the
orange,
orange
skin jokes.
face.
Yeah, everything.
Well, then it's all the crazy shit he's gonna say.
Yeah.
All the dumb shit he's gonna do.
But I get the feeling that he doesn't really want to be president. I
don't think so either.
He just likes the attention. He's a bit of a megalomaniac. He likes people talking about him. But it's so, okay, let's say he gets elected. I really don't see him doing, what's the motivation? So
Yeah.
he's just going to be in the headlines now and
He wants to be referred to as Mr. President. I think that's the
Zim
biggest rush for
president,
him.
Zer?
Well,
Yeah,
do you
he's.
Do you think that once you get in, though, I mean, once he's in there, maybe he's not going to want to let it go, though. Maybe he's going to actually try to make a mark. You know, do some stupid shit.
I feel like his perfect scenario. I don't think he would ever want to give up running his businesses. I think he loves it. He loves his lifestyle. I don't think he wants to be tied to the White House. I think his dream scenario is that this is a close race, and then he goes like, "I basically should have won. This was pretty much rigged, and there should be another
Right.
vote count."
Well, he was saying that about the debate.
Yeah, he did.
It was a rigged deal.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Rigged deal.
Yeah.
What do
He
you-
said that about one of the one of those, what's it called? During when there were more candidates in the Republican primaries, he lost one state, and like the day or two after, he was like, "I think I won." Like he lost to like Iowa or something. He was, "I think I won that."
Yeah.
He didn't want to give it.
What's he gonna even do? Like, what does he want?
It's just so amazing that he's this close. It's
It
so
is.
amazing that he's the nominee.
I know.
It's so embarrassing
He's
for the
gonna-
Republicans.
What
It's
if he-
embarrassing for all
We
of us.
just left Columbus where this happened as we were leaving. Some
What?
random janitor found all these black ballot boxes in a warehouse. And they're
That's-
already filled out for a bunch of Franklin County, like different places, and Hillary Clinton's marked on all of them.
What?
Wow.
This
Where
just came
is
out
this?
yesterday, and I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know how, but I'm seeing it on a bunch of news sites right now. So
Yeah, I
it's being looked into right now.
What website is this at?
Yeah,
This one
that's-
is from PamelaGeller.com, but when I
Who's Pamela Geller?
I have no idea. I just clicked on the first one I saw, but this was like the local NBC station was reporting
Pamela
it.
Gill, that's Donald Trump's niece.
Snopes reported it.
Whoa.
Right.
It says false, but it's on a bunch of sites right now, so it might
Oh,
not be
okay.
true.
Yeah.
Sorry I brought that up
No,
just
why
now,
would they
but
do it
seems
before
it's
the
everywhere.
election?
Damn it, Jimmy.
Origin. See there? Look at this.
That'll be weird.
Christian Times newspaper, an article reporting tens of thousands. It's fake, dude.
Yeah.
How dare you, Jamie?
I love
seen
how
a
they're
lot of
all
places,
marked
sorry.
ballot box too, so you know,
Yeah.
lest you be confused.
Clinton ballot boxes.
I know. It's like it's not only that. Like it's not. If you look at like some of them, the way it was, it looked like they were photoshopped on because
Yeah,
it was
they-
not like
right.
parallel with
Oh.
the box itself.
Sure.
Okay, let's get rid of this, Jamie.
Okay.
This is fake. Yeah, but it's happened. I'm sure they've done it before. You know, I'm sure someone has written. I
Yeah.
mean, you ever see Hacking Democracy?
No.
Hacking Democracy is great. It was an HBO documentary on those machines, the Diebold machines.
Is this the hanging Chad?
No,
but that happened.
They rigged the machines. The machines were rigged so that they could have a third party enter data. So like not just you, not the person who counts, but a third person who enters data to change the votes.
What?
The machines? Yeah, the machines were 100% hackable.
Oh my god!
And they had designed them to be so.
hackable.
They
Wow.
designed them to have third party input, and they showed in the Hacking Democracy. The guy got into the thing and changed the vote. He like changed a vote, like it demonstrated it to them, and then they were sitting there going, "What the fuck?" Like, why did? And not only that, the guy who made those machines, or the company who made those machines, was a gigantic supporter of the Republican Party. And this is when during the Bush administration. Oh man. Yeah, I mean they changed their name. The company Diebold, they have this. They had to switch their
yeah.
name. They switched their name. They don't. They also make ATMs.
Oh no!
Chang!
Oh no!
Just getting people elected,
Yeah.
making papers.
Okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy how many high-ranking Republicans like renounced their cards and announced
Yeah,
that they
they're
were
done.
It's a lot.
Oh, here's one I forgot. I wanted to bring up that guy Hassert, I think that's his name, who got convicted. He was some big-time judge who got convicted of child molestation.
Oh, old Dennis.
Yes, Dennis Hassert, right?
He was
Is that his name?
wasn't he a senator or a congressman?
What was he? Sentenced to 15 months. That's it.
Oh my gosh!
15 months
That's all you get for that?
Yeah.
for
He was
illegally
he was a great guy, though.
structuring bank transactions. Scroll it back down, please. Illegally structuring bank transactions in an effort to cover up his sexual abuse of young members of the
Oh,
wrestling team that he
alright.
coached decades ago.
Yep.
What the fuck? How do you only get 15 months for that? How do you?
He was
fuck?
Speaker of the House. Jesus.
Yeah, he was Speaker of the House, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How
15
the
months.
fuck?
Is he old? Oh, he's 74. That might have.
this.
That might be a part
Yeah.
of it. He's so old.
Shoot him.
He was diddling
Yeah,
years
why
ago.
not
Yeah.
shoot
Let those
him?
kids all line up. Hey, hold
Yeah.
on. Go back, please. Listen, read this here. Mr. Hassard, 74, who made an unlikely rise from beloved small-town wrestling coach in Illinois to Speaker of the House in Washington,
Yeah.
sat slouched in a wheelchair in a federal courtroom here as judge announced that he would be rejecting pleas for probation. He's going to play it hard on Mr. Hassard, as well as the prosecutor's endorsement of a shorter prison stay. What, shorter than 15 months?
Oh my
Crazy.
god!
He said, look at the judge said, the defendant is a serial child molester.
Wow.
Wow. Look at this. Some actions can obliterate a lifetime of good works. Nothing is more stunning than having serial child molester and Speaker of the House in the same sentence. That was a
And
judge.
15 months is the full sentence.
That's
for that.
it.
And he ordered him to pay $250,000 in fines. Even if you paid those kids $1,000 every time he
forget it.
fucked him. Do you think it was 250 times? No, he got off cheap.
You know, Joe, I used to be a fan
Public
of
shaming.
yours.
Here, a series of illnesses, including a stroke, bloodstream infection. So he's sickly and old, which is, I bet, why they're not giving him the whole thing.
So what?
So what? I think they should cut his balls off publicly.
He used a walker to rise to his feet, but his cock stood hard and firm as he recounted the days when he would molest young wrestlers.
Oh my
As a high
God.
school wrestler, I looked up to Coach Hassert. He was a key figure in my life, said Mr. Cross, now 53 and a businessman who works in the financial services in the Chicago area. From a podium just feet from Mr. Hassert's wheelchair, Mr. Cross recalled abuse that occurred on a locker room training table when he was 17. I felt
Jesus
intense pain,
Christ.
shame, and guilt. Holy shit.
What a piece of shit, huh?
This guy got away with it for so long.
So long.
Raping little kids. Wow. It's just amazing that that relationship that he had as a Speaker of the House allowed him to only get 15 months.
Yeah.
Should be in jail for life.
And he
forever.
got, by the way, so many. The judge received so many letters about what an awesome guy and all the awesome things that he did.
Oh my God.
People
Get
just
the
wanting.
fuck out
Yeah,
of
yeah.
here.
Everybody was, I mean, high-ranking people were like, he's done amazing work.
Well, that must mean that he knows something.
Oh, right.
They must have helped him because he knows something. It must have been one of those things where, look, if I go to jail, you're all fucked.
Yeah, you write that fucking letter.
Yeah. Who else stands up ever?
For a child molester.
For a
yeah.
pedophile?
Joe Paterno, right? When
Right.
that whole shit was going down with Sandusky, even Paterno was like,
Yeah. I don't know shit.
what the fuck? Everybody backed away from Sandusky. Nobody stood
Of
up for him.
course, of course.
Well,
Wow.
The story's breaking right now. I heard on the news this week, and there's a doctor that used to work for the USA Olympic team and like the gymnasts.
Yeah?
He's been accused of, I don't want to, I can tell you what they
Sexual
said.
abuse allegations?
Digitally inserting girls to correct their backs with no gloves on and stuff like that. He said.
Jesus. He's going in their pussy to correct their back?
Yeah, that's what he was saying he was doing, and he did it when they were on trips with no parents around and whatnot. No guardians.
Oh, my God.
I learned that technique years ago, but I didn't know that it was
Your
still
wife
being
has
done.
straight posture. I did
Yep.
notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
The 3-digit technique, it's called.
Yeah. Just
Wow.
threaten with the pinky, right?
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
Shoulders back. Yep.
What the fuck, man?
Oh, my God, dude.
That's scary stuff. Mm-hmm. Did you hear about Kim Kardashian getting held up at gunpoint
that's
in
horrible.
Paris?
Like tied up in a
Tied
bath.
up and gagged?
That's
Yeah.
terrible, man.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
That's scary shit.
And the guys were dressed up as cops.
Yeah.
This is a really
Yeah.
well planned.
I know, man.
Robbery.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
$9 million
Jesus.
in jewelry. They had $9 million in jewelry on them.
Jewelry.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that he was performing in the middle of a song. Somebody ran on stage and told
Yeah,
him.
and he said there was a family emergency.
Yeah, and took off.
You say him, you mean Kanye West, of course.
Yes.
Most people don't know.
Yeezy is who I was talking about.
What the fuck? man?
Yeezus.
How scary that must be. Someone robbing
Yeah.
you for. Imagine having $9 million of jewelry on you, too.
Yeah.
You have
that you flew internationally with.
Yeah. You have
Yeah.
a dope house
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
You know, that's a dope house. And you're flossing it everywhere you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
$9
amount-
million.
The amount of money they make. I read something about her app. The amount of money that she makes off
Yeah.
some app. It's absurd. It's like $50 million a month or something.
It's something
ridiculous.
crazy. Yeah. 50 or 80 million a year is what I saw. Yeah.
Well, I might have made up some numbers.
Yeah, but that's still an
Yeah.
outrageous amount of money.
It's incredible.
To play a game where you're like, I'm Kim, I'm buying a purse or
is that
something.
what we're talking
Yeah.
about?
Well,
We're talking
yeah,
about
she got robbed.
at
I
gunpoint
saw
in Paris.
that.
Yeah.
Paris seems like a dangerous fucking spot.
Yeah. Shit keeps
Yeah.
going down in Paris.
Yeah, keeps going down. Charlie Hebdo, then
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
nightclub shooting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nice, France. Like France itself. Nice, France was the truck that drove over all those people.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's right.
Then
Yeah.
KK got robbed.
KK. Okay. All right.
Imagine
Okay.
growing up a kid today. These are your
Oh
think
my
it's-
God, these are your
Whoa.
heroes.
Yeah, but
brought in $100 million since the launch. Jesus Christ.
I do think what she went through is absolutely terrifying. That's got to be really, really horrible.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you want to predict what kind of guy Angelina Jolie hooks up with? This is what I think.
Yay.
I think
Let's do this.
Long hair, wooden beads for sure.
Yeah.
Probably does yoga, maybe in the Peace Corps. He's going to be really poor and and doesn't care about money and he's like he's more of an activist than and doesn't even act.
Right.
But
right.
then she's going to dump him after he wants to act, because once they're together for a while, he's going to get some offers to do some stuff.
Yeah.
And she's going to want him to go to a basketball game, and he doesn't want to do it. And
couple of public appearances. Yeah.
That is really spot on. Yeah. I think you're really right here. It's someone not in the public eye.
Yeah, I'm thinking
just an unknown guy.
Yeah, like an earthy kind of like raw cotton shirt.
Vegan.
Like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He sews his own clothing, you know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a professional cuddler. Did you know that there are people that they're called cuddlists, and they cuddle you for money? He's that guy.
Yeah, I've heard of that, but I don't.
I can do it. Come here.
People get hard. And then what happens? You got to deal with that. You got to defuse that bomb.
The liability.
There's just a lot of tickling and.
She does fluctuate though. So before Brad, wasn't she with Billy Bob Thornton?
And she used to carry his blood around in a vial on her neck. Do you know how crazy she must be in bed?
Oh.
Yeah. She might go weird again, because Brad seemed real normal.
Right.
But
might go weird again.
Yeah.
See, she could control that hot guy just same way she could control Billy Bob. She's like, I like this better.
Yeah.
Get the hot one. Look at the two of them
right.
together. Yeah. Yeah, he had a beret. I like the sunglasses. It's not like it's night or anything.
Yeah.
Keep those on, Billy, for sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
She's eating butthole for sure.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's.
Yeah.
Everybody she meets.
Yeah.
First thing. That's how she greets you.
Yeah. She got Billy Bob
Bend
tattooed
over.
on her arm, man. Remember?
She was way into that guy.
Yeah, he's grabbing her tits right there in front of America. Oof.
God.
Probably a whole lot of fun. A whole lot of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, next guy, Yogi.
Yeah.
Like, probably wears flip-flops a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
But he's got to have some edge to him. That's what's going to excite her, right? He's got to have a little edge.
What's the edge?
No, I think she's going to want to control the guy.
Plus, there's the kids. There's a lot of kids around.
Yeah.
He's got to be real into being stepdaddy.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, how you feel about 7 kids? And he's like,
That's
I like
great.
that. That's great.
Or wouldn't a crazier move be to never have a relationship again? Just to dedicate herself to children from now on. Just take care of kids.
That could be the move that she's
might
gonna
be
do.
the move.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she goes J-Lo style, just gets a bunch of little boys and just fucks them and kicks them out. Get the fuck out of my house, bitch. You know?
It's not bad.
Maybe that's the move.
If I divorced Tom, I might do that. I mean, why get married again? You can't. He's the love of my life. This would be...
Wham song, Never Gonna Dance Again, just started playing in my head. No, never gonna dance again. Guilty feet, I got no rhythm. Speculation's always fun.
Would you go for the young?
Now-
you look pretty young things.
The PYTs?
Yeah,
No,
like
she would
20.
go for
No.
big black guys.
You
Yeah?
think so?
Yeah, you. That's what I would say.
Wait. Oh,
If you guys
me
break
or
up,
Angelina?
yeah,
No,
you.
I'm not into the
You
black
would be.
guys.
You would be. After Tom, you guys, you know
Why-
the one thing
You'd
that
be
would
like,
really
I
hurt
heard that
him.
music for so many years. I want to give it a shot.
And then
Wait.
you try them, and then
Yeah.
you would like it. You really like
Wait,
it.
walk me through the logic, though. Give me the backstory.
Well,
Like,
that's
why?
what Tom was terrified of. Is
Right.
just a football player with a giant hog.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of fantasize about it too. You know.
Right.
Well, that's the poly
That's
part.
our thing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of in the room, and I'm like, go get it, man. Like, and I'm kind of like.
Would you want to be in the room, like in an invisible bubble where they couldn't hear you, and you could just yell out, and you could just jerk off freely, or would you? Would you want them to know you were there and just kind of whimper a little bit?
I kind of fantasize
Someone could kick him in the balls at the
about
same time.
The invisible part would be cool, but also like if I'm like, yeah, Trey, like kind of like kind of behind him, you know.
That's his name, Trey, but that's so perfect.
And he's like, "Shut up, white boy!" Like he talks some shit, and I'm like,
Right.
"All right, sorry." He's like,
Does he make you suck his dick? Because sometimes they do.
No.
Sometimes
Right.
they make the guy, get over here, motherfucker,
No,
suck my dick.
I don't wanna suck his dick.
And then they go back to fucking the girl.
"But I want."
Cuckolding? Is that what
Yeah,
this
That's
is?
extreme cuckolding
Yeah.
with a racial bias.
I want to do that. I want to walk up behind, like when he's done, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
And eat his
oh
ass?
my god! No, he's like,
Yeah.
he shakes it off. He's like,
Yeah.
like that, and he's like, I go, "Oh, I guess it's my turn," and then he's like, "Nah, hold on," and then he's like, "Yo, Quan," and then like 6 guys come in. He's like, "They gotta go first," and then like,
But then what's the tagline? You know how they need a funny line to wrap up the scene?
I
oh
love
right,
how you're like shaking
Right.
a paintbrush
I
and
know.
dry.
yeah. I've
he
been
like-
seeing that. I think that move's getting more popular.
Shaking
That's
it.
the equivalent of dropping a mic in porn now. They just
that's the
shake
move.
it.
But
off
then
you.
he's like, and I took your wife. Or what's
Yeah,
the?
he's
you
gotta
know,
have a
what's the seal to the button to the scene?
Yeah, you're right.
That's what they call black
Who's that
magic.
that painter that does that? What's that?
Jackson Pollock?
No,
Bob
Jackson
Ross.
Pollock.
Yeah.
Bob Ross.
Yeah.
No, Jackson Pollock's the guy that throws the paint all over the place. That's what it would be.
That's what
it's
he's
the
closing
Jackson
line.
Pollock.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, "That's my Jackson Pollock."
That's the line. Yeah.
They all do it. Flop. And some dudes have yellow kind of like, whose kind is yellow? Not
Really?
mine. Not mine. What the fuck?
He drops like that. He goes, "They can put that in the Getty," and then
There
he
you-
walks out of the room. Yeah.
You nailed it. That's the line.
They definitely could put it in LACMA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
They could.
It's probably
yeah.
already in there.
Yeah.
You know, we saw the Robert Mapplethorpe exhibit at the Getty.
Yeah.
See Piss Christ? You didn't know that?
No, but that was like, I like the way you
No,
said
but
it.
you
It was
That
really-
was
so great.
the
Well-
definitive Mapplethorpe work was Piss Christ.
I was, or guys getting fisted
Mm-hmm.
and assholes and cocks. None of that was on the walls, and I was so upset. Some nice portraits, maybe one dick.
I saw the exhibit when I was living in Boston. That's Piss Christ. He had a crucifix dunked in a bucket of piss. Or like a jar, like a
Yeah.
plastic
Piss
or
Christ.
a glass jar of piss. Yeah, and it became a huge thing in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, because people felt like it was blasphemous, and the religious people were super upset because I might be wrong, but I feel like he might have gotten some public funding, like
For Piss Christ?
for his art. I feel like he might have gotten grants or something for his art.
Guys, we're in the wrong business.
It'd be fun
just
to
trying
see
to
my
remember.
parents have an aneurysm. We could show them that, see their heads
What's your mom's head
implode.
Well, you
yeah.
gotta understand, this was pre-internet.
Yeah.
Right.
I went to his exhibit in like
really?
80. I want to say that 80 or 89.
Boston?
Yeah.
Really?
I want to say it might have been earlier. It might have been in 87. It might have been before I did stand up.
Wow.
Okay, did. Look at that. Oh my God. From the taxpayer-funded National Endowment for the Arts, he received $15,000 for the work and $5,000 in 1986 for Piss Christ.
This is a different guy, though.
Okay.
Maplethorpe's the
Yeah.
gay dude.
Oh, this is Serrano's Piss
Different
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Serrano, dude.
It's a different one.
Yeah, Maplethorpe's Piss Christ.
Guys, there's
Wait,
so many Piss
there's
Christs.
multiple ones?
Maybe it's Serrano's Piss Christ. Is it Maplethorpe's Piss Christ? Is that the same guy?
No.
Does it involve balls and cocks and
Am I wrong here?
buttholes?
Why do I feel like I feel like that was who made it. It was Maplethorpe Piss
okay.
Christ. Right? Piss Christ. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I conflagulated. Did I? Did Maplethorpe have one too, or did I make it up?
Did he take a picture of it?
He could have. I mean, he's
Maybe.
a photographer.
Or something?
Probably.
Is that it? We'll find out here.
He was a photographer.
Yeah. Photographs.
Yeah.
Photographs.
A brief history of Piss Christ. Does Maplethorpe have to do with it? Anything with it? It's in there?
There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay. There's Maplethorpe.
Oh, it's just that he was also granted money, it looks like. Right?
A punishment for its role in supporting the work of an artist, the NEA saw its funding for the next year cut by $45,000 because of that. Oh, okay, here it goes. Funds that are given to Serrano, who made Piss Christ, by the way of an NEA-supported SECCA fellowship and another $30,000 to atone for the sum given in support of a Robert Mapplethorpe show at the Philadelphia Institute of Contemporary Art. Okay, so he didn't do it. It was somebody
Right.
else.
It,
So they
was,
were
it
just-
was Serrano.
So Mapplethorpe was just all the fists and buttholes and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it really was upsetting that they wouldn't show that stuff. Like, that's what the
Yeah.
guy's known for. Don't give me this that we're looking at Patti Smith portraits the whole time.
But he did that too, right? Like, why?
Yes.
Why is it? Why do we have such a hard time with sex?
Oh, boy.
Like that kind of stuff, but
We're
not a hard
Puritans.
time with violence. Like we were talking
Right.
about.
Yeah.
We were talking about Narcos.
Yeah.
So violent.
Yeah.
So crazy violent.
Yeah.
You know, but and it's a lot of sex in that show too. But it's okay. Like we don't have nearly as much. Like I don't want to give away any spoiler alerts, but there's a scene where a kid gets shot. I don't want to say when it happens, but when it happens, it's so graphic. And I was thinking that is so crazy that they can show that kind of violence, like violence an adult versus against a kid, but you could never show like actual sex.
No.
Like,
Right.
do you remember that Vince Gallo movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brown Bunny, where Chloe Sevigny blows him.
Yeah. How do you
Is
say
that
her name?
the?
Sevigny? I
Yeah.
don't fucking
Isn't that's not the movie it's in though, right?
Yes.
Brown Bunny.
It's
Yeah.
Brown Bunny.
Sure is.
She blows him and he comes on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said
What a
that
neat role.
really, really, fucked up her career. Badly.
It should. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
really
a
did.
smart
Yeah.
move.
Well, what does he think? I mean, I guess he was making the same argument, right? He was making the argument like, why is it okay to have violence?
Yeah.
Why is it okay to have all these aspects of people kissing and grabbing each other's asses, but you can't have actual sex?
Right. He also just wanted a blowjob, probably.
Probably.
Too. I don't know if he.
Maybe. But
Yeah.
why do you have to look at it that way?
But then the irony too is on mainstream like television shows, it's all TNA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like okay, I watched Glee. I told you on Netflix, and that's really just eye candy. It's a bunch of high school girl cheerleader outfits. You know,
How about Fox News?
right?
How about what they're doing with their legs?
The pageants.
They're all just slicked up and shaved down and scissoring and crossing the legs.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And imagine if men could read the news in a tank top. If you could be in a tank top and bikini underwear just reading the news. Just shredded, shaved down, oiled up.
Yeah.
You know,
Such a great world.
lips, your lips done, big
Right.
fucking pirate hoop earrings.
Right.
Just letting people know you're ready to
Well,
sling
there's such
dick.
a. I mean, look, Tom watches these ESPN 4-hour after football shows. What are they called?
Mm-hmm.
You know, fucking sports sesh or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And these guys that are working on these shows, they're fucking basset hounds, man. They're mostly older, unattractive. And there's no way a woman would be able to get away with looking like shit on TV the way these dudes do.
But they're football experts, right?
Right. That's true.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but there's no attractive
But there is
ones.
I mean,
But
like
it's not the news.
But even
But
you know what I'm saying?
it's a
on
TV
news,
show.
On news, though, the standards. It's true that for men.
Oh yeah, way different.
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah.
there's some real fucking dogs.
Yeah, the women can't. They either have to be really old, like Barbara Walters, like a
Yeah.
stateswoman.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what's interesting is like you have these like really like ridiculously hot women, and they're reading the news, but they don't have to know shit about the news. They just have to read off a teleprompter. The
Sure.
reason why the comparison with the football guys doesn't work because football is one of those things like I don't know shit about football, but there's some dudes who know everything about football,
Right.
and they can recall games from the 1960s and the play that was
Yeah.
used to win Super Bowl 44 and. Those fucking guys, that's...
They essentially, too, they do what you do in that they can look at a play that took 7 seconds and tell you everything that happened the same way you can tell, you know, how a guy got beat. Like, and you go, well, his arm dropped there. The guy saw an opportunity. He put him in a chokehold. Like, you see
Right.
that fast. These guys go, they watch the play, and right away they go, well, what happened was that linebacker, he got tricked into thinking he bit for the fake. So he came up, it opened up this guy to run across the middle. Like they do that in 2 seconds.
But they
Yeah.
should be
Look at the
hot.
play.
You know what I mean?
Right, they should be hot. I get
Why
that.
can't they be hot? The thing is, look at 60 Minutes. That fucking the
He's
guy was
dead.
practically dead. Is he,
He
dead
is
now?
dead, yes.
But
Who's
they
dead?
let him on TV.
Morley Safer.
The guy
I thought
couldn't
you were saying
even.
Andy Rooney.
that,
He's definitely
That guy?
dead. He's dead too.
He couldn't even
Yeah.
talk towards the end of his life,
Yeah.
and they're letting that guy on TV, and they're complaining that Barbara Walters is too old. What are you talking about? This guy can barely get through a fucking sentence.
That's true. Yeah,
that
yeah.
is true.
I mean, he was definitely old and
He
not,
looked like
not
shit.
TV, not camera ready,
No.
as they would say.
Like Diane Sawyer, she's still hanging in there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Diane Sawyer's
Yeah.
still strong, but
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
another stateswoman.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a woman who's established,
Right.
respected,
And as long
very
as
smart.
she's not fuckable, as long as she's of the age where she's unviable.
She was though.
She was hot.
She was
chick.
beautiful, like back in the day.
But she never did like Megyn Kelly stuff. Like you ever
Right.
see Megyn Kelly from Fox's
Yeah.
sexy photo shoots and stuff? Like
Oh, did she do photo
don't know
shoots?
why.
But
Yeah.
I think is
Look
it
at-
Sawyer or one of
hanging
Leslie
off the
Stahl?
shoulder.
Leslie Stahl or Sawyer?
Shirts hanging off the shoulder.
I
Oh,
wish
yeah.
you would do a
Those ones?
photo spread, Joe. You're good.
Thank you.
You got
Leslie-
some-
oh
Now, look at
my
that. Look at
God!
that. Look at
Really?
her ass out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you do
Look at
this?
that. Why? Because she's hot as fuck. She's hot as the sun.
Yeah.
Go to the full body one up
Wow.
there. Up left.
But I mean, if you're, she's a newscaster.
She's hot as the
Yeah.
sun. That's
Yeah.
why she's doing that.
Yeah.
Because every guy's
hot
like,
as
I'm a Republican.
Yeah.
I give up. I give up. Touch me, please. Not even today. I mean, one day.
She had a real fun Trump battle.
Yeah, but she gave in. She gave in.
Did she give in?
Yeah, she had a meeting with. Wait, whoa. That's not real. The lingerie one's not real, is it? Oh, don't even click on it. Don't get my hopes up. Yeah, she gave in and sat down with him and was like, they had like a friendly conversation, and she was like really,
Forgiving?
well, not just forgiving, but like she backed off like a
Yeah.
lot. Like she backed up, and it was just. I mean, I get it. That's your job, you know. If you want to be the conservative, I mean, he's a conservative icon, right? I mean, he's in
Yeah.
that. Is that her?
No, that's not her.
Who is
I can
that?
see her nip.
I don't know.
Who's that? That might be another one of them. There's a bunch of them.
Megan.
That's not her though.
No.
I mean, that's
I don't
another.
think.
That's
unless it was her when she was
a
younger.
nice young lady.
It
That's
might
not
be her. That might be her when she was younger.
Yeah.
Might be.
Dear.
It's entirely possible. But yeah, guys don't do that. Like, what fucking Fox News anchor is gonna have his shirt off, shaved down, and like laying back like sensual with his mouth open, like with a strawberry in his mouth?
You know Anderson wants to though.
Oh, I wish he would.
Oh, yeah.
See, and here's the thing, and you can say that, and that makes sense. But I'm supposed to be down with like the women's movement that says that that's an expression. That's her expression of her letter, and it is, yes. But again, if you're a professional newscaster, is that really what you want to be presenting?
Well, the thing is,
the world?
it didn't exist.
Yeah.
What, a hot newscaster?
Before
Wait,
Fox.
well, they figured out they can get ratings, yeah.
They could get men to pay attention.
A lot.
Because
a lot.
Words.
Here's the thing
They
about
crush
men.
the ratings too.
Men that are really into politics are almost entirely unfuckable.
Yeah.
That's why they get really into politics.
Yeah.
Usually
Yeah.
they're married and they're like, I'm giving up, and they round out and their fucking chin starts dropping and they remember the good old days and they watch that Fox
Oh,
News
right.
and they see these they're so hot. Their wife's yelling at them and shit.
And they
these
get
just
boners.
ice queens
Yeah.
on Fox News.
Those are the
talking
women of
about
Fox.
Republican.
Yeah, that's funny.
That they're all the same. It's
Actually,
so
if you go
funny.
to that image on the bottom left there, those have all been women that have done news on Fox. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're robots. It's a
Yeah.
robot. It's like it's a real doll factory.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
They're all just super hot.
Yeah. Wow.
But I get it. Look, it's a smart move. It makes total sense.
They crush the ratings, man. They're
I
like,
don't know if they do anymore.
really?
Yeah,
As
I
far
don't-
as of the cable news
I don't
outlets,
know. I don't know.
I think they dominate.
I feel
man.
like somewhere I just read recently that they weren't doing so well anymore.
really.
Yeah. I don't think cable news is doing so well anymore.
Well, maybe in the grand scheme of things, but within the cable news competition, I think they dominate. They
Let's
have, like,
find out.
They have
Jamie, who dominates cable news? Cable ratings. Fox beats CNN and MSNBC combined.
Wow. So
Damn,
the hot
son.
chick method, guys.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Look
the
at
way to
that.
do it.
Maybe I should be wearing lingerie during your mom's house.
I wonder if that goes
should.
up or down depending on who's president. Like, I wonder
Oh,
if
right.
when you have a Republican president, if CNN gets a bump.
right
Because people are pissed.
Yeah, like, that is probably how it works. Because Fox News thrives on every Obama story for sure. You know.
But does CNN go deep too? Do they go with the scantily clad beautiful ladies as well?
No, I don't think so.
I watch CNN. No, they have pretty ladies.
Yeah,
They're pretty, but it's not like that. And they have more
they
diversity.
have a couple of basset hounds too, but
Hello.
they have like they have a couple of cuties.
Well, we don't have to go over each one, Jimmy.
Yeah.
But the thing that's odd about it is that it never existed before, and then once they figured that formula, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we got this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is what we do now.
yeah.
It's like
yeah.
the ladies in football. They're reporting from the ground or whatever
Uh-huh.
you guys call
Exactly.
it. And they're
Super
like,
hot.
Hey guys, I'm
Yeah.
here on a football game.
And I'm one of the guys.
Just
They're not
kidding.
like
they're
that.
They're like, I'm one of the guys.
There's some really good ones though. There's some really good reporters.
Yeah.
Female reporters. Yeah.
not. Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
an MMA too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gender
Andrew
traitors,
Kramer,
guys,
Andrew
okay?
Kramer's great.
Gender traitors.
Trying to think. There's a few really good ones. People they got the hot thing was when what's her name, Erin Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
She
Look
was
where it
like,
got her. They peeped her.
Yeah, they peeped her.
Those fucking creeps. They
Yeah.
cut a
Those,
hole in her fucking her hotel room.
Some
and
dude
stuck a camera in
stalked
there.
her and like recorded her through a
So
hotel.
fucking gross.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Really fucked
God,
up.
it sucks being a woman.
She knows her shit though. She does know.
She knows her sport.
Yeah, she knows football.
It is funny though because when not football, but if you think about politics, when I said the most guys that are into politics are unfuckable, what I mean by that, honestly, is what they're usually like guys who are married and have families
Yeah, they're
and
dads.
have their dads.
Yeah.
And they worry about their income. They worry about where their money's going. It's not like a giant subject of the young single man.
No.
Until Trump came along.
Yeah.
Trump was like one of the first ones where I noticed like a lot of like young single guys that were really into it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? What happened there?
Maybe they grew up with him. Name recognition. He's on that reality show. No, I'm serious. He's on TV. That guy's a reality star.
I think it's just that he was so outside of
Yeah.
the political speak. Where he was like, "This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Shit
Yeah.
keeps happening. We're gonna fucking do something about it."
Did you see-
chicks allowed.
Do you see him mock her falling down?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So great.
It is pretty hilarious. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, he even insinuated that she probably wasn't faithful either.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
He's just
He goes
swinging.
for it.
He's
That's
just
why.
swinging.
That's why he's got the fans.
Trump
for sure.
imitates Hillary Clinton for stumbling at 9/11 memorial, questions her loyalty to Bill.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
But look at the people behind him clapping. Yeah. Actually, they're holding up cameras. That's a strange thing, man. The device age.
Yeah.
Everyone with a device in their hand. I mean, if you look back at like photos from the 1950s or 60s, like watch the Nixon debates with Kennedy, and you look into the audience, people are standing there. You see these people now. Everyone has a device.
Yeah.
Everyone's capturing in their own device. I was there.
I know.
saw when he said that. He said that outrageous thing. And I
But
captured it.
but then you're gonna back up that video you took on a hard drive, right, to preserve it for the rest of your life. Like, no, you're just gonna delete that.
No.
Video.
You're going to send it.
Send it to
CNN.
everyone. Yeah.
They need to see this. CNN needs to see video from the source. Like no one know. You never know. You never know when like some Black Lives Matter people might rush the stage and try to take him out.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that happened? There's a bunch of people who were screaming and yelling at one of his rallies.
Oh
and
yeah. In
people got
Ohio,
it on,
I think.
on video.
Yeah.
There's been so many altercations.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they're doing it. I got it.
Yes.
To see it.
Yeah.
To see
Not a lot
anarchy.
of people look without holding something up anymore.
What the fuck do you think happens next? That's what we were getting at earlier. Like after these two,
Yeah.
like what do you got left?
Oof. This is the deep end we're in right now.
This is the deepest deep end ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Right? For sure. The only
For sure.
the only good out of it, and I'm not being patronizing, but the only good out of it, honestly, is we get to see a woman be president. That's it.
Yeah.
She's like, if she was a man,
Mm-hmm.
she would be thought of as like someone deeply entrenched in the system that's been proven
Yeah.
to be full of shit, has been proven to be someone who
Corruption.
corruption,
Yeah.
capitalizing on their position to make ridiculous amounts of money, and there's so much going on there.
Yeah. Everything that you basically criticize about politicians, she would fit the bill for that.
I know, you guys. The next president's going to be non-binary. What do you
be.
think?
Could be.
Could be.
Well, I mean, we got the black guy, we had Obama, and now it's the woman's turn.
Did you see Pansexual? Have you seen Pansexual yet?
No.
Some woman came out as pansexual. She was the first politician to come out as pansexual.
See, that's my point. Next is the pansexual
You're right.
president.
It could be like a gender thing.
Pansexual.
What
It
if
could
we
be
have
Do you even know
a
what that
trans
means?
president.
I forget pansexual.
It means all, right?
All sex?
All.
Gender?
She fucks the whole house.
Oh, wow.
Mary Gonzalez, Texas State Representative, identifies as pansexual in new interview.
Can we get a look at her?
Look at
Can I
that. Look at
see?
that. Oh, she went with the gender binary. Hold on. Look at that right there. Though many might describe Gonzalez's orientation as bisexual, pansexuals don't believe in a gender binary and hence can be attracted to all gender identities.
There you go. That's the next
Let's
pres.
get a look at Mary Gonzalez.
Nope, let's not.
No?
Nope, no pictures.
No pictures?
No.
You don't want to see what she
Shouldn't
looks
even say
like?
her name. Should have just call her
She?
Z.
We don't know. We don't know what
Zer?
to call they.
It just you could get someone from the 1960s and show them the world that we live in today,
Yeah.
and the things that
God.
people are upset about, and the restroom issues.
I feel like I'm that person. Like, I feel like I'm 40 years old, and I the world is so different than the world I grew up in the 1980s. I feel like I'm that old person that's like, I don't get it. I don't get any of this.
You know what the difference is?
What?
In this age, this is the first time where people who are sensitive and open-minded and progressive are going, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
Like,
absurdity now.
It's gone so far
Yeah.
that people who
Yeah.
are 100% pro-gay marriage,
Yeah.
100% pro-racial equality, 100% pro-gender equality, all across the board, check
Yeah.
off the things.
Yeah.
As long as you're not hurting anybody, I'm 100% in you doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's gone so far that like there's just so much nonsense.
Yeah. I agree. Meanwhile, there's homelessness, joblessness, like all the real issues, war,
Asteroids.
cancer, all the shit that's been around, the human plagues, and that's not being resolved.
North Korea has nukes.
Right.
Yeah.
They have
But guys,
nukes.
we can all use the same bathroom. So
Yes. It's
we
important.
saw that one.
It's really important.
They're close to nukes, right? Do they have nukes?
No, they have nukes. Just detonated one.
Oh, right. That it registered as like an earthquake or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
They fucking detonated a nuke.
Yeah.
They can do nukes.
Great.
Homeboy's got some swag.
How long before they kill him? How are they going to kill him?
I don't know.
I
Someone's
don't.
gonna kill him,
That
right?
mentality does it exist over there? Rebellion? I don't know.
I don't
Well,
think it does. I
sometimes-
think somebody else does it. But the question
They
is...
kill you. He'll kill you if there's even a murmur.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Kill his uncle. Kill his uncle right
He
away.
killed his uncle and his uncle's sons.
Yeah.
Right.
So he killed his nephews.
There's
Or his
no
nie-
uprising.
His cousins.
Cousins.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't fuck around, dude.
How crazy is that? I mean, that's today. I mean, that he's got a whole country like that gripped. But the thing about a guy like that is, if you kill them, what happens next? Like, how do you get those people? Like, they are so programmed.
Well, that's the best part. See, we go there and we open up an Olive Garden and we show them Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and we get to rebuild North Korea. What do you think?
I think we let the South Koreans figure it out.
Yeah.
They just take one in to each house.
Yeah.
Separate them from their family.
North Korea.
Take them in like a dog.
Fucked, man.
Oh, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Take them in like someone's got to train someone.
Yeah.
Like you're from another country.
to whatever, deprogram them.
Yeah.
Like a cult.
Train them like a puppy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. You realize that you could be 40 in North Korea, come into, sneak into China or something, and you don't know anything in this whole world. You're like a 40-year-old infant, basically.
Yeah, you don't know the rest of the world.
You don't know anything.
No.
Nothing.
But I'm saying, then why don't we colonize them like we did the Middle East, like Iraq?
Because they're so volatile.
Because they have weapons and they're right next to South Korea.
Yeah,
like we really like South Korea.
Yeah,
they make
Yeah,
Samsung.
we have-
First on CNN, North
Oh,
Korea may
dear
be
God.
planning October surprise. What? What is that? Is that today? Oh Jesus.
God.
What is October surprise? Like to fuck with our elections? Maybe.
Oh God.
I mean, it's so strange.
Yeah.
And then, you know what also disturbs me? It's like we're so calm about all the conflict in the rest of the world because there's not really that much over here. So
Right.
we kind of minimalize it and we concentrate on some other nonsense and we, fill our face with sugar.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world is embroiled in all these battles. Like India and Pakistan are right next to each other and they fucking hate each other. And Russia's invading the Ukraine and there's all this crazy shit that's going on with them. And then there's Putin's almost getting assassinated. And
yeah.
And we're like, do I want a latte?
China.
Brad and Angelina broke up.
Yeah.
But it's good we're isolated geographically, too, a little bit.
Need to go to Australia.
Mexico, Canada.
Yeah, that's isolated.
Australia's the move.
Yeah.
Do we go there? Fit right in. You got to learn how to talk different, though. And drive on the other side of the road.
That's really hard.
Yeah, they need to fix that.
Yeah.
What are you
In order
doing?
for us to colonize.
Yeah, why are you guys on that side?
Think we can get that?
Stupid.
It is counter. Is there a reason for that? I mean, a logical reason that we don't see as Americans, like the metric system?
Well, they got it from England. And
Right.
England had it because England is so fucking old that back in the day they used to ride horses. And when you would be like riding, you would want people that were opposing you on your right-hand side so you could hack at them with your sword.
How the fuck did you know that? That was really impressive.
It's not that impressive. It's just...
You
It's
looked
like
that up,
you
though?
just know that one?
Yeah.
Because most people were right-handed?
Yeah, they're right-handed.
Yeah.
So you'd want to be on the left-hand side so
Yeah.
you could chop someone's fucking head off with a sword.
That's really good. that you
It's
knew
good.
that.
Yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
makes sense.
Over here, we grew up. We realized, you could just shoot someone.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
chop away with a fucking sword, you
So
dummy.
we're back on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like pre-arrows. They figured that out.
That's pretty
They
nuts.
hadn't even figured out
pretty crazy,
arrows
dude.
yet. They just had long, sharp things.
Yeah.
They hadn't figured out that you could throw things through the air yet.
It's crazy. Back in the jousting days?
How about catapults?
Oh,
Yeah.
those are neat. Yeah.
A giant rock and just pull it back and just launch it at people.
Yep,
Jesus.
yep. You know, we watched some documentary on Saudi Arabia, where they still crucify people. Have you seen that one on Netflix? What's it called, Jeans?
I think it's, I don't know.
I don't
It
know.
might be
It's called Saudi
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's fucked
Is
up.
it brutal?
But they take cameras
fucked up.
in and
Yeah.
they show you what's up and people getting crucified.
You saw
and
it?
Yeah, we watched it.
They
yeah.
show you
Yeah.
But you
some
saw
stuff.
the people getting
You
crucified?
yeah,
see-
they hang them up.
Yeah, you see, they censor stuff, but a guy is about to get decapitated and they blur.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
a guy with a sword just chops his fucking head off.
Isn't that... It's weird that we're like... There's certain parts of those images we don't want people to see because we know they're too disturbing.
It's yeah.
Do you ever see those ISIS videos that they don't catch on YouTube and they'll be up for like a couple of days before someone catches it and they
I
pull
haven't
them
looked
down?
in a while, man. I don't like seeing it. I don't like seeing the real decapitations or murders. That's fucking disturbing as shit to me.
Why?
Yeah, I
I
saw
saw it
it.
a few years ago. I didn't like
So
it.
horrible.
Guy did it with a small knife. Cut this guy's head off with a small knife. I was like, oh.
Whoa, yeah. But that stays in your head, That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Well,
know.
that's why they want to do it in the first place.
Yeah, yeah.
Just what a strange thing we are. people.
Drawing and quartering. Did you ever hear? I mean, you know what goes into that one? That's kind of creepy too. We're
Describe it
so
for the folks at
fucking
home.
mean. It's where they tie your arms and your legs, right? They tie them to a horse, one horse per limb. And don't they cut your intestines? They cut your stomach so your intestines are open. And then they send the horses off in all directions. There it is. And then you get ripped limb by limb. And your intestines get cut out.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and there's a guy in the middle with an axe or a big sword just cutting you open while the horses pull you. Holy fuck.
And this is how they would publicly,
Kill people.
This is a criminal. So they're showing the masses this is going to happen to you if you steal.
Yeah.
Wow. There was this thing I was listening to the other day about the Inquisition. It was fascinating, man. And it was talking about how everything had gotten so crazy that they would try, but through any means, they would try to elicit a confession out of you that you had done something that was blasphemous or done something against the Lord. And they could torture you in order to do that. They could torture you in order to get that confession out of you. And they just started torturing people. Just like everybody was guilty. And they were just killing people like crazy.
Jesus.
And just listening to the accounts of like how it all went wrong and how they started doing this. It was like, wow. Like you could see, we want to think that in today's day and age that this could never happen. Like we're past that, you know. We have too much information. We're too evolved. Our culture and our civilizations move far too fast. But there's spots on Earth where it hasn't, like North Korea. You know, like there's spots on Earth where it hasn't moved past that, like Saudi Arabia. What you're talking about?
No, it's still just. Well, we still punish people. We still kill people. We just do it behind closed doors in the United States. We
More
make it
dignified,
more quote
right?
dignified. We're still murdering.
Yeah, and
people.
if you've robbed somebody, we make you a slave.
Right.
You're a slave now.
Right. It's just dignified because it's in a building that's clean and we don't see it. You don't have to see it, so it doesn't exist.
Right. It's still horrific, though.
We're savages.
We like to think because we can send a video through the sky and it arrives on your phone, you know, from 50 miles away. We like to think that we're way more advanced than we really are.
Yeah.
We're so close to monkeys. We're so goddamn close.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
And you know, we're on the verge of death all the time. I had this girl write to me. She works separate, like all these jobs around the country, around the world to make money, like job to job. And she goes, I worked in, Yellowstone National Park. She goes, yeah, yesterday somebody fell into a geyser and just disintegrated. Another person just fell off a cliff. They died. She goes, life is so fragile.
Yeah.
That guy got drunk, though, and went 100 yards off the trail and slipped into one of those puddles. And they're like, dude, there ain't nothing left. Like, that's lava and boiling water. Like,
happens.
Think about how close that dude was to dying today, the guy with the bear.
Oh, yeah.
Poof.
Yeah, and people are like, we have to save the bears. It's really important. We keep them around to kill more people. Maybe he shouldn't have been around the bear and his babies.
Oh, my God.
Mama bear protects her babies.
Is there a bear problem? Do we have a big bear problem?
There's an issue with grizzly bears in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem that a lot of people think that there are too many bears and they want them declassified. The environmentalists disagree and they say that the bears were brought to the brink of extinction and only through diligent work have they been brought back to the position where they're at now where they're thriving. The problem is it's super hard to accurately estimate how many bears there are. But you see a lot of them, and the people that are out there all the time, the hikers, the sportsmen, meaning the hunters and the fishermen, they see a lot of them, and they're seeing more of them than ever before. And they're seeing actually less black bears and more grizzly bears, which it used to be the opposite. It's a crazy animal, man.
Yeah.
And
brown bears are like the real motherfuckers, right? Aren't they even bigger?
They're super aggressive.
Yeah.
They're super, super, super aggressive. Sometimes they don't give a fuck. Like there's this area, it's a really fascinating spot where there's this river that runs through Alaska, and it's an incredibly common place to see grizzly bears, to the point where there's a video of it where there's like, Jamie, how many bears were in it? Like 15 bears? There's like 15 grizzly bears in this one area because there's so much salmon. And these people are standing around filming these grizzly bears because there's so much food for the bears. The bears never kill people. And it's like one of the safest places to observe bears.
In Alaska.
Yeah, they've never had like a fatal incident there. Like bears wander up to people. There's one video of this bear. This guy's like sitting there in a lawn chair looking over at all these Yeah, that's what it is. The guy's looking over at all these bears eating fish, and he's sitting in a lawn chair, and this fucking bear walks up to him. It is a tanker. I mean, it's gigantic, and it just wanders up, and it's so full, and it's just been eating salmon that it's not a threat at all. It doesn't want to hurt anything. I mean,
just lays down.
Yeah, they're not like some animals will fuck you up just for fun.
Yeah.
Like some wolves will fuck up like elk and things like that just for fun. They call it surplus killing or thrill killing. Look at this video. Go full screen on this. This guy's sitting here. Look at this thing. This thing just walks up to him. I mean, that's his lawn chair, dude. I mean, it'll show you how close the guy is. You'll see it because the bear moves towards him, then he has to start talking to it. But this thing is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 1,000 pounds. It's enormous. The size of its fucking head. But watch when it gets close to him. That's when you realize how big it actually is. And the guy has to actually talk to this thing.
To let him know.
Yeah, watch this. Here it comes right here. And this is a river, and that river right there is just overwhelmed. At the end of the video, you get to see. What's the name of this video, Jamie? Bear sits next to guy. But
you can look up Brooks Falls in
look
Alaska
at this.
and see pictures and stuff.
It just sits down. And it gets up.
Oh, my God, dude.
If you go a little further on, it gets up, and the guy has to tell it. Yeah, there it goes. The guy has to tell it to fuck off because it gets too close to him.
Yeah.
So it looks at him, and they start. Look at this.
Big
Look at this.
motherfucker. Wow.
He says, hey, hey, and it wanders off. But now, watch when he turns towards the river. Now look at this. Look at all the bears. Look at all the fucking
I wish you would have
bears.
kept the camera on that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, look, try to pause it when you do.
God.
Pause it like when it goes a little bit further. Boom.
That
so this
guy's
guy was
crazy.
he's a photographer. You see his gear there. So this is the spot where everybody goes to take pictures of these bears because there's so much salmon. That's all they eat.
Oh my gosh.
I guess when bears get into one kind of food, like they say the bears are also, they're safe to be around when there's a lot of berries because they just say, oh, I'm just eating berries.
Right, they're not into you.
Well, they're real omnivores. Like they're not necessarily carnivores. They'll just snack on yummy food. And if you're the yummy food, then that's your ass.
So they eat plants. That's omnivore. That must eat a ton of plants to sustain a 1,000-pound body.
They eat everything.
Holy moly!
I mean, they're cleanup crew. They're the cleanup crew for the woods.
Is that right?
Yeah. If anything dies, like they'll fight off wolves. Like wolves will kill like an elk or something like that, and the bear will like, yeah, thanks, dude. I'll just take that shit. They just wander up to the carcass and just start eating.
Yeah.
The wolves
Tough shit, wolf.
They can't do a goddamn thing.
Of course not.
Because it's like a 10 times the size wolf. I mean, that's really what a bear's like.
Nothing can take down a bear, right? In nature?
No, humans.
It's the king. Yeah.
Only humans. I mean, when humans weren't, they actually think there was a thing called the short-faced bear that dominated the Bering Strait so powerfully. It was such a dangerous animal. They think it might have prevented people from immigrating to North America, by thousands of years, because this thing was so dominant that it is a huge, aggressive grizzly bear type creature that lived during the Ice Age, and it was so dangerous that it kept people from, this is speculation, but look at the size of the goddamn thing. That's the short-faced bear. It's like even bigger than a goddamn grizzly.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Like look at that picture of that fake one right there. Like that's what it would have looked like.
Oh my God. It's a death machine.
This is a short-faced bear, Tom. This is a bear that went extinct that was way bigger than a grizzly. I mean, it was so big. It was like the Hulk if the Hulk was a bear.
So crazy, dude.
Yeah. That used to be a real thing in North America. And they think, Tom, I was saying that they think that thing, look at it, it was bigger than a buffalo. Those things would take out buffaloes. They think that they were fearsome predators and they may have prevented people from emigrating to North America earlier. What is that thing? What, diadone? Oh, Jesus Christ, look at that. Oh, my God. That's a real thing? What the hell was that?
Man.
Diadone.
Terrible.
What are the teeth on that thing? Good Lord. But it's just, I mean, it's I'm so torn on these kind of things because I think it's cool that grizzly bears are alive.
Yeah.
It's cool that you can go see them.
Yeah.
But not if you're that dude that got fucked up today.
Short face. Oh my God. You hunted a bear?
Yeah, black bears.
Black bears?
Yeah.
Is that like Wyoming, Montana?
They don't really eat brown bears. Or you can, but most people don't because they eat a lot of carcasses. So apparently they taste bad.
but black bears don't.
Black bears taste good.
Yeah.
They eat more plants. They still eat carcasses. They still kill things. They do a lot of cannibalism. That's the big issue with black bears. A lot of
God,
cannibalism.
they're such animals.
They are.
I mean,
animals.
No, I mean, I don't mean that as like a corny joke, but yeah.
It's males killing babies.
That's crazy. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's
lions
the big
do
one.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Male
yeah, but
lions.
lions don't eat them.
They just kill them.
Yeah, they kill them to keep them from growing up and becoming the male competitors. But they don't think bears do that. They think bears are doing it actually because they're hungry.
Oh, my God.
And also because they think it might be able to bring the women back into estrus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's speculation. But yeah, there's polar bears.
Look at that
Polar
one.
bears they're 100% cannibals,
Oh, my God.
especially the males. Yeah, there's I watched.
Well, their ecosystem is basically shrinking, right? I mean,
Yeah, supposedly. But you know what they say? I mean, it's hard to tell who's right because the wildlife biologists and the people who measure bear numbers versus the people who are like animal conservationists and animal rights activists, they disagree on how many polar bears there are and whether or not they're healthy populations. Because I've read that there's more polar bears today than ever. That polar
Really?
Bear, yeah. That doesn't make sense, right?
Doesn't.
That
no.
doesn't sound right.
No.
See if that's true, Jamie.
Poor Jamie.
This is the Jamie Google
all day.
show.
Yeah.
Is that time right?
Yeah, you guys gotta get out of there.
Yeah, we're gonna lose our nanny.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's 5:30.
Damn.
We've
Yeah.
been going on forever,
We
Oh
have
my
been.
gosh, that flew by.
dude. We covered a lot of shit.
We jammed. We covered everything.
I learned some things. I learned about the guy who is the financial guy who doesn't give a fuck.
Dan Pena.
What else did we learn?
We learned about our proper pronouns and how to use them.
We did.
We learned about that guy who has all the secrets, who fucks kids.
Right.
Only did 15 months because he's the Speaker of the House.
Old Speaker Dennis Hastert.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What else?
We learned about.
Well, bear talk.
I feel like we have to have a
Bear talk.
format to this show.
DJ
'cause
Dadmouth.
Oh,
DJ
me jerking
Dadmouth.
off to the black guys fucking my wife.
Right.
That was important.
That was important.
That was important. Where are you guys at? What's the next comedy dates you guys got going on? Tom, I know you're killing it. I know you sold out the Trocadero 3 shows in a fucking row.
Yeah, we added a
in
fourth.
Philly.
Yeah, we added a fourth.
That's amazing, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
I'm excited.
congratulations.
Thanks, man.
That's so awesome.
I'm excited. I just added. I'm doing Ontario Thursday, and we sold it out, so we added another one there.
Damn.
And then I'm doing Cobb's coming up, and I'm doing Caroline's.
Dude, you're doing so many big theaters.
I start my theater tour in January, but it hasn't gone on sale yet.
It's amazing, man.
Really excited about it.
It's so cool. Like when I met you, you'd only been doing comedy like a few years, right?
I met you in 2007, so I was 5 years in. Yeah.
Was it 2007 or was it 2006?
I think it was 2007. I'm pretty sure. It was during the Maxim Bud Light Real Men of Comedy tour.
Yeah, in
Oh my
Phoenix.
God, I remember that.
We
Yeah.
met at the Hollywood
Celebrity
Theater.
Theater. Yeah.
Theater in the Round.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so cool now to see you're fucking killing it, man. It's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Those Netflix specials, man. Woo.
Yeah. They really give you a bump. Jeez.
But it's just, well, also you're really funny. Christina, we need to get one for you.
It's trust me, it's in the making. It's happening. We'll see.
We'll see.
She's doing this the model I did basically like a year or two ago where she's going out and doing one-nighters, which I think is
Yes.
like, so she did Helium Portland one night last week, sold out.
Yeah. And then Seattle one night.
Well, your
Yeah.
podcast is so fucking funny. You guys
Aw.
have one of the best podcasts
Thank you.
ever.
for
Thanks,
saying
buddy.
that.
It's so fun to do too. It's so. I mean, I've only done it once, but it was just such a giggle fest.
Well, you have to come when we have our
I'd be
new
happy to.
studio.
Yeah, I'll be happy to.
And we give
Oh, my
I
God.
always get asked about it a lot, interviews and everything. I always give credit to you because I remember you being like, "Why aren't you doing one?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then you saw her and you go, "Your wife is legitimately funny. Don't you think you guys could just sit there and do one?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then I told her, and she was like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
And then
dipshit.
now that's all we do. It's just the two of
It's
us.
the best,
You know,
yeah.
we play some clips, we talk about what's going on, and it's grown so much in the few. You know, we've been doing it now since the end of 2010 is when we started. It's crazy.
Wow.
That it's been 6 years, man. Like 6 years of that show.
Yeah, I'm at almost 7. I'll be 7 in December.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I remember
wow. So we
watching
were-
or reading something, and I realized I did one of your first 10.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
We
Yeah.
sat on a couch.
Yeah, in my office.
Yeah.
Ari Shaffir sold that couch.
Really?
Yeah, I gave it to Ari.
We sat on the couch.
Maybe
and
he gave it to somebody.
I think it was like a eBay thing and donation money, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I just keep remember you telling me to like sit up on the mic because I was like sitting back.
Oh yeah, well there were there were
like,
couches and our
Yeah.
mic stands suck, so you had to like uncomfortably lean forward
You're
on
like,
a couch.
Tommy, talk in the mic. I was like,
Yeah. Well, I don't think we had headphones back then. Or if
No.
we did, we didn't.
No.
Maybe we did.
I thought you were bananas too. Doing this
Yeah,
thing,
I
you know?
remember like,
Yeah, for
what's
sure.
a podcast? What are you talking about? How ridiculous!
There you go.
No headphones. There you go.
Oh, look at Bunsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you guys.
I don't know what the fuck possessed me to keep doing this.
Wow.
Week 20 of the Ustream podcast.
This is
Isn't
a
that
later
amazing?
one. Yeah.
Week 20.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious, man.
If it weren't
what
for
made
you,
you? I never asked you that. What made like did you do one or see one where you're like I got to do that?
It was a bunch of shit. One of them was doing the Opie and Anthony show because Opie and Anthony show was just like a hangout.
Right.
It wasn't like it didn't have a formula to it.
Yeah.
It didn't have a format necessarily. You would come in and a bunch of comics would come in. They all just start talking, and it would be hilarious. It would be like a bunch of people that knew everybody, and we all sit around and just joke around. It was really fun. It was a fun hang.
Yeah.
Then Anthony Cumia started doing this thing called Live from the Compound, where he put up a green screen in his basement, and he had a whole like professional desk and professional cameras, and he's just a maniac. And he would do karaoke holding a machine gun, and he would have a background. The background would be like Manhattan. He would like, change the back, and I was like, that would be an amazing thing to have. And so when he was doing Live from the Compound, he was doing it on one of those streaming services. So then we started doing the thing, me and Red Band, on Ustream. Just I started one day. Well, we started doing it we do it in green rooms first. It was even pre-YouTube or pre-Ustream. Like we did it in Cobb's. Remember we did it in Cobb's
Yes.
and Joey yelled at us and told us to shut it off?
Yeah.
Shut that fucking thing off.
Got
you
your
fucking
blackberries
momos.
and your blueberries. Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't even have a phone back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told us to shut it off. And that's how it started. We just started doing it that way, and then it was fun, so we started doing it every week. And then somewhere along the line, I just realized it was this way that I could have these crazy conversations with all these interesting people, and I could get them. Once they realized there was a certain number of people that were listening, I could get people to come in and sit down and talk to me.
Do you remember, like early, first five, what kind of, how many people were listening to something like your show?
I never looked.
You never looked?
No.
You just put it up again?
Yeah, I never paid attention. I just, there was like every now and then you'd look over the live thing. It was like 1,200 people be watching live. It was a good,
you're like, oh, wow,
a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it was only like 500 or 600.
Yeah.
But yeah. But once I had Anthony Bourdain on, and I had I had a bunch of people like that. I was like, I can talk to some fucking cool people through this thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, man, I want to know more about Egypt. Let me get John Anthony West on. Hey, I want to know more about asteroids. Let me get Randall Carlson
It's really
on.
become just all your interests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock was a big one. That was the early days when I was doing it in my house. And he came over to my house and we talked till like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning with this long ass podcast.
What's your biggest get personally for the show?
I don't know, man. It's a good question. I don't know. There's no biggest anymore. Russell Brand was pretty big. That was pretty interesting. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's a fun guy, man.
Yeah.
But so's Artie Lang. So's you. I love having you on.
Yeah.
It's like now it becomes like just fun. Now it becomes like Joey or Bill Burr or Duncan, or it just becomes.
Guy's stomach was cut open in front of the tenderloin. There's so much blood. What? I gotta make it right.
It just becomes fun, right? I mean, don't you guys feel like that?
Yeah.
It's just.
It's my favorite thing that we do. It's the
Really?
best.
Do you like it more than stand up itself?
No, excuse me. Stand-up's always number one, but the podcast, especially since we become parents, it's the one thing that it's the old world. It's who we were before. It's still juvenile, and it's the sealed hour and a half of just nonsense, and then we can go back to being responsible adults.
It is. That's true. That's a good way of putting it, because it's very juvenile and silly, but that's why we have a good time just being silly on it,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big takeaway from your podcast is how silly it is.
Yeah,
you guys are just always like
it's
laughing.
the least serious thing ever. There are no serious
It's
conversations.
so fun. No.
I love Black or Tom too.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a good one.
I need to do that again. Well, the thing is about the move is that the studio is much bigger, like actual space. So we'll have, I think, some guests again because we haven't had guests in a long time now.
Well, you could add a bunch of elements to it too. Once you realize you have all this room to do stuff, and you have like an actual professional studio.
Yeah, I know. It's exciting.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's really
Can't
exciting.
wait.
Well, when you guys do it out here, I'll be happy to do it.
Oh yeah,
we'll have some fun.
Okay.
Have some fun. So for now, people can see your podcast. It's Your Mom's House. It's on iTunes. You guys on Stitcher?
On Stitcher.
On
It's on
everything.
Stitcher.
On YouTube.
Christina P on Twitter.
Yes, at Thousand Ranch.
She still hasn't changed her name to Segura. A pure disrespectful
How dare
act.
you? Hey, can I plug
Have
some
feminism?
dates? I
Fuck
have?
yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow night I'm in Dallas at Hyenas, and then October 5th, Houston at the Secret Group.
Warehouse, right?
Warehouse. Change the Warehouse Live,
What is that?
I think.
What's that?
That's the secret
What's the
group.
secret group?
That's a group of promoters. They actually have a venue, I think, called that in Houston.
Yeah.
And then, but the secret group also produces shows. So like, secret group could bring you. So secret group is going to have her at Warehouse Live.
Warehouse.
That's the venue.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like. I was wondering if it was like they just put on a show somewhere. It's a secret.
Oh,
you
no,
have to
no.
find out what the
Shh,
show
it's a
is.
secret.
Like someone really
Like a
funny is
rave.
coming to town, but you got to find out where.
Yeah,
That would be super annoying for
Yeah.
people.
Annoying.
Oh my God. Okay, October 23rd, Indy, and then the 24th, Cincinnati. Tickets are at Thousand Ranch. Thank you.
And how do people find it? What's the website?
thousandranch.com.
That's your website?
Mhm.
Oh, how the fuck is anybody going to know what that means? Tickets are at Thousand Ranch.
The world. Well,
Yeah.
it's my
Thousand
favorite
Ranch.
salad dressings together.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
why.
Don't tell Joey. Don't tell Joey you
Why?
like ranch.
What?
Ranch
Is it
smells
like-
like fucking feet.
It's
You never heard
blue
that?
cheese or go fuck
What
your
is
mother.
Blue
Yeah.
cheese with wings or go fuck your mother.
Blue cheese is nasty.
Tom Segura website.
TomSegura.com.
Segura Tom on Instagram.
Segura Tom on Instagram.
But Tom Segura on Twitter, right?
That's right.
You gotta get Segura Tom.
Look what I'm going to put on right
Powerful
now
fanny
for
pack.
my
Yeah,
trip
man.
tomorrow.
Tom Segura on Instagram is a British kid. Nice kid. He's like 18.
Give him
Loves
the
his
money.
girlfriend.
Give him the money.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
wait
get
to
that.
travel with this thing
Yeah,
tomorrow.
powerful hireprimate.com fanny pack. They're the best, right?
I love it. It
Shout out to Dice
fits
Clay
nice.
for turning me on to the Roots fanny packs. Oh! All right, folks. Thanks. Appreciate it. Love you.
Thanks.
See you. Bye.
Thanks, Joe.